What's up, boys? Huh? Hello, chair? Exclamation point chair? That's what I'm talking about, boys. Just hopped out the shower. Had a great, productive morning. Made some phone calls. Got back home from the business factory wearing my suit. The ball crushing factory. And now we're going to watch Grand Finals First Stand. Just need to find the VOD. Let's do this one. This scene. Bro started stream, but I went to go get a drink.
And they are doing it once again, carrying the torch for EU.
That they are, and some of that has been through their changes in
Brazil.
Powered by Omen and HyperX. Let's jump in and see if G2 continue to draft the way they have over the last couple of days.
So one of the biggest things we've seen both in the BNK series and the Gen G series was this big conversation about Ashe Seraphine. BLG have decided we're going to ban it
Maybe I shouldn't do the
Take
big
Ashe out
VOD,
of the
huh? I
equation.
should
We
probably
don't
do
think
the
that Seraphine
individual
is big of a-
games. That way it doesn't spoil
decided we're going
the
to ban it
results
away.
by
Take
like
the Ashe out of the equation. We
giving
don't
me
think that
the
Seraphine is big of a
duration.
prio. Now the question becomes Vi.
Because that, I think, is the prime pairing. Of course, you can go other things with Lulu, Aphelios, Zeri, Jinx, whatever you want to do.
Jinx.
But Lulu
Yunara
is really powerful. And so much of pro play right now has become about these kind of standard duos. You mentioned the Ashe Seraphine. I would say Karma Ezreal. These ones are kind of similar as well. And it really comes down to philosophy on if one gets picked, do you pick away the other? Which half of the duo do you think is stronger? Some teams will tell you Yunara is the more important half of the duo. Other teams will tell you Lulu
No,
is.
Yunara is not that
G2
important.
does not want to allow
Lulu is
BLG
way
to
more
have
important
that
and
full
versatile than
bot lane
Yunara.
duo.
I
Now,
guarantee
the question
it.
is, do you go kind of like an inferior enchanter, or do you just play more standard and play engage?
Lulu can be
alongside,
paired
which
with
is kind
so
of
many
what I
different
expect.
picks,
I don't
and
blame
Yunara
G2 for
is
not
very
wanting that
limited.
bot lane to be played against them, because that's what
What am I
destroyed
drinking?
them
It's
in the first series versus
Fresca.
BLG.
Nico becomes the champion that I'm thinking about the most. I'm
Citrus,
still waiting
grapefruit
for this
citrus.
Blitzcrank pick to come out as an answer into the Lulu that we're just yet to see. But Nami could be a solid alternative depending on what style of bot lane they're looking for.
Yeah, and Nico is kind of where mind is at, you know, alongside where Medic was mentioning, because it gives you power in the lane, it gives you engage, it's kind of that middle ground here. I also like Jarvan because when I was mentioning a lot of these other options, a lot of them are champions without a dash. If you really want to be, you know, having hyper carry that scales and also still has that dash, you have to go Zeri. And I think that is an option. You could go towards Zeri. Sivir being hovered here, I would be a little surprised.
Honestly, I think you could just go Lulu Corki too.
The Jarvan.
I don't really know
And
why
when
you
you're
go
picking it early
Sivir
here,
into
there's always the
Jarvan.
possibility of things like Alistar coming through as well, which you can't actually spell shield
Sivir
that
into
combo.
Jarvan doesn't
So
make
if
too much
G2 wanted to go
sense.
for engage, you'd already be set up
Low
well
range,
for
dash
a
80
dive
carry,
comp there,
can't spell
being
shield
onto
Jarvan
this Sivir.
EQ.
I mean, there's going to be a lot
Because
of
the
threat,
Q
but
from
BLG already
Jarvan
setting
consumes
themselves
the
up
spell
for a
shield
very
and then
solid
you get
front-to-back
knocked up.
style of
Ooh, I like
teamfight.
Poppy.
We've seen Poppy come through from Shun
Poppy goes
multiple
hard.
times before. We're expecting this to go into the jungle, and it's going to limit some of those more mobile
Poppy into
champions
Jarvan's
that we're
very
seeing in
good.
the meta right now.
Also
For
limits the
Poppy.
impact that Skewmon can have. So many
Can
times
stun
in
Jarvan
team
in his
fights,
own
he's the
ult.
guy
Poppy's
locking
also
up
good
the
with
front line,
Jarvan,
locking
funny
up the
enough.
carries, making sure that they can't get into the back of the fight. When you have Shun there on the Poppy, he's just going to be able to stop all of that engaged pressure.
And I just think it's so smart because when you have
Yo,
a pick
what's up,
like this,
YouTube? How's
you're
it
already
going?
saying, okay, we're drafting Sivir Lulu. You basically have
Any
to kill
YouTube
the Sivir or you're
enjoyers
not going to win
other
the
than
fight. You know, if
Sinka
you're going
Arnold?
through that thought process, okay, well, what do you draft to kill Sivir? You draft dive. What does Poppy kind of pre-counter? Well, it pre-counters dive, right?
true.
So I do think it is a really
It does
intelligent
pre-counter
choice here.
dive.
And G2, whether they were considering the Alistar or not, are now going to go towards the Nami here.
It also,
More
I feel
about
like
the lane
Poppy is
power,
really
more about the 2v2.
underrated
I do think
for
it should give them that winning
countering,
2v2.
or like
Though
for
BLG can
engage
just try to play, hit the
purposes
wave
as
and try to
well.
play for wave clear. They don't
Like she
necessarily
is
have
good
to
against
interact
dive
a lot,
in champs like
generally
Vi,
Nami
Jarvan,
is gonna be
Xin
considered
Zhao,
winning against
Wukong,
Lulu.
but
So far from G2, we've been seeing
she's
tank
a really
tops.
versatile
Broken
pick
Blade
that
has
can
been
also be
responsible
used
for
to
playing
engage.
on the weak side, and I wonder how much BLG is going to try and pinch this pool, or if instead they feel very confident in Bin's ability to just have that counter pick.
No,
Because
hyping
my
the games is not
expectation
considered
is they want to give
spoilers.
Caps the best possible
Just don't,
matchup.
like, be,
the last
like,
time that those two
ominous.
mid laners met, it was a very one-sided affair. Knight
And,
really
like,
ran the rift when going up against
semi-spoil.
Caps in the mid lane, so I expect them to want to set him up for success. With the Ahri already banned, we got to remember Knight, a phenomenal Ahri player, used to hold like the highest win rate in the world on the champion. I don't know if he still does, but phenomenal regardless. And so I'm expecting that mid lane pool to be the prio.
I think BLG are going to do the same thing they did in their series against JDG. I think they're going to blind Gnar, and I think that's why they're going for the Yasuo ban. So whether or not G2 is going to actually ban this as a response, this is something they've done in a lot of best of fives. Well, they'll game one in Gnar to set up for a Renekton in the second game if they want to have that angle.
Gnar and Nami.
Some of these counters and taking them out of the
Don't really love that combo, but Labrov has been performing on Nami. I feel like Nami's pretty high skill and high variance. A really bad Nami feels invisible. A really good Nami is like hitting game-winning bubbles and ults.
Like, he had no chance. And Broken Blade is going to have to be prepared for that pressure, prepared for that amount of...
Because also at this level, like, getting lane prio is so important. And Nami's one of the strongest at getting prio and one of the weakest in 3v3. Like, she excels in 2v2, she gets weaker in 3v3 and 5v5, but at this level, it seems like teams with a lot of winning lanes, essentially, if you have 2 out of 3 winning lanes, you kind of run the game and you control the pace until you make your first mistake, and then team comp factors in a lot more.
Considering a Kali, which is going to be interesting.
To Lulu and Poppy, I think that would be a really big mistake.
But that is mostly the matchup that people are playing with Blanc.
How did you prepare versus Chinese and Korean #1 seeds? Any different than normal? No, not really.
The premier mid lane pick, and it looks like they're going to
You prepare against every team the same because you don't make assumptions about who's strong and weak. You evaluate their play, you look at strengths, weaknesses, tendencies, punishable habits, draft priority, you know what their internal tier list is and how you compares to yours. And then you look at, you know, what strats you should be running and looking for and focusing on above others. There's not really any additional, like, emotional connection to, like, oh my god, it's the #1 seed. Also, it's always been fake at international tournaments, like seeding anyways, you know? There's so many times where the World's winner is never the #1 seed. T1 wins like 5 times in a row. I think they're the #1 seed, literally like 1 out of those 5. At least in the last 3 times that they've won, they weren't the #1 seed. Genji was. And then in the last, you know, multiple times the #1 seed from China is like, sometimes they just flop. They just look worse than the other Chinese teams, and yeah, seeding is never really a big factor.
But Aurora has slightly more versatility just in her... Oh, the Yorick slam from Broken Blade.
What do you think about Aurora? Absolutely broken champion right now in competitive. Absolutely broken champ. It's so easy to get value out of her kits. And she can play, you know, from multiple angles. She can be like honestly a pretty good weak side mage, but she can also be strong sided and be playing like super aggressive in their face and snowballing. Even from like just a dead even state, I think you can just get so much value out of just using a timing to like ult somebody, get a chunk, get sums, and yeah, she just has all around a good kit for 5v5, for laning, for early skirmish, and her scaling's pretty good too. That's why she's picked every single game, by the way. Like every single BO5, she's going to be picked because she's a champ with pretty much no weaknesses.
So if Aurora doesn't give you any hope, may I suggest you just squint your eyes and only look at the nameplate above the Aurora, because I think Caps is a name that does invoke a lot of hope for you over the years.
Well, I'm hoping so.
See that value in Soloq too?
I mean, yeah, this is a stressful final.
I mean, she's just a good pick all around, probably, yeah.
To the ground when it comes to international finals.
Probably more value in competitive than in Soloq. You need to be very good at the champ to get value out of the kit, but then at the highest level, it's really easy to get value. Going into this game, she's 0-7. That's funny.
A surprise to be sure to see them.
I think she's very good.
They've been here many
I wouldn't really pay much attention to the win rate there.
The title yet to claim that first place. Hansama stepping up.
Ooh, okay, new strat, punishing early ward tech, and G2 makes a pretty interesting adaptation where they just like
teams are doing this for a while. At the start of the season, all pro players were just like, well, I guess level 1s aren't a thing anymore. You just can't do anything at level 1. And people have realized if you just sprint down.
That was not even a close skill shot by Caps.
G2 to be playing in this brush here, and if Hans and Labrov are in that side brush, they probably lose flash, and they probably lose a lot of health just from Knight walking in behind them. So I like the attempt there.
Yeah, it was a good attempt. It was honestly a very good read for G2 to not be there.
There was really no cost to that, and it could have been a big reward.
Absolutely. I'm also very interested in what the jungle early game plan is because, Azale, you
Wow,
were just mentioning it,
Knight
how
walked
in yesterday's
into the
series for
Aurora
BLG,
queue with
there
his
was
E
a
to trigger electrocute.
I've got to
You see
interrupt
that?
We've got breaking news, a special announcement. The MSI and
He
World schedules are
intentionally
now
walked
public. You can check
into
out the
it
full schedule on lolesports.com, including the dates for
so
Worlds
that Caps would be forced to
2026,
hit him
with finals
with
at the
the
Barclays Center in
pullback
New
on
York
Q.
City. There are also MSI venues, dates, ticket dates.
It's crazy how
everything you need to
high-level
start
play
planning
is
for your
just
trip
like
to
so
the 2026
often
international events. Apart from
changing
this
and
one, I
like,
would suggest not now
wow.
coming to Sao Paulo, as today is the last day of first.
Unless you live
Surprised
around
that
the corner.
Hans didn't just immediately barrier and take that fight better.
We do have a packed house here in Sao Paulo. Hans
I am very surprised that yeah, okay, there we go. But then Hans got like no value out of that barrier.
Forced underneath the tower, dodges the boomerang blade. But in the end, it's barrier for barrier and heal for heal in the bot lane.
Yeah, and honestly, because LeBron still has mana, it's not that bad. Hans did kind of waste his barrier. He popped it when he wasn't actually being hit. Viper was attacking LeBron in that moment. Otherwise, I think it could have gone really well for G2 if he just early popped the barrier when he was actually trading.
I am honestly really surprised to see Silverlulu winning this matchup.
A lot of his HP and junglers are pathing
It's
bot.
a
So he has to
Yunara
be
Nami
really
favorite.
careful. Yeah, nice trade from Broken Blade in the top lane 1v1.
Yeah, just trading in there with the last rights, and the morning mist connecting allows those ghouls to get the
Is
extra chase
Chaperone
on.
fighting any kids in the
Perfect timing
crowd?
this base now for Vibe. He's going to come back to lane with the Cole. The way
I heard
kinda
about that
being
yesterday.
frozen
That shit is
underneath
so
this
funny.
tower, but Hansama has not
You guys hear about the
opportunity to
Chaperone thing?
reset Labrov. Gonna use this
She was like
opportunity
a
to get back to base
total
himself to
dick
replenish both that
to
mana and HP.
like
We'll give
12-year-old,
Hansama a
11-year-old
slight
girl
experience
at her
advantage,
hotel, like a
but,
fan.
yeah,
for no
he's gonna
reason.
have to be careful now as the way
And
he's
then
gonna be going
her
on, 'cause that
dad
Shun
is a
could fish for an
famous
opportunity.
Brazilian footballer
Shun is gonna come
and
on
made a
down
post
and
about
see if they can try to
my
punish
kid
him
is a
on
huge
this
fan
one.
of
They do make it
Chaperone,
work.
and you know she basically just like was a
That was just
super
spot on.
rude, made her
Well,
cry,
Shun.
and caused a huge scene.
Now he looks for it. Labrov has to flash away as Shun was looking
And
for the
then
slam into the wall.
Chaperone's getting fucking eviscerated for it.
Falls down to 2/3 HP. Skumon looking for a gank
I don't know why
towards mid.
Chaperone,
Knight
like I don't really
following
know
alongside
much about her,
smartly
but
here.
it just seems
Knowing
like
that his
she
jungler's on
just
that side of the map. Caps
is
jumping
a
in, looking for the slow. Knight has to flash
very
the
like
slow from the
rude
wording.
person.
Otherwise he could have been
Oh,
caught out, but Skumon's flashing for the chase. The shield from Knight
Wow.
enough to get him a bit of movement speed. There's a flank here for
Skumon
Shun.
might die here. Stun? Stun caps, maybe?
Tries to trade back in. Knight has the
Polly?
stun. No flash on him.
Stun
before
caps?
Skumon's gonna get stunned up, but Knight is low as well. Skumon tries
Okay,
to
Knight
get back in.
dies.
1-1 the exchange so far as LeBron comes in to bolster the attack for Caps. But Caps now needs to run. Does still have the flash.
Caps still has
Shun's
W,
trying
no?
to chase in,
Oh my
doesn't
god,
get
that
the
stun
against the wall.
barely
Caps low
didn't
on
stun.
mana. Flash forward Ramon. The hammer smash not connecting, and Shun might just fall on
Oh my god, G2's hard winning this fight. Let's go.
goes across the veil, and BLG go to the death realm.
Wow,
G2
Caps is the
start the game
CEO
off
of
with
living at
3
1
kills in the
HP.
river.
Changed
It
my
felt like
mind.
such a heavy overforce from G2. They didn't even have the numbers advantage to start off that fight. But Labrov James, the man, comes in, makes the plays happen, turns the play in their favor, and G2 find themselves with a 1K gold lead.
I mean, it's
She's
the slimmest
very
of margins
anti-people
there
and
as well.
posting
You know,
on
it
her
looked like it was
privately.
gonna go pretty bad for G2, and you know they did get
Dude,
first blood
it's
on the side of BLG,
every
but then they
single
kept chasing
person
for it, and
who
Broken Blade
is
could be in trouble here.
Yeah,
famous.
needs to try and get out,
Oh
but
my
we're
god, BB.
flashing, but doesn't have much mana. Bin can just chase him down, has the range advantage. He's been put in alcove prison for
He
now.
can't
Broken
he can't
Blade.
face check it.
He's done a
BB just has
recall.
to
You can
TP
also
back, I
TP out
think.
in that position, but Bin not chasing him any further.
Yeah, that was a really good flash for Broken Blade because it gave him time for the cooldowns to come back up.
People have
so
been
they
on the
could chase.
Chaperone hate
The
train for a
initial
while
play,
now.
great from Knight.
Dude,
You
she
have to
just,
flash
oh
the
my
rear
god,
there, otherwise the
that,
slow
dude,
means you're
Knight's
not gonna be able to
movement
get
is
your
so
team. Right
fucking
side that
clean.
comes
I
through,
am,
and then this flash over
both
from
of
Shun,
these
but the
Poppy
slimmest of margins
E's
misses
could have
the
been
stun into the wall there,
disaster
and that
for
allowed this
G2.
fight to go on for so
This
much
one-
longer, but so much time for
Look at this one,
LeBron
too.
to arrive, and then watch
This one, it
this
really
next
looked
stun
like it was going to
from
stun Caps,
Shun as
right?
he goes
It
to attack
really
on the wall.
fucking
If
looked like
this
it was going to stun
lands,
Caps. Look at
Caps is
this.
just dead to rights. He barely, that's a pixel or two away.
It's, yeah, it's
That
literally
allows
so
him to
close to
escape.
stunning,
That
and then the whole
allows
fight is
sustain
different because
really
Shun
to
would
make
get the
the
kill and
difference.
not
Caps
die.
survives, gets the reset on across the veil here,
And then
and is
Caps
able to stay
doesn't
safe,
get
get a
reset
kill.
and level
That is
up.
tiny, tiny differences. Both those tackles missed the stun.
No, you're completely right.
Wow.
It was the
I,
slimmest
dude,
of margins,
it feels like
and,
I
the
fucking
slow that
pre-watched
came
this
through from
because
Labrov,
it's like I'm
applying
literally
the
saying
onto
the exact same
himself,
thing as
and then
Azale
meaning that Shun
to the
realized,
point where
I
it's
can't actually
like,
get in range. I can't
it
actually close
seems
the gap anymore to
suspicious.
Caps. I have to disengage, but he ends up just losing his life as well. And the unsung thing about that situation.
But like honestly, what I'm
carries
saying and what
wanted
he's
to join
saying
that fight
is
too,
pretty fucking
but Hans
obvious.
actually got
It's not
primed
very
with the
it's
river,
not very
making it
high
hard for
level.
Viper to approach, and Hans says,
I just
"You're
think it's
staying
like
with me, buddy. We're actually
really
just gonna
impressive the
stick
way
with
G2
1v1
spaces
because I
around
trust my
Poppy.
team to come out ahead."
Right, using Tibbers here just to harass Caps down. More about getting the wave in and making sure that Caps doesn't have an easy move somewhere else than anything else. Something we saw a ton when anny mid was really meta. A couple of MSIs ago, I want to say.
Pre-watch,
Summer and LeBron with the
pre-watch.
push in towards the bottom lane. Shun is on his way across here, as is Knight. Hansama and LeBron stepping forward.
See, again, I'm like really fucking surprised that Hansama isn't pre-barriering these fights. Now LeBron has no flash, and he's okay. This stun actually does hit, and he's so good at dive too because he can just send Tibbers after. Look at the way that Knight snaps his Tibbers back there.
They were never going to go for Hans in that situation.
Jesus.
Knight uses the Tibbers, gets prio, walks down, makes sure that even if the enemy jungler is there, they are safe. But Bin now could be in a little trouble. He's not going to overextend.
Broken Blade was trying to make him use his E with that Dark Possession to allow Skewmon to come across, but as you say, Bin doesn't need to overextend either. The Maiden is down, that wave's going to push in. Skewmon might look to go behind the tower here. Bin has no flash, there's the Cataclysm.
What?
Look for the follow-up, but Bin's still
How is this going to work?
The Ghouls are going to join in. Another Dark Possession. He did.
Gnar doesn't have E? Gnar E is a 22-second cooldown?
Make sure that
22
even
seconds.
if the enemy jungler is there,
This
they
is
are safe,
high
but
game
Bin now
knowledge
could
for a
be in
top
little
lane.
trouble.
And he uses it at 651.
He's not going to overextend.
Broken Blade was trying to make him use
He uses
his
it at
E
651.
that Dark Possession to allow Skewmon to
Draven
come across, but as you
does
say, Bin
EQ,
doesn't need
so
to
it'll be back up
overextend
at
either. The Maiden is down, that wave's gonna push
7:13.
in. Skewmon might look to go behind the
7,
tower here.
05,
Bin has no flash,
06,
there's the Cataclysm.
07,
They'll look for the follow-up, but Bin's
08,
still very healthy for now.
09. If he has jump right now, he lives. He double hops onto BB. He lives 100%.
Ghouls are gonna join
Oh,
in. Another Dark
11.
Possession.
They're off by 2 seconds.
He didn't overextend, but Skewmon still finds him.
So while the action is happening,
That
on
is
the bot side of the
extremely,
map,
extremely
Skewmon
high
setting
level
his
game
sights on the
knowledge.
top side jungle camps. Shun will return to his jungle to find that top side disappeared, but it is Skewmon.
If I was in that
that's able to
situation,
make the
I would
crossfire
always
happen.
assume that Gnar has
4-2,
his jump
the
back.
kills in favor of G2.
And that is what Bin playing so respectful. He has early steel caps. He's not overextending at all, but they just have so much terrain creation there to be able to lock him in when he doesn't have the hop. There's just nothing he can do to get away.
Viper getting chased out by Hansama.
Oh my god, Polly on the
perfect
Yunar
time.
W.
LeBron
Now he
will
has to
get
dodge
level 6.
Yunar's
Viper still trading back onto Hanzo, has to
W.
pop the barrier, but again,
Just
not
sidestep
too much
bubbles
damage
so
on his
easily.
hammer.
Oh my
Goes
goodness,
down.
Hansama, really rare mistake mechanically not flashing that. What?
LeBron needs to be careful.
Yeah, that's back-to-back skirmishes on this bot side where Hans hits the barrier when he's not being hit. Shun going for a flash.
Heroic charge, keeper's verdict. Not here for the follow-up.
Oh,
The
wow.
Cats able to get across the wall in time.
Very,
So we
very
heard
rare
from G2
mistake,
that
I would say, from
stylistically,
Hans to misplay
BLG
mechanically like
are
that.
quite
Oh my
different. And on your
god.
screen is exactly what you're seeing. BLG don't waste any time. G2 think that with the level advantage they have, it's a good trade
Hans
for them,
just
but Viper
goes into
connects
Poly,
double
doesn't want to use
blocks of
W
the
because
Q
he knows
on the
Viper still has
Hans, and
spell
the
shield
polymorph
for it.
timing
Viper
was
literally
perfect,
just
which
sidesteps
meant
this
the
and then
Hans
watch this
wasn't
Q. He
hitting
just
for a
doesn't
very long
flash
time.
it.
He had the flash available,
You
decided not to
wouldn't
commit
really
it. The only
expect
saving
someone
grace
to make
is
that
it was
mistake.
On that ends up getting the kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Conway step. You can't dash into range of the Lulu in that position. You have to play on the edge of the range. You have to pull the Lulu into you. They had the level 6 advantage, but overcommitment there from Hans does get punished and poor use of the barrier. And Hans has been incredible for G2 in these last 2 series. They need him to stay locked in. They need him to have that kind of performance here.
They really do, but Shun at the moment leading BLG's charge, so consistently burning these flashes, going in, getting Caps' flash after the play down towards the bottom lane. He has been doing a really good job for BLG, and with BLG having this carousel of junglers, Shun coming back in not only is the glue for the team morale-wise, but also one of the best junglers in the world. As Skewmon has been trying to claim that title over the last couple of days, manages to force out Knight's flash.
In my mind, a lot of this series is going to come down to this jungle matchup. Yeah, people like to talk about Shun because BLG has talked about him as a mood maker, as a guy who, you know, is that person who can bring everyone together, keep them positive in reviews. But he is also absolutely one of the very best junglers in the world. In my mind, these are the 2 best performing junglers at this tournament, which whoever wins, you know, you are likely going to be the current best jungler in the world. That is going to be the level of performance we are talking about, as Skewmon had back-to-back incredible performances against Raptor and Canyon. And Shun, last time he fought Skewmon, really got the better of him. So much is going to come down to this jungle matchup.
I think they're both just very good at reading the state of the map and recognizing what they can and cannot do. Skewmon demonstrated this game already. Bot gank happening. I'm going to
Aurora's like
invade
wave
top
clear
side,
is
steal away your camps,
so
look for a
good.
play for myself. But Shun does the exact same thing. Oh, I I see Caps looking for a roam, trying to follow the Annie. I'm going to
Comparatively, Annie's
and
is
they
like
just
so
have such great
shit
awareness of the prio that they have
for
in
a
their
mage.
lanes and the pressure that they're able to implement.
No flash.
Everyone knows he doesn't have flash. Knight not knocked up though. He's going to get the stun off. Caps looking to go between the worlds, and Knight is sent back to the fountain. G2's mid jungle.
Really good that they're just
Finding
targeting
their
Annie.
5th total kill together.
100% kill participation for Skumon as he makes his presence known on the Rift. He said
Skumon does
bot lane.
max range EQR to blow his flash, and then they punish. Oh my god, Skumon's in a bad spot now. Skumon's in a very bad spot.
Blocks it with the spell shield. Shun holding on to the steadfast presence. The knock into the wall with a heroic charge, and Skumon
Holy.
on a sliver of HP shield.
That Lulu ulti. Oh my god, LeBron gets the trade at the very least. It's not worth it, but it's something.
Shun is coming to help. It will be a 2-for-1 in favor of BLG.
LeBron flashes in, does get one back, but at the end of the day, that is your flash to kill off support, and Viper is going to be the one to get the kill. He just made that call, you know what, I'm not getting out regardless, so I am going to take that trade kill. But Shun here was ready for this. The initial play, great from G2. They had already forced Knight's flash with that Cataclysm before, and they know, you know what, even if the knockup doesn't land, red buff slow, that's enough. Caps is going to come in, that's an easy kill. But this play was a little bit telegraphed. You know, G2, look how aggressively they're positioning forward. LeBron is walking so far up, so Shun is just sprinting straight down, and On was holding the wild growth the whole time.
And I think the awkward part about it was the wave wasn't quite underneath the tower, so Hans couldn't get involved in the play, and no ulti available on the Jarvan. Think of how different this play
How
could have been if he
insane is it that he's like holding ult this entire time? Let me tell you, when 99.9% of Lulu players, how they would have played this.
Telegraphed. You know, G2,
Lulu would ult himself right now.
They're
99.9% of players would
so
ult
far up,
right
so
now.
Shun is just sprinting straight
Okay.
down. And
Lulu would
almost
ult
holding the wild
herself
growth the whole
right
time.
here instead of shielding. Just self-ult on this Hans Sama W.
The wave wasn't quite
Just
underneath the
self-ult.
tower, so Hans couldn't get involved
Instead,
in the play,
he saves
and no
it to
ulti
secure
available on the
another
Jarvan.
kill
Think of how different this play
and
could
get
have been
Nami's
if he
flash.
had that ultimate available.
It's just
BLG
like
just had more resources.
so
He'd committed too much to the play earlier,
disciplined
and it
to
meant that
know
BLG get themselves two
he
kills
doesn't
back.
need to ult
Overall,
until he,
though, still 2
you know,
for 2
until
in
the fight
kills,
is basically
so the goal
settled
still
and
remains in GG's
use it
favor.
aggressively to secure another kill.
Monstrously fed, a position he
I think
wasn't really
that
in
is-
last time he went up against BLG,
yeah,
where it was
that is,
Knight
like,
who
really,
was
really
running the
impressive.
show in mid lane. And this time, Caps and Skumon really working well together, putting Caps in
The
an incredible
absolute
spot.
best, yeah, would be
Or
if
is
he
one of these
canceled
champions that
Jarvan's
can snowball
EQ,
absolutely out of
but he was
control.
face checking on the ward timing there.
Flash and barrier on. Doesn't have the flash.
TP behind.
Some already down to half HP, but pop the barrier.
Let him die.
Tries to trade
Whoa,
in, has
don't
the
let him
flash
die.
away, slowed up. Cap still looking for the chase. Here goes between worlds, but can't get close enough to On or Viper, who have
Holy
extricated
shit, I can't
themselves
believe Viper actually is gonna
incredibly
live.
well from this situation. Cap still chasing forward, twofold Hex, not enough through the help picks, and the weirding was short. Shun coming across, and Knight
Wow.
coming across too.
Holy
G2
fuck,
will
he
back
lives that?
away. Incredible from the BLG bot lane.
A big misexecution there from G2. I wonder if Caps' ult was, I wasn't paying attention, if it wasn't actually off cooldown at the start of that play, because I'm surprised that he held onto it for so long. Ends up using it where it doesn't connect onto anyone. Viper's able to flash away to safety, and the idea there could have been huge for G2, but at the end of the day, they misexecute. BLG walk away scot-free.
Yeah, Viper played that really well. He knows he can't retreat through Caps. He's got to fight his way out. And he just fought his way through there, held his spell shield for the bubble as that came through from Lebrov. And they're able to create enough distance. I think Caps did have the ulti as he TP'd in, but I think he was thinking, all right, they have Sums, they have Sivir, I need to save it for kind of the gap closer to be able to chase him down. But Viper and On played this excellently.
BLG note that Skumon's on the top side of the map. That Grub's call of death has come out on the screen, so BLG look to put the pressure down here. Shun comes across, forces Hans Sama and Lebrov to play a little bit more passively. No flash on Lebrov still.
I love how much action is happening around bot lane. If it's not the junglers, the mid laners are permanently roaming. If you guys keep your eyes on the minimap at home, you'll notice Knight permanently moves into Fog of War. It is just
G2 the greatest of all time Western team?
threatening a bot lane
Probably,
roam.
yeah.
I have that possibility. The bot
Yes.
lane has to respect it because my jungle is on the other side of the map. But now that Skumon is pathing towards bot and could potentially cover, he's now being spotted out on this bot side vision. So there's this huge fight over information on the bot side of the map to enable for both teams to look for plays in that area.
Skumon on vision here.
It's either G2 or near airport, probably.
It's worth noting that it is going to be an Ardent Sensor rush here from On. So, you know, not needing Mikhails or anything like that this game is going to be able to accelerate Viper even faster here, give more powerful buffs. Obviously, you have to save Polymorph a lot of time defensively, but anytime you can actually throw that onto the Sivir as well, when they're already fed, you're getting a ridiculous amount of attack speed from this Lulu between the buff of the W as well as the Ardent Sensor.
Jon having a great tournament overall, bringing out some of his niche pocket picks, but also just showing how effective he can be.
You have to see Game 5 top lane pick.
He's a player that can be a little bit inconsistent on or
I'm down.
off. You know, it's very easy
I'm
to
excited.
joke
I
about
feel
that
like
many,
Bin is
but
just someone,
over this
I was saying
tournament,
yesterday,
really
he's someone who can play
I mean,
everything.
this whole year,
And
I would say
BB
has been really
specializes,
accelerating. You know,
this
last
tournament
year,
in
I do
tanks.
think, hey, some
I'm
of
a little
the
surprised
names
to see him
are
play
gonna
Yorick
happen,
in Game
right?
1.
You know, it is funny, but he has been killing it, you know, both in the LPL, and I felt like yesterday, to me, he was the player of the series, as we can check in on the Coinbase gold grind there, as Viper is up about 1,000 gold, thereabouts,
There
and
we go.
is going to be looking pretty strong.
Is that a Rift Herald fight?
They're sending Broken Blade down to bot. He doesn't have the TP available. Knight will. So the TP advantage, the numbers advantage, should go the way of BLG.
G2 wrestling control of the mid lane right now off Viper and on, but very difficult to do into a Sivir. Shun and Skumon just butting heads in the river. Skumon looking for On, will get some damage down onto him. Labrov coming across, and there's the heal out of On. No flash burn, but you take the summoner.
Had to go get a napkin.
You don't want to overcommit there, especially with the objective just around the corner.
You know,
Skumon
the
knows
fact
he
that
doesn't
bot
have
lane
the
is
damage, he's
700
right behind
gold
it.
ahead
Now
while
get
being
the
20
Sorry,
CS
he's now
down
being
is
had
kind
to
of
go down towards the
crazy.
bottom lane, so it's
Obviously, the 2
both
kills
people without teleports
matters
down
a
in that bottom
ton,
lane,
but
meaning that G2 have a 4v4.
Yeah, they
I'm
definitely
just
want
kind of a
Knight
little
there with
surprised
him
to
for
see
the
such
start
a
of
gold
the
lead
fight.
with the
He
way
has
the
flash,
CS has
ult,
been.
but Caps is here too. This could be a
It's the
big
kills. The
fight.
kills added up huge. Oh my god, On's getting engaged on. Might have to self ulti. No, Shun saves him. Self ult? Dude, this guy has the most unbelievable discipline. Okay, Shun's dead. Nice. No, he's not? Okay, Viper's dead. That discipline. This guy does not ult until he absolutely is 1 HP and taking lethal damage.
Expecting that level of aggression to come through from the G2 squad. Hans Sama steps forward, punishes On. No heal to get him to safety, has to commit the flash, and G2 convert that into more. Bin will do his best to convert it into a tower, but now Knight.
Knight with the timbers down has to flash the Aqua Prism. Labrov on point with those so far as Broken Blade trying to trade onto Bin, who flashes away, but Shun's coming across, will land who are charging the wall, and now Skumon's in a 1v2, and Bin is about to go mega. Giga Bin on the rip, forces Skumon flash away, flag and drag,
no
and
W.
Shun still chases On, trying to come in to bolster the attack. The charge doesn't connect on the wall, but the smash will get the slow. A house chucked at Skumon, everything in the kitchen sink used to kill him off, and BLG find the enemy jungler.
And just like that, look at the gold lead for Bin, as that was a costly roam from Broken Blade. He ran up towards mid lane. You leave Bin alone on that bot side. Not only does he get the plates, he gets first tower gold, then they try to collapse
Holy
on him.
fuck.
But Gigabin
1.5K ahead top.
is up 1.5K out of nowhere.
The man is the stuff of nightmares for the European squads. This man has an incredible record, and he's looking to continue that record as we go back to the Herald fight. That slow from Hans Sama starts things off and looks so favorable for G2. Caps quickly turns his attention onto On, gets that initial pick. Shun flashes away, just barely escapes with his life. Then the arrival of Broken Blade, as you highlighted, Azale. But then he tries to return back to bot. With the dragon spawning soon, they think, you know what, if we can kill Bin, we get an easy dragon, but the fight does not go their way.
Exactly. I mean, the morning mist misses, which means Bin is not really getting threatened that heavily, and Broken Blade almost goes down in the 1v2, but Shun arrives, cleans him up, and then Skumon realizes, I don't have the damage to finish Bin. I have to run for it here.
The flash,
You know,
EQ combo away
the
from
more
Skumon
I
was just
see
beautiful from
Yunara
Broken.
going Kraken, the more I think, how could this item possibly be balanced for someone that is not Yunara? Ooh, he's in the cage. Damn, Caps is just hitting these, bro. Oh, nice try by Labrov. Holy.
Yeah, the dead man's move speed there enough for Shun to get out to safety, but Caps is just on fire. And if you are a long-time G2 fan, this is so promising. Seeing Caps in classic form like this, you know he can take over.
Caps is actually locked the fuck in, bro. He is shitting on this whole game.
For Caps individually.
It's crazy. It feels like that the game right now is Caps versus Bin.
Say it again, how's that imbalance? Okay,
We know that Bin has that carry
my
potential, but we look back at this
thought
play,
process
Labrov looks like
is,
he's getting caught out.
oh,
The
wow,
ultimate
that
gets
does not
dropped
one-shot
by Knight
Labrov.
with the heal and the W
Holy.
keep him alive, and then Caps comes out of nowhere to get the pick.
My thought process is Kraken is way better of an item on Yunara than any other AD carry, right? Because Yunara has the potential, because of her Q interaction with Kraken, to get Kraken on every single auto. Essentially, Yunara has the ability to get triple value out of Kraken that is not present in any other AD carry's kit, right? No other AD carry gets the same sort of like almost feeling like a bugged interaction with Kraken. And yet Yunara is actually pretty well balanced, in my opinion. Like, I don't think that she is a top-tier champ. Like, I think that she's pretty good and she's pretty solid, but she's not broken at all. So either Yunara sucks if Kraken's interaction with her was to be removed, she would just be legit terrible. That's like one possibility. And the other possibility is that Kraken just sucks on every other AD carry that's not her. Like, she's only balanced by the fact that she has this OP interaction with it, and that's why she buys it. So it must suck on every other AD carry because they're getting 1/3 of the value that she is.
And I mean, Caps, he does not have. Oh, hang on a minute, should.
And I think that it's the second one. It's for me, it is number 2 out of those two possibilities. I think that Yunara would actually be totally fine if Kraken was to be changed for her, but I think that every other AD carry buying Kraken is trolling. The item is just shit.
It has no TP. It has no TP.
He's down towards the bottom side. Shun does have the flash and can get into the pit. Has to keep his verdicts as well. Easy way to turn this into a numbers advantage for BLG. Knight holding on to the Tibbers. No flash for him. Skumon still in the pit with G2. Broken Blade trying to keep Viper at bay. Vision in the pit for BLG with that control. They know what this Baron is on. Shun trying to step forward, chunked out a little bit by Hansama. The Maiden doing a bit of work.
Ruler getting Essence Reaver for Sunsever looked pretty good.
Slows him up for the moment, and G2 call it off. I
think I should definitely follow Ruler for item builds. He's known for that.
Already committed to that play when they saw Shun on the top side. You've already spent your TP, so try to draw them up. And hey, we saw on overstep at the Herald fight. If that had happened from BLG, if there's a little bit of an overstep, you get a kill. Maybe it turns into a wipe. Maybe it turns into a Baron. They don't flip it though, which is the important thing.
Look at mid lane. Look at mid lane. Shun.
Oh my God. Ollie. Whoa. Nice try.
To get out of there.
This game is stressful. There is so much action happening on the Rift.
Maybe other Yunara... Yes, exactly. I think other Yunara builds are viable, but why do anything else with that interaction exist? Exactly. It's like...
Okay, well, 40 seconds until the Dragon, so we're not going to have that
a better way to think about it,
because both teams need to get back to
if I could like rephrase it, is
look at the items on
Yunara gets 3 times value out of Kraken and makes it look balanced. So it must be horribly unbalanced for everyone else. She gets to, like, she gets a multiplier on the item, and it's still feeling very balanced. So it must be undertuned for everyone else that just has to use the item normally. Oh, oh wow, Viper, dude, this is why you don't play Sivir into Jarvan. You can't spell shield Jarvan EQ.
Cleanse the way with the Mikhails from the stun out of Knight. Such good timing from LeBron. That could have been.
Yeah, I guess Kai'Sa has it. It's Biss on Kai'Sa too, but Kai'Sa also sucks. You know what I mean? Like, Kai'Sa's legit so weak right now. That's why no one plays her. And every time you've seen her in competitive, she's looked horrible. Because, like, again, like it is like the right item to buy on Kai'Sa because of evolutions and like stat requirements and stuff. But yeah, no one plays her because she's too weak.
And right now on the Rift, it is 12 kills to 7, 19 kills in 23 minutes. Both these teams are ready to fist fight on the Rift, and BLG, they are not holding back any punches.
I mean, this is a game now that is so much about Bin for BLG. You know, you look at the experience advantages. Knight has been put so far down. We can go back to this initial play. That is the Mega Blast Cone. Getting in, you know, he had to
wow, that Mega Blast Cone actually unbelievable value there.
A little bit closer than you would have wanted for G2.
One kill.
Even with that Lulu there, they can't stay alive. And I mean, Knight is just falling so far behind. He can't get experience. He's not getting farm. He hasn't gotten any kills. You know, he is down 2 full levels on caps. He can't play in the side lanes. Every time he goes there, he is just getting ganked, forced to use flash defensively. That is the most important tool for Annie. You want to be looking for these flash multi-man engages.
I think the thing for BLG though is, although you're one
the drumming sound? What is the drumming sound?
Drake, so there's no soul point coming up quickly for G2. and you
Like the
still
crowd?
have, as you
Oh,
said,
the
Zane,
crowd. Yeah, the
in on
crowd
his
is
knock.
really
You
fucking
still
loud.
have the possibility of a G2 versus the LPL, G2 versus Bin
Dong,
moment,
dong,
with
dong,
a
dong,
massive
dong,
arm in a
dong,
fight,
dong,
and
dong.
you've got enough follow-up to make sure that G2 just die before they have the opportunity to react.
And despite the fact that Knight is down 2 levels, Bin is up 2 levels on Broken Blade. You know, he's about to hit 17 here. Obviously, highest level in the game by a lot. Has been playing very heavily through side lanes. You know, up over 11 CS per minute or thereabouts as Caps is getting some help here. This is trouble for Bin.
So Bin has teleport. Tidal Wave used
Keep
by
you
the
away.
bot. There's the
Flash
TP,
bubble.
the flash in
Damn,
the
really
air,
nice
will
play by
follow
them.
in. He tries to trade back in, gets the Nami to the wall, gets the stun, follows it with the wall of the barrier, enough to keep Han
Wait,
Solo alive. He dashes
what?
across the wall, and Bin almost buried Han Solo.
Holy
But G2
shit.
were able to find the kill. BOG now collapses, gonna use the TPs, get in here.
Flash stun.
Has to go onto Han Summer, dashes in, gets the hammer shot down. Algo Prism again, Han Summer still surviving. On taking down to half HP, Scuman tries to trade towards the top side. Viper caught out in the Cataclysm. On trying to escape the Between Worlds. The Caps have put him in, but they just can't get away.
No, Sivir's just not even playing the game here. Sivir can't play the game versus J4 Aurora. No, he's fucking dead. Oh shit, let's go.
Scuman solo killed Viper there as he tried to collapse on the play, and that is what
Dude,
made all
Hans
the
is so
difference here.
bad.
Bin almost has the
Yeah, this
monster
guy
outplay,
is
gets
actually
3
legit
summoners, nearly
so
takes
bad
down
at the game.
Hans, and they were thinking, you know what, G2 spent
So
too much.
bad.
We can win this fight. We can collapse.
Dude, Hans,
survives,
this guy is like
but
not
watch
even
Scuman.
fucking good.
He catches
It's
off
actually just
the AD carry. Shouldn't just walk through the brush.
embarrassing.
So Viper's thinking, of course it's
He's
safe.
only
My jungler just saw,
6-0
but they didn't
versus
have vision on
LCK teams,
Scuman.
and
The
at
timing there
first
was
stand
perfect
finals.
from
So
Scuman. He
bad.
kills off Viper, a solo kill in the middle of a fight.
There are a couple
So
of little
bad.
little
Actually,
subtle
all these
things
players are
as
just
well,
so
such as
bad.
the bubble
They should
connecting
just
onto the
bring
Lulu, meaning that
American
Han
teams
Solo
over
can
here.
live for longer. The fact that
Have them
Caps
duke it
gets
out a
access
little
onto
bit.
The backline, Broken Blade isolating Knight. Shun was kind of a one-man army on the backline doing everything that he could, but it was not enough as G2 gets an ace against BLG.
And in the picture we saw Bin actually chasing Broken Blade out here. Bin did use his jump, now has another BB, no flash, but Caps is on the collapse, and Bin doesn't really have the reinforcements yet. Viper and On now joining with their top laner. G2 will call off the fight. BLG able to reinforce in time.
But G2 getting further and further ahead here. I mean, the entire gold lead still really is Caps, so if BLG can get fights 4v4 somehow where Caps is in a side lane, you know, it's going to look a lot better.
Ansama's
for
build
them.
looks mega funny because he
Bin
just
really
has
doesn't
3
have much
items,
of a
no
lead
D-Blade, no
anymore
boots
at
in his
this
inventory.
point. And G2, it does feel like they are
Maybe he should go
that
boots
one
next.
big fight away from breaking this game open,
Feels
from being able
like
to get a
he's
team
just
fight win, from being able to get that
gaping
Baron.
us with
But
these 3
Caps
empty
has
slots.
gotta
Okay, bada
stay
pink ward. It looks a little more normal now.
on point, because he has been incredible. He is the entire gold lead. If you go in one bad moment, get polymorphed into an anti-stun in one shot, the game can flip on its head.
In a 26-minute game, well, 27 minutes with 26 kills, Caps has somehow remained deathless. He has constantly played at the very edge, and we have to think back all the way to those very first few kills in the river where he lived with like 50 HP. A single auto attack, a single stun could have changed the entire dynamic of this game, but he has leveraged that early lead to perfection, and they're looking to
The
close
boots
that
joke
game.
is, dude,
Knight, 30
Knight's
He is
3 levels
3 fully
down,
completed
and he's
items with the
almost
upgraded boots
one
as
shot
well.
to
He is a
Caps
hard man to
QE
kill. Level
through
16.
Lulu Shield. That's
As
crazy.
BLG look to try and fight this
Wow,
round.
Annie has not looked more useless
So strong in this
than
series,
in
he
the
gets a
last
little
like
bit
3
of
months where
beam
people
as
just
well,
play her and
jumping
just
out
hope
who
to
does
God
have the
that the
Guardian
best,
Angel,
like
has to
some
flag
good
and
shit
drive away.
happens.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Hans Summer,
Oh my
knocked
god,
out,
2-man?
coming out, keep it
2-man
running.
Lulu as well. Hans is just getting caught. Oh my god.
Get an opportunity to move. BLG collapsed perfectly in mid.
Jesus.
They'll find 3, get the shutdown
Oh,
on
look at
BB,
Caps.
and now it's all on
Slow.
Caps and Scuman to try
Flash.
and defend the Mega Blast.
Oh!
Will be Caps, it's not, but he dashes back. He used
What?
Between Worlds. Knight coming on
What?
for the flank here. Caps might just have to burn the flash to escape. He will do so, but the gold lead evaporates as BLG collapse around the Baron.
Yeah, they're already on the Baron. Viper was hitting that the whole time. He was not chasing. They want to focus this down. G2 will try to settle for the Dragon here, but it was Ben on the side that pushed Scuman down, and Hans was positioned very aggressively.
That was
there.
such a
They
sick
had
engage
no
by Poppy. Look at this.
flash.
I think she
And
eat
this
a
engage
minion?
from Jun, you're thinking,
Question
I'm
mark?
safe, there's no wall.
No, she just eats straight into Hans into a
Charges in,
2-man into a
knocks him
Lulu
off,
knockup.
wild growth to
What did I
change it,
tell you guys
and
about
just
Poppy
not
engage being
being
so
able to get anything
underrated?
done there. Just
They
perfect
talked about
chain
this in the
from
fucking
BLG.
draft. They said, you know, Poppy historically is an answer and a deterrent to playing dive, but I do think that she's so underrated for
Setting his
engage.
sights on any opponent that was in front of him.
Because she has
doing
obviously the
so
flank angle with
much
E,
damage,
the
and with
disengage
damage
tool
build
with
that he's
ult,
gone for,
but
that
she can
mini
literally
knock
just
can
do
run
that.
down anyone with the
ER,
Baron.
1 second knockup into
Save
Lulu
the
knockup.
G2,
It's
we're not
an
down and out
amazing
just
chain
yet.
to start the fight.
Definitely not.
And then
I mean,
when she
Shun has
doesn't engage. The added bonus to it is if they normally dash away, which Aurora and Yunara would immediately dash away normally, they just don't get to, right? She just stuffs any sort of movement options backwards. That's not flash. Biggest caveat there is like, okay, well, if they flash, they still get to do it.
Jungle Poppy here at this point, and you already touched on Viper. He's working on his 4th.
So I think it's really smart in a lot of ways to pick Lulu Poppy. You have a hard tank to play off of with shields, but you also have a a satellite to play off of to ult off of.
And you can still be game impactful. They set their sights on the bot tier 2. There's not much that G2 can do to clear this out against the double cannons.
Double cannons, it's hard to defend. I think you just have to give. I would have.
Didn't lose his GA, so you still have that. That is going to be very powerful.
Imagine Scuman can just walk up here.
Does have his flash back now. Broken Blade's about to have his flash, so they're going to have a lot of these summoners. They just have to watch out because Caps will not have flash and could be a target from a flash stun from Knight.
G2 pushing out mid and top, while BLG pushed through the bottom side. Just short.
Getting squeezed, getting your butt cheek squeezed there. Oh my god, Caps godlike damage. It's too piecemeal. It's like one by one. Caps does his combo, then he ults, then Nami ults. If all of that happens at once, if it's like Aurora ults into burst with Nami ulti at the exact same moment, it's possible that they walk them down even through Sivir ult. But honestly, probably not, because Sivir ult and Shrelis is just so much move speed, and it's just like not really possible to chase into that. But nice try. Again, Viper is doing, in my opinion, such a worthless build. To go Navori and Reaver, I hate it. It is so bad. I would never ever recommend that you go Reaver and Navori in the same build. It makes absolutely no sense mathematically. It is only good in your mind because you feel like Navori gets increased value from haste. It's the opposite. It is counterintuitive. Navori does not scale with haste. It scales with attack speed. Getting more haste does not increase the value of Navori at all.
You have Shurelias, you have the speed up from the Lulu, you have On the Hunt, you have Deadmans. G2 really
it's just a huge waste of gold.
Beginning to deny more vision away from G2 in this jungle as well, using those Mega Blast cones to try and get on Broken Blade, who backs away, but this will be the tier 2s for BLG. Bin pushing in, Caps looking for a flank, Drake up in 2 minutes, so still a while before we get there. Looks like Caps just wants to cut the wave as far away from the base as possible, delay BLG's advances, and he does that as BLG extend the gold lead to 2.2k.
How can Sivir be up 2k? Shutdowns and blades.
Not too much damage on the Poppy, unsurprisingly.
Knight with flash, and look at this vision control as well. These are the things that G2
also, I think she had earlier quest completion, which contributes a decent amount because quest completion lets you get increased gold from kills and farm. So, for 80 carries, 80 carry quests is one of the most important quests in the whole game to just get early. I mean, like if I was to compare it like mid and top, very important, right? Very important. But 80 is just like, if you can't finish your quest, you are just actually farming minions of like reduced value for the rest of the game. Well, until you finish it. For the rest of the game is a huge overstatement, but yeah, that's why I like heavily prioritize, right? Like I will do everything to squeeze out plates. I'll hit Drake with my team because that gives you quest progression. I think mid quest is probably the most useless and the one that matters the least to finish early. Yeah, hard to agree with that.
Hansom is still short of the armor reduction that he really needs to get through Bin and through Shun. Sitting on the Fiend Hunters, Kraken, and the
damn, look at Viper's next item. He's going GA into this extremely fed Aurora. Now, I would have imagined, right? I would have imagined, because the only threat on him is getting bursted and one-banged by this Aurora. I thought that he might consider just doing an MR item like Hex Drinker, because I feel like if he dies and he gets GA'd, it doesn't bode well for the rest of the fight anyways, but if he can survive the burst and then lifesteal back up with BT and Lulu shield spam, now that is like something that, I always prefer not having to buy GA unless they have like a truly all-in
Puts the flank
assassin.
down for a little bit of vision. Knight was looking for the flank as well. BLG will get the Drake.
But I'm
No
not Viper,
contest from G2,
so let's see how this works out for him.
And definitely feel like their backs are against
You know, if he can. Also, you know, another thing is like I guess MR is useless if he can
pushing
just
them back
dodge /
over and over
avoid
over
Aurora's
the last
damage.
5 minutes.
So he's
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
also
that
thinking
last
from that
team fight just
perspective, which is like,
completely
well, maybe I can
changed
spell
the
shot Aurora's
momentum of
ults
the game, right?
and then dodge her
BLG
skill shots.
established
Her
how
ult's not
effective their
dodgeable,
team fighting really
but everything
is.
else is.
And G2 are now kind of fishing. They're buying time, waiting to get a couple more items. With the LDR finished, Hans going to have access to a lot more damage. But G2 doing their best to get some semblance of vision onto the top side of the Rift. You can see the entire bot side is littered in favor of BLG, but that top side around Baron is still an area of opportunity for G2.
Exactly, and that's what they're trying to threaten because the Baron is about
Oh.
to spawn. Caps looking.
Oh!
But weirding spell
Great angle by
shielded well.
Caps using the wall.
And that's what
to
Caps needs
hide.
to do. TP coming
Look at
behind
this
here
TP
by Bin.
behind.
Broken Blade will be able to spot
Let's
him
see
out
behind.
as
It's
he
not,
comes across the
look like
side.
too good. Wait.
G2 still looking
Scuman
for fight. Knight is
on
not
the
here.
flank.
This is a 4v3
Scuman on
in
the flank.
favor of G2. Scuman looking for a flank now as Viper and On begin to collapse
He's gonna
on
walk
him.
out.
Bin doing the same. Knight now able to join up with BLG, and G2 pulled the trigger, but they fired a blank. BLG still chasing onto Scuman. Flag and drag. Flash over
What
from
the
Bin.
fuck?
Broken Blade is here for the Dark Possession, and Scuman will have to flash away.
Wait, what
to
the
escape the
fuck?
clutches of BLG.
Bin just flashed
Great
like that.
flashes there. The question is, you know, was that worthwhile for Bin because he is such a strong member?
Yeah,
Scuman
it's
will
like
be
his
missing
flash
that
is
flash.
so
Obviously
much
pretty
less
costly, but at
valuable.
this point
Sorry,
in the
his
game on
flash
the
is so much more
it's kinda
valuable
less
than Jarvan's
about
flash.
you.
Jarvan
It's more just about
really
throwing
doesn't
down
need
that
flash to
cataclysm.
accomplish
Well,
what he
with the
wants to
HP
do,
advantage that
but
BLG has,
Gnar
there's no
flash
result to threaten
is
this
like
Baron.
a
Shun's gonna get a little
game-ending
bit of health
nuclear
back from the
weapon.
Scuttle Crab. They've now
Especially when
claimed
you're
full
the strongest
control
member
around
in the
river.
game.
See how difficult it
Scuman
is
is
for G2 to
not
actually approach.
the most important
Caps is
player on his
fishing.
team right now, but Bin is. So that was not a good flash trade. But
Only chipped
oh,
away a little bit as Caps goes in again.
Oh my
There's the
God.
barrier out of
Look at him
Viper.
go.
Shun falling low
Look at him
as the
fucking
Cataclysm
go.
comes in, but they don't know where Knight is, and so G2 have to play so cautiously. Mikhail's
Holy-
Scuman
holy
gets
shit.
him out into the
Oh,
sun.
Flash, he
Shun
barely
diving in,
misses.
looking for the heroic charge stun, but can't quite land it.
they had
It's
McHale's for it
G2
anyways.
Once again, able to back away from the play. BLG, though healthier, could just turn their eyes to the Baron again.
I mean, these ricochets are
That
becoming
flash
such
E
a problem.
honestly was
Viper
like
is getting
fucking
jumped out by Caps, but he
crazy.
just
Oh, look
heals
at this
back
bot
and
wave,
pull
dude.
the
Pan the
ricochets
camera
bounce
bot.
through
There's
the team,
like
and I think they're gonna threaten the
16
Baron here for
cannon
sure.
minions and
They
like
have a
45
big
minions
HP
bot
advantage
right
at this
now.
point.
Caps' ult is gone, Hans' ult
Dude,
is gone,
pan the
Scuman's
camera
ult is
bot. I
all
mean, like, it's
gone.
crazy to
There's
do
no
it while there's a
reason for
Baron fight
BLG
going
not
on, but
to
there's
force
literally
objective.
this death ball of minions is actually going to end the game on God.
Doesn't have the mega, is a long way away from that rage bar as well. The Baron sitting
Oh,
at
they're
13,000
just
on
going
the hunt.
forward.
It's spot by
They don't
Viper,
give a
but he can't
fuck.
get further than the Dark Possession. The Broken Blade locks him in. BB does have
Done.
the flash, but
BB.
stunned against the wall, doesn't have a chance to use it. BLG find a kill, and now will turn
I mean,
attention
honestly,
back
yeah,
towards
BB
the
dies, but
purple
like,
world.
dude,
That's all
look
they
at the
needed,
bot
a
wave.
single
It's
kill.
literally
Now a
taking
big
the
part of their
hit.
front line has disappeared. Minion damage is good on the bot side of the Rift, but Caps has no TP available to him with 4 versus 5. BLG with firm control over this objective, and the Baron is simply melting.
Yeah, Knight still looking for that flank. Keeper's verdict out from Shun, lands it onto Lebrov. Knight gonna walk
No, it's a
forward here, but he's
50-50.
spotted on Vision Hunt. Summer
It's a
trying to step
50-50.
in, does have the flash and barrier,
It's a
but until
50-50,
Lebrov is
boys.
back, no Mikhail's, no cleanse for him. Skumon trying to get into the pit, but he just can't get close enough. Flag and drag is only option.
Oh,
Hunt Summer
Hunsama's
stepping
going
in. They
crazy
turn on to
mode.
Knight instead. BLG will secure the Baron, but Knight goes down for it. Hunt Summer still dashing forward. Flashes from Shun.
Oh my God, it's looking so good. It's looking so
Viper
good. It's
able to
looking
get
so
away
good.
with Shun.
It's looking so good. It's looking so good.
G2.
It's looking
The
so good.
chase
It's looking so good.
continues. Skumon finds the back line. Bit about to go mega. Skumon has the GA. The angel on the shoulder will bring him back as Caps finds another. BLG got the Baron, but at what cost? G2 will continue to chase.
Oh my God. Viper got his fucking butthole pushed in. Oh.
Not enough today. G2 overcome that demon that has been as they win the fight.
They
to
won
clear
that
away
fight
the
4v5.
Baron.
G2 have all 5
Knight was
members
literally
alive.
completely
Look at
useless
those
compared to
death
Caps
timers.
from start to
Knight,
finish.
15 seconds. G2, they have to go for the
was
Nexus. They
sick.
have to try and end the game.
They're going to look for the push through bot side. There's an inhibitor there. Knight is back up in 9. They don't have a wave.
Holy
The
fucking
question is,
moly.
can they do it? They're looking to close it out, but without a wave.
I love that
perhaps.
G2 made that call. They said, you know, they give the Baron,
I think they
we'll
can
play
do
to
it, though.
kill
They're
him.
pushing forward. Knight
We
is gonna
play
try
for
to
the
get behind
fight,
to
and
clear
they
the
played
wave,
to
but
kill
they're gonna go
Knight
in.
Broken Blade puts
on the
it
side.
into
They
the
killed him. They killed him
cage.
instantly on the side, and then they played to engage afterwards. They essentially killed Annie for free and then won the 4v4 afterwards. Enemy team is like hard debuff from Baron, and the Baron really doesn't matter at all. And also, they only win because of, by the way, they only win the game off of that specific play because there's a gigantic monster bot wave crashing. And that's why BLG too, that's like, honestly, in that situation, BLG made the right choice to start Baron, and because they have to. They literally have this monster bot wave in their base. They need to flip the Baron and then immediately base afterwards and then clear the waves.
One of the closest games we've seen so far in the tournament.
If they don't do that,
go ahead, take it.
Then the enemy team has full control Baron. Holy moly. That was a fucking badass first game, dude.
Game on the top side, but it just didn't end up mattering.
That was a badass first game.
Really made the game about himself, his advantage, and he was everywhere on the map. That is, to me, Caps at his best, is when he is so active, when he's just non-stop making plays.
I very much agree. BLG once again picked first pick here going into this game. We have exactly the same bans as we did in...
Looks like G2 is fishing for an Ahri themselves. They're very clearly saying, hey,
tell us what do you think of the
we
BLG
don't
draft
run
in game
away,
2.
we're gonna pick it this
Hate the
time around.
Ezreal, but Ezreal and the Corki is actually a good matchup for Ezreal. Wow, they're playing Shen. I am actually just flabbergasted that G2 is not just like hard spamming Sion and Ornn. They're 6-0 playing hard tanks top, and they're not playing a hard tank this game.
I kind of underrated the pick coming
Ezreal is actually legit terrible against Mundo. They need damage.
They don't want to run the risk
I don't see how they're gonna have enough damage.
Leaned on domestically.
It's so interesting to me because, you know, Xiaoshu to me is one of, if not the best Renekton players in the world, and they just played Sion into it and stomped him into the ground. And so it is interesting to me to see them banning it out so much against BB.
I think there is an argument where they could stomp him into the ground
BB doesn't even want to play Renekton.
And maybe BLG are saying, actually, we don't want to spend a lot of time ganking top.
You know what I think about BB, guys? I played with him for, you know, not the longest time ever, but like enough, right? I played with him in 2020. We won the trophy in 2020. We went to Worlds. We got 6-0'd, blows. But one of my all-time favorite teammates, and we'll always be, you know, we'll probably be friends forever because we just had a great time playing with each other, and there's a lot of mutual respect. Also, he's just a really funny and cool guy, like straight up. He's just like a really awesome guy to like hang around with. Great vibes guy. But if there's one thing that I would like kind of characterize him as a player, it's BB is like one of the best players in the whole world at playing like unconventional matchups. You know, he doesn't like, I don't think BB is the fucking greatest player in the whole universe at playing like Renekton Gnar, right? That's not his style. He would be like the guy that busts out like Darius or Yorick or like plays something like a little weird. That's why like when he played against Gen G and he's playing against Keen, right? It's like he can outperform the Cassante Vayne matchup, even though that matchup's dog shit for him, because it's like weird. It's like they pulled out a counter and he has to play weak side / like survive. He's like really good at that. And he's also really good at the inverse where he was playing like Shen as a counter pick to Keen's Gwen, right? And Gwen is honestly probably supposed to outscale / outperform Shen in the 1v1, and BB's just like fucking him and solo killing Chovy. And like that's what I mean. Like that's where BB is like goated. And so yeah, I agree with the casters here. I don't really understand why you would ever ban BB's Renekton. If they scouted him properly, they would kind of know. It's just like, that's just not really what BB wants. Like, BB doesn't want to play like Renekton Cassante matchup.
Right read in that they're banning it because they want Ambessa. And so it's just...
Yeah, like Rumble, Renekton, these matchups that have played 10,000 times is just like not his specialty.
In the goal of getting the Ambessa, and G2 seems to have been on the read. The Jax ban. We haven't seen it much from Broken Blade, but last year it was one of his best performing
They banned it for
champions.
fun. Yeah, I don't understand it. Why are they banning Jax?
Feels like Gwen might
Why
be,
would BLG ban
towards,
Jax?
from one of these top laners here. I
I guess maybe because it's a hard counter to Shen. I don't know. Weird.
Could you just blind pick it, actually?
I think you totally could. And I mean, I feel like BLG is saying you're not going to do that. I wonder if Bin would just blind it here. I mean, I will say, though, Broken Blade is one of these top laners who will slam down crazy stuff, right?
To protect it in future games.
We did see him play Yasuo into the Gwen in the LEC, if I recall correctly. So that would be up and available.
That
I
is
think Bin's going to do it. And I think Broken Blade is the kind of player who would slam the Yasuo as a response.
Banning it so the enemy team doesn't play it so that you can pick it later in the series. I've actually never even considered that.
And also, like,
I would only think about draft strategy one game at a time, but that is a pretty... If you don't value your bans and you want to protect that pick for yourself later, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Just ignore it and get excited about the possibility of Yasuo.
I mean, it's also Caps LeBlanc. Like, this guy has a 70% win rate on this all time. It's his second most played, if I remember correctly.
And then
it is gonna... It's a hard game.
This is a great
A lot of AP damage on BLG. Solo pure physical Pantheon. Also, it's Shen support against Bard? Huh?
And the question is, will we see anything really outlandish at the end? Because I was wondering perhaps the move gets flexed.
This
towards
bot
the top
matchup
lane.
is
It's
literally
not the
booty butthole.
easiest matchup, but
No,
there's
that's a
going to be the
horrible
Zehen.
matchup.
This bot
So it's
matchup is
probably
actually
gonna be
just
Mundo
booty
in
butt
the
cheeks.
jungle with the
no
Zehen
way.
We're really
on
playing
top of it.
Ezreal Shen against Corky Bard. No, I don't think Viper and On are going to do well in this matchup at all. This is legit terrible. This is legit terrible. Shen can never interact favorably with Corky, right? Shen taunts Corky and either clips him during his Valkyrie, in which case Corky just auto-attacks him from max range, or Corky just presses W and bulks away from it anyways. I honestly think the best case scenario is for you to get taunted. Like, let him taunt you while you're in the Valkyrie.
I like the side lane threats that they have with the Gwen.
I'm not sure, actually. It's probably better not to get hit so that he doesn't, like, proc runes Aftershock or, you know, get the damage off.
Like, you have to get, like, you're looking at
I don't understand how you're ever going to play this.
You have to get spicy.
The only option is for you guys to just go super fucking ham on the Bard.
So I don't even love the Zehen as an
Like,
answer.
literally,
I mean,
level
Muno's
1,
got
level
confidence
2,
in the
just
matchup
go
at the
all
very
in
least,
on
otherwise he
Bard.
wouldn't pick it. But ultimately, I do like the global pressure that POG have, and based on how skirmish-heavy Game 1 was, if we have the same sort of scrapping that we do, PLG's just going to have the ability to collapse first.
Yeah, I agree. I will say, though, if BLG get behind, they're going to be pretty low on damage, I think. You know, to actually kill the front line. You know, you have Ezreal. Ezreal's great, but you are looking at Ezreal Galio as your mid lane and your bot laner against a Mundo and a Zehen. So if Zehen gets ahead, if Mundo is having a good game, as we've seen Skumon have so many good games on this champion, Ezreal is one of the worst tank killers there is. So to me, it becomes so important that Bin has a good game because Bin needs to be someone who can actually threaten these frontliners, who can threaten in the side lane. So I would really be thinking about attacking top lane if I'm Shun. And if you're Skumon, you talk about how he really does like to go bot, but I feel like you need to make sure that Bin can't just take over this game.
POG looking to invade around the red buff here. Shun is going to spot the fact that Skumon started it. Skumon will walk into the bush and spot the fact that
Pre-watcher?
Shun is there.
Yeah. I actually
Cleaver. We're gonna
pre-watched
put
this
damage
so that I
going
could
in with the
stream
Distortion
it
to check out Knight, making sure that
and
he can't
then
move across.
make
But
predictions
Rob is
about what's
moving
going to
first from
happen
the
to
bottom
look like
side
a
as we see.
genius.
Shun's having to flash away.
And then I'm just acting
It's gonna hurt
surprised whenever
Hansama.
something
He can't
happens.
afford to lose these minions, so now On is getting involved in the skirmish.
There's Shun coming across, heal out from On as
Holy.
Skumon is down
We're
to
just
half
invading
HP.
level 1
Got
with
the
Shen.
button command.
Oh!
Smite comes out from Shun, he secures the red buff, and now Lebrov is going to have to flash the wall to get away with the blast cone. Great invade from BLG early on.
Yeah, that got incredibly close.
That's how I
would
spent
love
my
to see a
morning.
replay
I
'cause
woke
I
up
think
at
I
the
saw
crack of
1
dawn.
HP.
I think
Yeah.
Skumon smited and
I woke up
Shun
at
does.
6
Yeah,
a.m.
he did
I
smite
pre-watched
early because
this.
he knows that Shun, with the empowered Q, if you let him set it up, is going to outsmite you every time. So you have to just flip it. You have to just say, you know what, all right, feels like now, and you just try to hope that
Damn,
you
that's
get
the
it in
answer to
that
Mundo,
spot.
huh? Early invade?
Love the aggressive level 1s here. BLG tried it with Knight last game, didn't turn into anything. This time, it does.
What do you think would
end up
happen if you
working
subbed
out.
in for their
You
80
wanna
carry?
keep Skumon low on economy.
Probably
if you're
would
Shun
shit on
and you're
everyone.
level 5 at 6 minutes, that's okay, as long as Mundo's level 5 at 6 minutes too.
Probably just lock in Jinx and hit a quick penta. Or if I'm a little bit and then just walk off the stage.
Level 3, now he's got it. But Knight getting that level up at the same time means he's going to feel pretty safe. I mean, credit to On, I feel, in that play. He really did save after Shun burnt his flash. It looked really scary for him, and now Hansama.
Oh my god, Hansama can't breathe. Oh my god, Hansama cannot breathe. Hansama cannot breathe. He's holding Volk for this taunt, but like, where's the Volk? Lebrov? No flash? No way. Dude, I am... Wait, On's dead. Is he? Chad, is On dead? Oh, he's dead. Oh, wow! That flash away. Wait, he's walking into Mundo. He's walking into Mundo.
On should be able to get away from this. Currently in that red buff bush. The question is, will Skumon
Wait.
sneak him out? Lands the cleaver on, has the taunt, and Skumon
Oh,
flashes
nice.
to make sure that On can't get across the wall.
I mean, BLG, I feel like, just kind of overstepped in that spot. You know, yes, they're zoning him off completely. I don't think they needed to fully send it on this play.
Dude, I am honestly so amazed at these players' positioning. Look at the way that Viper plays around Bard's Q.
Bard at level 1, I think choosing Lebrov was the mistake. Yes, he's level 1, but a Bard at...
Like, he's like spacing it so that Lebrov has no angle whatsoever, even though he's against the wall normally to not get the stun. Like I would not have.
I think that this fight could have gone.
I would not have played it exactly like that. I think most people
after being
wouldn't.
denied so much farm, ends up getting a kill, gains access to the wave, and now the G2 bot lane is kind of right back into this.
Yeah, they really are. And I mean, the reason they go for Lebrov is because he has no flash, right? So if you taunt in as Shen at level 2 and Hans flashes it, you're cooked,
That's
right?
a good point.
So I think that's what they're thinking about. I will say, it's a pretty lazy recall. He could just walk to the Dragon Pit, taunt over the wall, and then I think he doesn't die.
Who the fuck was that? Who the fuck was what? Dr. Manhattan on their team? I was looking at chat when they played this. Dude, what the fuck?
To the wave, and now after
like
being
actually
so
Dr. Manhattan, bro. What is this, man? Like I guess it's just too fucking European for me, bro. It's obviously Romain, yes, he's always their team mascot and shit,
but you're up CS, not that bad. The fact that they donated that gold into Skumon,
oh my god, it's too funny, bro.
Level 1, which was the point. You know, you're trying to
that shit is too European for me.
Slow this guy because you know you're going to struggle to kill him later.
I think from his POV, he doesn't know how close Skumon is, right? And so he's trying his best to out-mind game Skumon, and Skumon just does his due diligence. Jun now looking to contest. This time, though, Skumon gets the Raptors.
Skumon gets it,
getting very dangerously low.
Wow, reaction time from Shun.
Just emoting on him there, forcing him away. Lebrov's only just hit level 2, by the way. Spent a lot of time outside the lane, now underneath the tower.
They can dive bot.
No sums.
No, they can't. They're all 1 HP. Or they're all full HP.
It's
not really diveable.
Viper has a massive XP lead on Hans as well, just because
Hans, there's no reaction there. What?
Onto Hans Summer. He's down to 300 HP.
Oh my god, what a rare miss, and now it is diveable because Hans did not react to Shenton.
There's the Aegis Assault Valkyrie in from Hans Summer. Shun tanking the tower.
It's a 2-part dive.
The spear still connects, the Cosmic Binding onto On, but now he can hold on for the damage. Tanks the tower perfectly. BLG though, Shun gonna take
Shun dies.
And Lebrov will get one in response.
Gets a little bit messy there at the
end. That was a super messy dive
from BLG. At the end of the day, you don't really care that the Bard gets a kill there because you did kill off Hans. You're going to deny even more minions here. Skumon, though, doing what he can, taking away camps on the top side, continuing to farm. He's up to level 5, has that slight XP advantage.
Why didn't Viper hit Hans while Shun was tanking? It's a 2-part dive that got miscommunicated.
But watch this tower aggro management. They don't overstep just yet. Shun isn't committing the stun because he knows he has the cloud.
I think 2-part was correct, and then here, in my opinion, I think that Viper should tank. Right? I think that Viper should tank. Viper's in the best position to tank and reset Taragra after a clean kill because he can just kind of auto and E away. And he'll only take 1 tower shot, and then Hans will die, and then he'll get off of turret. The problem in this situation is there's only 1 minion left.
Then they go for the
and I think that Shun didn't realize, oh fuck, there's only 1 minion left, and now he's going to take 2 shots.
So Shun ends up getting tower aggro when he has no flash available until Lebrov at the very least gets something back. But the damage is done. Hans is half a level behind. He's 400.
Why didn't Viper hit? I mean, he could have snuck 1 auto in, but I understand why he didn't because he wanted to just do a 2-part dive.
The last 6 games that they've won in a row, apart from the first one of this series, but against BFX, against Gen G, it was all about Hans Summer.
Probably a mistake that he missed an auto though.
And then being able to carry the game alongside Lebrov and Skumon later on. Now BLG looking to punish him once again. Caps jumping in onto Knight. Down to 200 HP, but Knight able to walk his way away. Lebrov and Skumon are trying to get across here. No, the Krugs are
Dude, Skumon's a full level ahead of Shun. This game looks fucking over. Every bot lane snowball play didn't work. Skumon's 6 to Shun's 4. This game looks fucking completely over. Knight just got solo killed by Caps.
In the mid lane, Caps was able to kill off Knight. As it's
How
a
did they win that fight in a fucking 4-6 jungle situation? Oh my god.
As you highlighted, because of the level 6 from Skumon, but the damage from Shun was devastating as he ends up turning the fight BLG's way. Meanwhile, we need a replay of mid because
look at mid. How the fuck does LeBlanc solo Galio? This is actually a Galio favorite matchup. Ooh, nice try by Viper there.
I mean, what revenge for him, considering what Knight did to him in the last series where he got 2 back-to-back solo kills, and now he gets a solo kill against Galio. scenario as well. Impressive
Dude, I mean,
stuff
like
from Caps in the middle
Caps is
lane.
actually
It's also- this
performing
whole
so
tournament has
fucking
not been
well.
about Caps.
Holy moly.
That's why G2's success
How did
here
Pantheon
has
just
been
one-shot a
so
Mundo?
shocking
Yeah,
to a
actually.
degree. Is
I mean,
Caps has
it was
had a couple
honestly
of good
Pantheon
games,
Ezreal
but often
damage
he's
ramped
been
with
the
Conqueror and Lethal
struggling part
Tempo.
on this team, and now for him in the finals, where he has been 0-6 the last 2 times he made it. To be able to get here.
Oh my god, Viper.
and manage to
Oh
have
my
such a
god,
performance against
Viper
Knight
is
so strong. When
actually
Summer
just
down to 500 HP,
disgusting.
forced away by Viper and on.
I mean, a couple things we never got to talk about. The fact Viper is going to be
Ezreal is a
playing
good matchup
Exhaust,
into Corki. I
and,
learned this
also
by
the
playing
fact
this
that Knight
matchup
is
a
playing
million
phase rush,
times in
not
solo
aftershock,
queue
right? So
and
you're gonna be a lot
realizing
weaker in the 1v1
this
with
actually
the
used to
phase
be a
rush. The phase rush
Corki
is a
favored
nod to the fact
matchup,
that
but now it's
mostly slows
Ezreal
on
and
the
it
other
just
side. You know,
feels
the Mundo
pretty
slows and
fucked
whatnot.
up.
So you can maybe engage, disengage, and Caps just goes between the towers, takes him down.
Did he kill with electrocute or what?
What? No, that was nice. But he changed the cannon.
Wow.
We didn't need that replay. We didn't need that. We didn't.
That was still pretty slick, man. He solo killed him between the towers.
That he did. Wasn't the cleanest, but hey, you're right. He did make it work. Viper now becoming the big threat once again, similar to what we saw in game 1. You can start to see in the top side as well, Bin starting to build a lead of his own as Hans struggling in the 2v2.
Oh my god.
Heal him up just a little bit, but Viper on every opportunity just dashing forward.
Oh my
Has
goodness.
the tier already stacked up to 160.
Mid's looking
and machine
unplayable.
complete.
Yeah, I mean, Knight is
Mid's
kinda
looking
just
legit
getting grounded right
unplayable.
now in this 1v1. He needs to be able
Oh,
to stabilize.
does he cancel the
You
home
don't
guard?
want Caps to
That's a
run
strat
away
I've
with
not
last,
seen
like he
anyone
did
do
last game.
intentionally, right?
You know, you got to try
If
to
you
stay
time
as
your
even as you
global
can, because I do think they have great
to
compositional answers.
hit
You've
the
got
enemy AD
taunt,
carry
you've got
as he's
point and click
exiting the
CC
fountain
from
or
Shun,
even in the
you've got,
fountain,
you know,
you
a
cancel
lot
his
of
home
different
guard.
tools to punish Caps.
I've been
If
wanting
you
to
upset
try to
at all,
do
but you
this
can't let him
with
upset.
Jinx ult because Jinx ult's like so useless, except for sniping recalls and being annoying and
Yeah, one of the
possibly
problems,
YOLOing
though,
for
in a
cross
lot
map
of
kills.
matchups
Like it's
against
not a very
Gwen
good
is,
2v2
you know,
tool.
Gwen,
Thinking about trying to do this, but I
how
always
much value you
forget.
can get from it. All of G2 coming in.
Oh, phase rush out. He
He
looks dead. No flash.
Oh,
never
have a hero's
mind.
entrance.
I forgot
And there's
he could
not
do
enough
that.
CC on the side of G2 to stop him from making that exit.
Quick reactions there from Knight to get out of a 3-man
Just
collapse.
face-tanking
The
everything.
problem with all these roams from
Corki
LeBron is you are
has
leaving
a
Hunt somehow
really,
isolated,
really
and
big
the more he's
hitbox
left
and
alone,
low base
Viper is
move
just
speed.
taking advantage of this matchup.
So,
they both got the tier, but much
yeah,
further sacked ahead
Ezreal
for Viper. He's very
does
accelerated, and you can just see in
beat
that bot
Corki
lane that
pretty
lead
badly.
continue to grow. 30 CS difference now between the two AD carries.
Pretty bad.
Kind of feels like Lebrovich just basically made the call that we're losing the 2v2 anyway, so maybe it's better to just roam and just try to have you just farm it out in the 1v1, which is
Whole
always a
game
tough
could be
judgment
different if
to
they won
make,
that 3v3 at
but it does
Krug.
feel
Scuman
like
was
he's saying,
literally
you know what,
2
it's
levels
better
up on
if I
enemy
just
jungle
get
and they
active on the map.
lost. And that is
we'll
just
see
actually
when
Bard
Ann gets level
diff.
6, that's another really big
It's
moment
solely
for the
because
Shen,
Bard is so much
because you
worse
can
than
really start to
Shen.
pressure the map, you know, make a play top side, then still all back bot, or you know,
Corki
all
Q
top
easy to
and
dodge
look
as
for a play
Ez.
there.
Absolutely. I think that these level
It's
6
just
marks are what
that
keep my
Corki's
eyes on
hitbox
LeBron.
is like
Naturally gonna be
ridiculously
very
big. Like
delayed.
he just has like
will
an
get
extremely
level 5
big
just
fucking
now on his
hitbox.
minion.
Yeah, one of the
So it's just like
benefits
it's
for Lebrovich is you do get
way
some
way
speed out
easier
of the
than
chimes
normal
as Shun is
to
looking
oh,
for Caps in the
stun.
mid lane with the taunt going down. Shield vault in for the stun. Distortion away from
not
Caps will get
quite.
him to safety. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Scuman was
The
looking
fuck?
for something. On going back in.
What is
with
On
the
doing?
taunt, gonna get
Same
chased
thing.
down by the cleavers. Has to burn the flash
What
to
was
get
that?
away.
I can see in the coin base.
Why did he do that?
There.
Oh.
Shun slightly ahead.
Wait,
Broken
what?
Blade just going in a 2v1. Shun went up with the Grand Starfall, and perhaps he just thought he couldn't get away.
Yeah, I think his play there was, if I can get on top of Shun, maybe I can get stack up my passive quickly enough so that I can get the regeneration, and if I get that up, then there's a world where I can outplay
My
this,
top
but
laner.
immediately get stunned
He was totally
himself,
dead there, and he
then
went
the outplay
for
comes through.
Yeah, it
like
does look a little bit
passive.
silly, but he was only a couple seconds away from the
Passive,
rim
like,
as well, so
stacking
maybe
play.
hoping that you can make a little magic happen there. It's a costly death though, because that's no flash, no TP, and that has been farming plates. That has been in Shun ahead now.
He's boxed
getting that
in on the
significant
opposite
advantage.
side of the
Talking about
map
the importance
and
of it
looking
in
to
this
stack
comp.
his
You
passive.
don't
Obviously
have great
miscalculation.
Mundo
Even if he
killers.
does stack
Gwen
his
can
passive, he
definitely
doesn't
help
live.
to bridge that gap.
Ooh.
Magical journey
Here's
for
the cash
Scuman
out,
and
though.
Lebron as they look for Bin, who does still
He's
have
gonna
the
miss the
flash.
cannon.
Down the hallowed mist. Scuman still on the chase
Oh my
here.
god.
With the cleaver not connecting, Bin able to dash and skip and slash his
Whoa.
way to safety.
This is
Fact
nice
that
though.
Bing
You
gets
force
to
the
live
flash, you
that.
force the ult, and you freeze the wave, because that was a very
People
fast
just
wave
did
that
not
might be able to
expect
give the
Pantheon
BB.
damage.
Right, so BB went
No,
in
he's
for the 1v1 and
BB's
then Grand
dead.
Starfall immediately
BB's
turns
dead here
the
no matter what
Yeah,
happens.
and so he's
It's just
thinking
a
about how do I outplay
he
this.
is
Needs to
looking
try and
to
build
not
as
lose
much
his
as
passive
possible.
stacks.
And so he's thinking, okay, I'll eat in into Q. I mean, I do think the flash was a mistake. I think there's a world where he could have even flashed over the wall and maybe regrouped with Caps was a possibility, but the decision he made ended up backfiring, and he ends up losing his life.
You definitely heard the montage music playing there, you know?
I mean, it's also the first time we've seen BB on Zehen in his career. So obviously we'll have practiced it a bunch, but sometimes in the heat of the moment, these decisions can get away from you slightly. On having a battle with a dragon, but he's okay for now. As this is kind of more what I expected from early games between these two teams, which is BLG's lanes. Knight
When your top laner locks into Zhen, yeah. Zhen feels pretty weak top, to be honest. He feels better jungle.
In totality, 1.2k ahead.
In game one, I think both junglers were just matching their aggression, right? Constant cross maps, constant ganks, but Mundo doesn't have that same type of agency that a Pantheon does. And so Shun is taking
I don't think that he's a very good
advantage of
ganking
that. He's really
jungler, but I
looking
think
to
he's
run
very
the
good fighting. And
3-1-0
as a top
scoreline. He's
laner,
been
I
involved
just
in
am not really sure
75%
that he can.
of the team's kills, and he's
I
just
don't
doing
think that
everything in his
Zhen
power
can
to
like
get
side
that
lane
early lead for
safely,
the team,
and
and he's thriving right now.
It's going to be really interesting.
yeah, I've
because,
just never
you know,
really
when
seen him
you
have
think
great game
about,
impact from
like
top.
some of the pieces of what G2 has drafted, like Mundo. Mundo just really wants to play slow and scale, but LeBlanc kind of wants to
Wow,
accelerate the game.
I think
It
it's
does feel-
crazy
Oh.
how badly
Told
Caps
another
is
of the tower
bullying
will be able
Knight.
to dash back.
This is
It
ridiculous.
feels like it's going to basically end up being a poke comp, right? Like LeBlanc is, yes, you're an assassin, but really you're just playing for poke. Corki can play for poke. Braum,
Yeah,
Bard
that's actually
can
very
play,
true what
really pretty
Aziel is
low
saying.
commitment
LeBlanc is
engage,
more of a
and you
poke
can
champ
kinda
than an
play at that
assassin.
range. They're going to be looking potentially for a dive on top side to respond
LeBlanc
to this.
plays
but
more
BB
like Zoe
does
than
sniff
she
it
plays
out.
like Echo
Gets it
or
out the way. Does have
Katarina.
that grim deliverance. No flash for him.
Caps on his way as
Big
well.
wave underneath the tower. Broken Blade needs to try and clear this one out quickly. Shun looking for the shield vault.
Which is why LeBlanc is so fucking bad. Oh, nice ulti.
Grim deliverance coming out as well as Caps jumps across. Temper Fate doesn't catch BLG. But G2 will be able to rebut the dive.
Yeah, I mean, that the ult from LeBron ends up connecting.
LeBlanc
onto the
stinks
tower, which
because
I think the goal was to protect
she
Broken Blade, or maybe even set
doesn't
up
have
for Caps to
consistent
arrive in
damage.
time.
She's
But the
not
fact that
really
Broken
an
Blade
assassin,
dodges it
and
was
she's
like,
kind of a
alright,
weak
that
poke
could have
champ.
gone very bad, but they end up
She
making
also
it work.
dies
They
to
keep Broken
anything.
Blade alive. Right now in a bit of danger.
Justice punches onto Skumon. I don't think they have the damage to take him out. Looking to
Oh my god, look
get
at
him down
Knight,
low and
dude.
maybe burn a flash,
He's getting
but
his
Knight wisely
fucking
just walks out of
butthole caved in by
Even though that
Mundo
bottle,
jungle.
you know, didn't connect, they did
Very
get the
good pick,
flash
bro.
off of
Very
Shun,
good
so
pick.
that is a
Love
key
the
thing.
Galio. You're very
You know,
useful.
If Pantheon goes in, it's generally a one-way trip without that flash, and so they are able to get that. So nice cover for Broken Blade. You definitely do not want him falling further behind. Bin was such a problem for them last game, and you really do not want to see that develop once again.
I'm looking at the gold advantage for Viper, and with the roll
He
cross
literally
completely
just got
behind,
back to lane,
that gold
yeah.
gap is going to close just a little bit. I'm going to pop the Ghost. And I think he's got Trinity Force now, which is such a big spike. Broken Blade the target.
Immediately met by Shun, and there's the Stand United to
Ult
follow it
out.
up. BB
Don't have
doesn't
ult.
the
You're just
flash, no
dead.
way out.
Jesus.
BLG
Shen support
punishing
with
top lane.
Gwen.
It's a repeat
Monster
of what
side
they did
lane
in the
pressure.
JDG series. They really
Double
are
globals.
attacking top lane non-stop, and we need to see G2, even if you don't want to gank up there, you got to get vision, you got to get coverage, because Broken Blade goes toward that pixel brush, and Shun is already there waiting, which is always just the worst feeling as a top laner.
There's going to be a bit of a shift in the lanes now as Caps comes to collect this wave. Hans is going to move to mid so that more damage isn't done there. Roll quest being completed means that everyone can open up a little bit more. Lebrov going to feel the freedom of roaming without feeling that he has to stay with Hans Sama as much. The level discrepancy between the two
It's triple
supports
globals,
is
actually.
evident,
You're
but
right.
it's on,
It's
demonstrating
technically
what
quadruple
we can
globals
expect,
because
I
Ezreal
think,
has a
from Shen,
global, but yeah.
moving forward in this game.
Let's just keep it real here. It's
Ability
essentially
just to beat
triple
around
globals with
with a
Galio,
fight.
Shen, and
Looking for the top
Pantheon.
lane, magical journey out from
We don't
LeBron.
really count
We'll
Ezreal
get him
ult.
to safety. It's a sinking feeling in my stomach
What?
a little bit as Viper is caught with the tempered
What?
fate. Heal coming out from On. Viper locked up
What?
for the moment. Skumon chases him, but it's good
Excuse
idea
me?
shift away. On able to dash out as well.
On.
Skumon looks to steal away these Raptors. Broken Blade
No.
trading with Knight.
No, Lebrov. No.
Skumon should be able to
I'm
take
sorry,
away
but no.
the Raptors themselves. Shouldn't there in time though, and BB now has to walk away. Pops the
That was
ultimate
never
as well.
going
On
to
played
do
that
anything
very
to
intelligently, you know, just
Ezreal.
played in the face of Lebrov to block the binding.
Oh, LeBron. Cosmic Binding almost connects onto On.
TP
He's able
top.
to dash away.
Human is being so
Meanwhile,
annoying,
TP
just
is coming
spamming cleavers
as
in their
G2
face,
being
playing
collapsed
fucking
upon
dodgeball.
BLG, looking
Oh my
for
god,
the fight.
on Sama,
Unsama
does
jumped
he not
on
have
by Shun.
Valkyrie?
Does have the
He has
flash.
flash.
Won't burn it
He
yet.
flashes
Flash
away.
away from his
Now
bit.
Lebrov is
Now snipping
getting
away.
gangbanged
LeBron,
by
the inner works don't quite
Gwen. They're
connect.
losing a
BB has a
1v3?
flash of his own. He might
Excuse
have to
me?
use it to get out. Another
Excuse
spear
me?
from behind the tower. Bin still
Oh my god,
trading
excuse
in
me?
here,
What?
BLG. They're looking to make a pincer movement happen. The spear connects through
Oh,
Hans.
shit.
Another kill. Now Caps TPing in, but BB and G2 can't really collapse themselves quickly enough. Caps jumps across the wall looking for Viper. Soon there on the front line, dashes onto Broken Blade. OV8 rush away as Viper flashes in. Gets the kill, but down forward.
Oh, that...
The dissonance coming in from Caps as he tries to get away, but he's locked on the wrong side of the wall, and BLG, a death ball, and
What?
just moving through G2.
Oh
Skew
my
and
god.
BB can't do anything to take down these low members of BLG.
Such a phenomenal fight for BLG. They stayed together as a clump, so aware of every
I
single member
can't
of G2.
believe my eyes at
The threat from
how
Caps on the flank was
like
shut down
fast and
quickly
snappy,
by a
and
great turn
everything
from
that
On.
everyone
And
is
off the
doing
back
is
of
just
that,
so
G2
highly
falls short.
mechanical and
now a
skilled.
massive gold lead. lead for BLG in the early game.
Yeah, that
I mean,
taunt from
bro,
Anna was
like
so quick onto caps. The instant exhaust came through.
Dude, the exhaust, but like, dude, not just the exhaust. Did you see what Shen did? He E-flashed onto LeBlanc's flash W with zero hesitation whatsoever. Everything about that was just like so crazy. Viper does E-flash Q one-shots LeBron.
in a 1v3, turns his attention onto LeBron, knows that's the easiest
Like,
target,
bro,
so he gets his flash
what?
out first. But now Broken Blade
Every single person is like so fucking locked in. Like the reaction time is just ridiculous.
They're just waiting for the poke to land, and so once they get that first pick, G2 is starting to think,
Okay, here we go.
turn this
Now Viper
around,
fakes
but it
going
gets
down,
tracked.
and
They
that baits
see
caps
the
his first
TP come
W.
through from Hans.
Okay.
They're ready. On is holding on.
Now here we go.
And then Shun just
Ezreal
has this
E-flash.
opportunity to go in
All right.
alongside Viper, who catches the ball.
Instant exhaust, instant E-flash from Shen onto LeBlanc's flash W. Dude, that was so unexpected. Okay, Viper does not miss skill shots on Ezreal. Yeah, Bard looks useful, I agree. Bard looks fucking useless this game. But Bard is actually unironically a good pick for the Shen. I think it's just they're not playing well around it. Oh, this is the blender of bruisers. You don't have any damage. Okay, now the damage is here.
As across comes Bin on the chase, neither works out. Getting the slows onto Skew, dreaded return across the wall from BB.
Wow.
Skew has to burn his flash to escape the clutches of Bin.
BLG really wanted this red buff, and they're going to get it. They're going to walk away. It'll end up being 1-for-1 in kills.
You gonna lose the whole game over red buff?
Down in this game.
Someone
Shun
is.
has run rampant in the early game, and he's really put Bin in such a fantastic position. This man is the nightmare
Viper's actually
of
fucking
the
insane,
LEC
yeah.
and Europe, as he has such an
Viper's legit
incredible
fucking insane.
16-6 is the advantage that he has over Europe in its entirety. And, oh no, this is against G2.
Yeah.
But why do the items between Ezreal and Corki 1.68 gold difference, but the items are literally identical? I think Viper must be sitting on a big bag.
But I mean, right now he's
I mean, the only difference between their builds right now is that Corki doesn't have finished boost. Every other part of it, the tier, everything's the same. Clearly, Viper has a shit ton of money.
These two games, as he has
his
really
pocket.
been threatening, and Shun again. Despite the loss, I thought Shun was incredible in the last game. He's incredible again in this game, and BLG are just so good at punishing missing resources. They come, they cover for On, and then they know Hans, no summoners, instant flash in there from Shun. In comes the hero's entrance. Even with the Valk, it just doesn't matter. You can't create enough space. They're so good at constantly taxing the resources here from teams, and then knowing exactly who to target, exactly how far they can go.
Absolutely. I mean, they're continuing to punish G2, who I just think don't have damage in these skirmishes. They need the LeBlanc present because of how far behind Hans is, and especially the range from Ezreal. It feels so easy for him to
Dr.
just follow
Manhattan
everything
versus
up
angry
with those Qs and
Chinese
just continue with
coach.
Viper being truly a sniper in this game, finding those missed shots constantly. A 3,500 gold lead for BLG. A Drake apiece, 2 items on Viper now with the Manamune and the Trinity Force. 2 items as well for Shun, and Bin has to be very close to his second as well. Went for the
It's a
Oblivion, trying to
Mogov.
do some of the healing coming out from BBM from Skewmond. And at the moment, BLG running the Rift. Control of everything they want. Next Drake still 4 minutes away, but there is a Baron if they want to try and force a fight and then take the Baron at a
Holy
numbers
shit.
advantage.
World War
Cap
Mog
still
has
is very strong, though.
officially
He's on 2
begun.
completed items, is up over 1,000 gold. Has not really been able to accelerate that further, but does still have a lot of power here. The problem is there's Locket, there's double exhaust in the next fight because it's spellbooked over to. There's so many tools that make it really, really difficult for him
You really
to
think the
play
Chinese coach
the
can
way
win
you would
1v1
want
versus
to
Dr.
play.
Manhattan?
And
That,
that is
Dr.
gonna be a
Manhattan
challenge
is
for Caps. If you can no
fucking
longer build an
jacked, bro.
advantage in the 1v1
Romain,
against Knight,
legit
how do you find
physique
an
of a
angle in
Greek
onto
god.
Viper to really be able to take him down without getting CC'd and exhausted?
Also, you have to play around vision control.
Dr. Manhattan walks around completely naked with a perfect body. He is the mogging final boss. Actually, that's true. He can literally frame mog anyone because he can like manipulate reality. High cortisol coach versus Jack low cortisol Chad.
Shun does have ult to respond,
I
though.
think
They
that
can
right now
actually come in with the
G2's
globals.
cortisol is oh my god, G2 is so high cortisol. What? Wait, G2 is actually super high cortisol there. That gank was supposed to work.
Absolutely a win for G2
Bro
there. They
just
got a couple
walks it
globals
off.
out there looking for Viper.
Well, you need those skill shots to connect to really threaten Viper, and the mobility he has on the Ezreal gives him a lot of safety. But the reason why Bin is playing this way
Mundo
is because he
Mog off
knows
here.
the support
Mundo
that he
Mog
does
off
have.
right now.
The
Low
Shen ultimate
cortisol
plus the
Mundo
Pan's
gamer.
ultimate proving their worth in these skirmishes, and BLG's ability to collapse.
Why?
is
Guys,
just so
1.68 gold
G2
lead
get away
between the
with
80
this
carries.
time.
Someone explain
Doubleblade
where
wants
it
to commit
is.
his flash, but it ends
Am
up
I
being a trade of
crazy?
one
Like,
flash for two,
where
which
is
I
the
guess you could
gold
say is a
lead?
win
Okay,
for
Viper
G2.
finally
Also,
bought
lads,
something. He bought a
compositionally, we are
tunneler,
getting
and that's his
towards mid-late
entire
game,
lead against.
22 minutes. We've
It
seen
feels
a lot
like
of games ending,
1.4k should
25 to
manifest
30
into
throughout
something
this
more, but
tournament.
like, you know, tunneler's
With
1100 and he
BLG
has
having
boost
this
too.
lead,
So
how do we feel
there we go.
team
That's
fights are
the gold
likely
lead.
to go from here on out?
At the end of the day, 1.4k gold right now is not even that big of a deal. I think G2 should feel pretty cozy right now. They could win a 5v5 super easily. Like, if the gold lead can be boiled down to tunneler and boots on Ezreal, like, you're chilling, bro. You're chilling. You have hard scaling Mundo. The biggest problem on the enemy team is Gwen. Obviously, Gwen can kill Mundo, but no one else can. It's not like fucking Ezreal and Pantheon are killing this Mundo. Oh, shit, Lebrov!
With the CC and Lebrov not given a chance to move. Shun goes unstoppable as G2 try and collapse
I don't
onto
know what's
Bim,
going
but
on
the
with
Halloween
Lebrov
and the TP coming
right
in from
now.
Knight. They just
Lebrov
can't do it. He
James.
does have a teleport of his own to try and escape this
Lebrov
situation,
James
but
is
BLG do
really
not wanna
fucking
give him
good,
that
but
luxury.
this is not a good
Broken
game for him.
Blade. There's no real way out for you. The question is who will be given over the kill. Justice Punch coming down on
Two-man
looking
W, that's 4
for the
stacks.
taunts
He's at
as well
6
as
stacks.
BB200 under attack.
7,
Meanwhile,
6,
Skuma
7.
trading
Oh
with
my
Shun in
god.
that red buff area. G2 unable to win out on that fight either.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they had caught
He
Shun in
needs
transition,
12.
but Viper is there
He was
to
at like
support,
9 at the
and
end.
Viper and Shun are just way too strong to really deal with at this point in the game. So BLG definitely starting to run away with it. Going to be able to get even more gold here onto Viper. You just look at these leads across the board. It's kind of Caps versus the world, but compositionally,
Dude, I don't
this
know
champion
how
is just gonna have
G2's
such
going
a
to come
tough
back
time
from
in
this.
game.
On is ahead
Caps
10
actually
CS.
dishes out some decent damage onto Bin. He's getting to that point in the game where he can be a threat, but the amount of control, the agency that BLG
Lebrov needs
has,
to start
this game
farming
feels so
up.
difficult for G2 to bounce back into, largely because of how far
Knight has done
behind
nothing and
Hansama
gotten
has been
carried.
put.
Yeah,
This
he's
group
actually done nothing.
really does
Like,
not
unironically, he
compare
has
to the
done
damage
nothing
that
for the
Viper's able
last
to
2
execute,
games.
and that doesn't even bring into the
Like,
conversation.
the greatest plays that he has made has been like escaping, getting solo killed slash dying to a gank by like
Just really
Galio
loved
ulting
how Shun has
away.
played this game right from level 1.
Yeah.
He's saying, you're playing Mundo. You want to just chill, farm. You want the game to be slow. We're going to create action. We're going to invade you at every turn. We're going to force you to respond. If you don't defend your laners, I'm going to chain dive them. You got to be there to hover. You can't be farming these camps on repeat. And it's slowing down Skumon so much that Mundo can become this brick wall where he can't be hurt, but not in a game pace like this, where, you know, people on the other team are so accelerated and you're constantly being pulled in every direction.
BLG doing such a good job there. Playing through Shun in the early game and then allowing their laners just to take those advantages.
He did
and
save
run with them.
Bin.
A 2K
He
lead
did
for
save
Bin
Giga
on
Bin.
that top side. Has finished the Nasa's Tooth now. Viper on his way to his third item as well. For BLG, really, you have to feel they can just suffocate G2 off the map. Do exactly what they've been doing over the last few moments. If G2 overextend, sure, we'll find a pick, we'll find a
Oh my
kill.
god.
And that's
Oh,
exactly what
wow.
Lon's looking to do on
Lebrov
the magical journey away
pre-kills
from
on
Lebrov.
Shen's
We'll land the Cosmic
E-flat.
Binding, Caps jumping across
Now
with the chains, but will
that's
just distort back.
Is some
BLG,
game.
even though
Now
being
that is
caught
some
out a little
fucking
bit, going a
game.
little bit too greedily, can just all walk away.
How clean is that self? Mikhail's the one to taunt flash. That
Yeah.
was sick from Lebrov. The timing on that Mikhail's to just be able to walk out and say, thanks for the flash, bud.
Stand United was used on Shun.
Yeah, so it looked like that the timing was a bit off because Shun arrived bot lane, but Shen went to where Pantheon started.
Oh, I was, yeah, because
So
I was
they-
like, why is he in mid
I mean, the game can be decided
so the
in 9
timing was a
minutes
bit
on
off. It
4th
seems like
Drake,
they wanted to
but
try and
if
make
I
a
was
play with
G2,
the
I would
broken
probably
blade.
just be down to
He was
give
late
in
left
hard
on the
scale.
tarmac
Yeah,
already.
literally, the plane took off.
He's
and
just
he
waving
was-
goodbye.
That's pretty much what happened.
Enjoy the shield!
Well, BLG, they have the Dragon advantage, the Gold advantage, and they'll likely start sending their sights on the Baron. Not that they need to force it, but the threat, the pressure. Because again, the thing about
Have you already
globals
ordered food?
is that, okay, we're going to push
Lena's
forward, we're gonna
cooking.
push
She
forward, we're gonna
made
push forward.
tomato and
You
egg
come
noodle
try
with
and send
chicken.
someone,
It's a
we can
Chinese
then
dish, tomato
immediately
and egg noodle.
transition to the other side of the map.
It was
the
so
pressure
good, man.
that Bin is able to generate, especially now that he's about to,
He was
there
a
it is, the
great
level
cook.
16. 3 points in his ultimate is now devastating on the side lane.
Been going to get chained up by
Oh.
Caps. Still that damage pretty substantial. Lebrov caught
Giga
out
bin.
by Shun and
Stun.
running with the hero's
Lil
edges.
bruv.
Lebrov gets
Lil
into the
bruv.
magical journey just in time. Shun's going to get Cosmic Binding, but should still have the damage.
a lot of value from having bird threads there. The tenacity allowed him to get out of the stun long fast enough to
They
kill.
don't really get to decide anything. It's all BLG. And as much as LeBron tries to contest vision, BLG is so quick at coming to collapse. Baron is a consideration, but it looks like they're not going to start that one off.
And this is kind of what I'm talking about. You know, it's easy to sit there and say, well, Lebrov shouldn't be dying. Skumon needs to walk with him to get vision. But if all Mundo is doing is walking around clearing wards, you are useless. You need economy on this champion. You need to power farm. You got to get to 16. And
You missed Gen Pantheon ult fail?
To do that.
Oh, I did?
They don't need gold. They just need to fight.
It's the classic, play safe, bro. He's like, I'm in my half of the rift, buddy. I'm playing bot, and he does his best to get out of there, but there is just
I think
too much
LeBron
impact, and
doesn't
the Galley
flash that
ultimate as well,
taunt
doing
because
so
he's
much
really
work.
confident
And again,
in
like,
his
these
movement
globals from
options.
BLG are
I
netting
feel like
such
what
a
Carrier
huge
would have done this game
advantage. Viper completes his
is go Celestial Opposition, which gives him tenacity on the first CC that hits him, and
Good item.
possibly even like
and
Merc
BLG
threads,
continue to
right?
get stronger.
Or like Swifties.
G2
I think
desperate
Swifties
as well.
is really,
Magical
really
journey
key on
in
Bard, just getting
taunts
move
away,
speed.
Then the tempered fate for the follow-up.
But,
Not getting anything out of it. BLG now do have
I think
an
going,
opportunity to play around
I think
the
going
being
Blood
down,
Song is like
and they're gonna
super
go down
troll.
towards the bottom lane with the Grand Starfall. GA on Shun, no real escape for BB. Dreaded return will get the CC, goes in with Grim
Ooh,
Deliverance as well.
hard
Doesn't have the
dodge.
Cultivation of War, passive fully built up. He'll try
What's
and
BB
stack
doing?
it
He's
on
just
Knight,
hard
but
fighting
now
this in a
the taught's
1v2.
gonna land. There is
GG
the
behind.
resurrection.
He's definitely
The
dead.
TP
He's gonna get
coming in as
passive
well
tier
from
2.
Bin. I'm not sure his services were
They're gonna
required here.
give it to
Perhaps they just
Bin,
wanna
I'm
give him
sure.
the kill, as Knight did start his
Never
recall,
seen
but
a
the play
fucking Gwen go
taken down
Morello
in the end by
Nomicon
3
until
of
now.
BLG.
Looked a
Oh, they're
little
not gonna
weird.
do it today.
It looked like they were trying to kite out the passive stacks to not let him revive, but they could have just insta-proc the passive with Shun. Maybe they were nervous about reinforcements that were coming in, had the wrong read, because even the TP seemed like way overkill.
I think they were nervous about damage. Like, Galio is full magic resist right now, and he does not have a huge amount of threat onto the Zehead.
What about the Spearman, though?
Yeah, I mean, for
Thunder
sure.
Sky, Black Cleaver,
Oh my
GA.
god,
I
man.
mean,
Viper
it's
makes
even clear
Ezreal look
because they were
so
worried about
fucking
what
point
Brooklyn
and
could do
click.
in that situation. Perhaps it was too much respect, but it doesn't matter because there is no cross-map play.
It's ridiculous, man.
Caps can do very little.
I mean, the
Slowly
longer this
onslaught
game
of Bin in
goes,
the
the
side
more and
lane.
more
There was
useless
no
LeBlanc is
Baron
going to
risk on the
become.
side
So you
as
could say
well.
like, okay, longer the game
BLG just
goes,
continue to
more
find
useless
pickup to
Ezreal
pick.
gets,
Their
right?
third
Because Ezreal's
dragon
known
in
for
the
scaling
minutes
pretty
time.
poorly.
Lead extends to
But then it's
6K
just
as
like,
they
bro,
steal
like,
away this
LeBlanc
river.
is
Caps looking for
actually
the flank
just
dives
such
in,
a
will land the
garbage
chance onto
pick.
On. Viper with the arcane shift
Comparatively.
keep Caps at bay. As
Look
the
at what
block caught out
LeBron's doing.
with the
LeBron
magical
needs
journey
to be
going out. He'll land
reported.
that temper fate, but been able to dash away across
He
from it.
actually
On
needs
in
to
the
be
middle of
reported.
it,
He's
gets
been
away
running it down. No
himself as Caps
mercy,
has
bro.
to get out of the
No
fight. Dreaded
mercy.
return from Broken Blade towards Shun, but
This
Shun
is
still
how I
has
play
that
when I'm
guardian
angry
angel.
at my
And
teammates.
G2, they're trying to pick
In
apart
solo
this
queue.
composition from BLG, but they just don't have enough.
I mean, double exhaust came through, and it makes LeBlanc's life so much harder when you lose all of your damage. Like, BLG feel that they are unkillable right now. You just, G2 do not have the damage to take any of them out.
I just love how Viper has played this. I mean, I think taking the exhaust was so intelligent. It's basically allowing him, when Caps goes in, he exhausts him and he shifts on his head.
When I
because
see
Caps
Viper
can't
play,
win
I
that 1v1
understood
anymore.
why
Caps has
people
to
pick
distort
it. Yeah,
back.
pretty
You know,
much.
Viper,
When you see the
he
best
used both
players
his
in the world
summoners
play
up
Ezreal,
there
you're
as
like,
something
oh, I
you
get
can
it, but
look
like,
towards
dude.
punishing. But you know, as they
Then
go
you watch like
forward
American
here,
Ezreal and you're like,
is gonna look to get aggressive on
this
the
champ
Caps.
looks
You know,
fucking
he's
garbage.
going over the wall. Bin has a really nice skip and slash to avoid that ultimate, and then there is that exhaust down onto him, and he's just running in, even flashing. He thought that clone was Caps.
That
so,
flash was a bit
that is
weird,
something
yeah.
definitely working for
I like
G2.
it. We're making it super hard for them.
There's a famous quote from an ex-G2 mid laner. Said, even if we lose, let's make him sweat. And it seems like that's what G2 were trying to do in
Sama.
this game.
It's one of those intangibles, right, where even if it looks like this game is over, the mental taxation of just making it harder. It's a long series, right? If BLG do win this, they go 1-1, the ulti draw.
Done. No self Mikhails.
With on
What?
there, flash torn onto Lebrov. A magical journey.
Lebrov?
That's not a cruise I ever want to take. Tempered fate down on Shun, but Lebrov
I don't know what
falls
I'm
for the
watching.
6th time
I
this game.
unironically
On
don't know what
has
I'm
had
watching.
his
Like,
number.
how is
they've
this
just
not a
been
game where you
chasing
should
him
just
around the
immediately
map here,
go
Lebrov.
Swiftness boots
Doing
because
his
you're
best
just
to
gonna be
make it
faster than
tough
these
for
melee
him,
champs
but
running
does
at
end
you?
up getting taken
And like
down.
no Mikhails there,
BLG
just
continuing
legit.
to play the same
Blood
style,
Song,
constantly
he didn't
hunting
self
this Bard as he
Mikhails.
goes for
I don't know.
vision.
He just seems
And
out of it.
likely
He
to
seems
set
not
up
locked
around
in.
this Baron, clear out some vision, and they can look towards Soul. That is going to be a big
He
one.
did have a really sick
Dropping
self Mikhails on
Spear.
E-Flash
Caps
earlier,
nothing to
but that
this
should be like the
Spear
norm,
out
to be
for
honest,
Shun
because
once
it's very
again. Broken
telegraphed.
Blade's going to have to deal with Knight as Caps dives forward, but BLG rebuts him immediately.
I mean, look at the damage that was dealt to Caps there. I mean, when you lose like 30% of your HP, you're going to be forced away. You're going to be deterred. The Baron hasn't been started yet, though. BLG still respecting the comeback potential that G2's comp does still have. But like the later this game goes, I just don't see how it gets easier for G2. I feel like it only gets harder as Viper can leverage his range to chip away at your HP. The amount of protection that comes through against the single
I
target
think it gets
damage that
easier
G2's
because
comp
Skumon becomes
largely
more
has.
unkillable. It gets
It
harder
feels like
because
that, as
LeBlanc
G2 was
falls
saying,
off
their
pretty
goal
hard.
in this
Corki
game
does
is to just
outscale. So
make it
Corki
as
and Mundo
difficult as
outscale their
possible for BLG to
counterparts,
close
right?
things out.
I mean, I
Corki
absolutely
and Mundo
agree with
outscale
you.
their
It doesn't get
counterparts,
easier,
but
at the
as
same
like a
time, I mean,
total
Death Cap is
unit of a
done.
team,
You know, you have
I think
Magic
that
Pen
maybe
already in for
BLG's
Caps,
comp
and
is just like
yeah,
more
Viper did
cohesive
get his
and does
mob,
the
but
same thing better because like
sometimes
they're
you just find
basically
that
just
one
like
moment,
all
if he can
scrapping
get
it
a pick,
out.
if he can get a kill, could turn the game.
I think G2's comp gets pulled in multiple different directions, mostly just poking, which is just so weak this patch.
Dash with the distortion, but there's only a tower waiting for him. Dashes back, misses the chains on. Skumon tries to come across, but On will take the kill. BLG beginning to kill off G2's only
LeBlanc
strong
just
link.
might be one of the worst champs in the whole game. I
I
don't want to see this pick ever again. Caps, you played amazing. Champ that you're playing just blows.
And again, these globals have just been so impactful for BLG here in this game. And I have to echo your sentiment from earlier.
Every single time LeBron tries to participate in the game, he just instantly dies. Every single time that BLG makes a play, it's 3-man with Shen Pantheon Galio ult, and it's cohesive, and it's always numbers advantage for them. And Skumund actually just doesn't even get to play his game because all he's doing is running around and like putting out fires. Like he can't even just like peacefully full clear into doing something efficient for himself. BLG is just like running around together and making every play happen. Just literally just clicking forward.
Is this a Nivea support gonna
always clicking forward?
Draft? You know, there's a lot of value in pocket picks simply because of the weight of them in a draft.
Now BLG setting up around the Baron. 2 minutes before the soul for them. Cloud. G2
2 minutes before Soul. I kind of expect the Chinese team to just flip Baron anyways. Oh my god, LeBron got on it. Oh, Hansama got exhausted. Oh, Caps is...
He's able to dash away. Caps caught in the hero's entrance and can't make an exit. Broken Blade on the back line will get the shutdown onto Viper, but now BLG in a 4v2. Hansama trying to rejoin the fray. Grim Deliverance coming out. There's a combination of more passive as well.
Shit, Ben just is full HP and doing 5 billion damage. BLG, dude, Ben is full HP! He's full HP by the end of that fight. He took 0 damage.
Was taken out of the fight.
What
BLG
the
play
fuck,
with
man?
Perfection. Viper does end up losing his life,
I mean,
but it
put
is
Ben
a
on
short
hard
cost
carries.
to allow
He
for Ben,
will
who is
perform.
pretty much untouched throughout the entirety
He
of
will
it.
perform.
They wipe G2 off the map. They set their sights on the Baron, and it's G2 fishing, as they've often done in this game, and BLG going in with nothing but confidence.
Yeah, and it's this TP from Ben coming in behind them.
Fuck, Viper played that so good. Holy fuck. Viper eat forward, exhausted. Quirky. Got the fight started really good. Died for it. It is what it is. He doesn't give a fuck about dying for it. Damn, that was a 4-man Zahen ult too. So much damage, so much healing, but he was in revive for it.
Multiple taunts. There's the knockup from the Galio. There's the stun from the Pantheon.
It's crazy to me. Ben played in a World Final 6 years ago, and he's only 22. Yeah, that is crazy. What? That's not even possible.
Unless you have Captain Hansama able to actually unleash from the outside, you're just locked up. There's no way you're ever going to be able to do anything. As Viper looks at Arcane Shift across the wall, the taunt onto
Skumund actually is caught? No way. Ezreal can't fucking kill this Mundo.
It's on sitting on Viper saying, yes, come in, I'll take the taunt.
Ben.
And we'll go in with the
Not Ben. BB. getting worked.
Goes in, but the more shield alongside the hero's entrance, enough to keep Viper alive, and now Hansama has to Valkyrie away as BLG continues to
Hansama's gonna die.
Here comes the star
Pantheon ult. Soul. Soul for BLG. Cloud Soul on a Gwen, by the way.
They're flying in out of nowhere,
Oh
left,
my
right,
God,
and center.
the
More and
fucking
more
Avengers
shields,
are gonna
more and
pull
more
up now.
reinforcements. Has Viper there, shot the two-shot barrage
What
the
the
wrong
fuck,
way. And you
man?
think, hey, maybe he's going to be threatened. Then there's the Stand United. Then there's the
They actually can't do anything. They actually can't do anything. They're just stat check front to back.
The priceless moment of the game there from MasterCard. The soul has been claimed. This has been an action-packed game. They're constantly chasing G2 around the Rift. And now they have that much more
around
power.
the
When you think about a
Rift.
champion like
Shit,
Gwen,
that by
one of the
Zale.
best users of
Around the
console
map,
in the game.
Rift.
I mean, what an incredible performance from BLG. The way that they have navigated this fight are flawless as they set their sights on a Skumon.
The taunt into the Aegis Assault for the movement speed so they could get the shield bot onto Skumon, but Skumon doesn't does have that maximum dosage. On has to get away. Shun will fall into his GA. Knight still very tanky, and Viper coming across. Bin on the flank as well, as G2 now need to run for the hills. But Skumon getting locked up for the moment. BLG not able to get much more than Mundo's ultimate.
I will say a bit of an overcommitment there from BLG. It was fortunate that they had numbers to collapse first.
Tempered Fate on Viper. Will they go for the follow-up? There's the Sun Grim deliverance.
Oh my god, Viper's dying.
Oh, Viper falls first.
Beautiful.
BLG are the ones on the
Beautiful.
Trying to get onto that back line.
What?
Going for more. His first
Oh!
and he pulls it back. Bin now snipping through one summer. Cat's falling as well. Bin is able to get onto the back line, but he's shut down. G2 now in a 3v1. As only the
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, they're coming back. Oh my god, they're coming back.
Wait a minute.
Ezreal's useless
what
now.
just happened? With the gold lead that BLG had, it felt like that this composition was immovable. They
That
couldn't
was
get
Bard
through it, but
value.
a single Tempered Fate set off the fight for G2 to take.
It's this aggressive shift from Viper. He shifts
Oh
forward,
my
gets tagged by
fucking
the
god,
very
Viper
edge
got
of
caught.
LeBron, and they
Viper's
both said it.
Giga
Yeah,
caught.
Hans is behind, but he has an IE. He has 4 items. You will hurt. They burst down Viper.
It's
and
Mundo
BLG
Corki
immediately
scaling.
realized,
It's Mundo
"We
Corki
gotta
scaling.
run. We
I've
can't
been
take this
telling
fight.
you guys that
Bars are
Corki is
low.
actually
It's really
a
only
Giga
Bin taking
scaling.
down Hans that stops us from being
He is
total
a
disaster, but if
Giga
Hans
scaling
lives,
champ.
That is Baron for sure. So that was a critical
It's
kill.
already gone. It's almost gone, is it? Yeah. No. As in, BLG had the
But they're back to life.
Oh, Broken Blade caught out here. Good deliverance coming out as well.
Oh
with the
shit,
Dreadnought
wait, he
turning.
actually
We'll
got a
get the
passive off.
conversation war,
Hold
but
on.
the rest of G2 are nowhere near
Can he win
helping
this?
him.
He can win this.
BLG
1v2.
looks
He
like
can win.
they used
Can't he?
The Stand United Grand Starfall combo, and Betty, you were wondering if he
Wow,
could win.
that's
The
so
answer,
lucky for these
unfortunately
fucking
EU fans,
lucker
is
dogs,
no, as
man.
BLG will take the kill.
That is very
Wow.
close, but G2
That was
making
so
it work
lucky
for
that
it
they
here, and
dude.
that is what I'm talking about.
His build
In
was a
games
little
like this,
different
you
if he
get
had
late
Death
enough into
Stance
the
instead of
game,
Endless.
It only takes one pick. It only
Or
takes
if
one
he-
step because
I guess if he just, if he had Death Stance instead of Endless, like, he actually would have won that at 1v2. Swear to God.
But who cares? Hans gets 2 autos with an IE and a full build. You can kill off Viper, so you gotta be careful. BLG still with a big edge here, but G2 showing they still got some claws in this game.
Yeah, the biggest concern for BLG is that this turns into an Elder flip. With the
I mean, this
control
game's
they
going
have
to come
over
down
the
to
rift and the
Elder,
way
in
that
which
they've
case
been
I think that they can
consistently
win.
finding
Dude,
I don't think they
Skumon
wanna
has
give that opportunity for
100,000
G2, so they're going to go back to their winning ways.
bonus
get vision
HP from
control,
Heartsteel.
fish for a pick
Holy
themselves
shit.
as they set their sights on this bot tier 2.
Should just be able to take the tower down.
There's no way.
Onto Skumon. Maximum
What the
dosage
fuck?
has to be used, but the
Wait,
CC
what
chain
the
continues.
fuck?
Tempered Fate out as G2 look to try and
Wait,
turn
what
it.
the
Cosmic
fuck?
Binding will
Skumon
get the
legit
start.
just
The
got
chase
one tap.
Shun goes in with a shield bolt. And at the moment, without their jungler, G2 can't
Holy
really contest.
moly?
BLG continue
What
their
the
advances.
hell?
That is exactly the right play, though. Find those picks.
Giga
You know
Bin.
you have the numbers advantage because Broken Blade hasn't respawned, and so instead they catch Skumon out, staying way too long to protect that bot tower. They're committed to breaking open this inhibitor, and they're sending everything to find more.
It's a Starfall hunt. Someone cleansed him. Mikhail's away as they look to try and turn it, but BB in the midst of BLG will fall first. BLG now advancing. A small
Wow, it
blip
just goes
in
out
the
with the
top
whimper
side
like
is
that,
not
huh?
enough to fell
Damn.
the kings of the LPL.
I really thought G2 was going to
They
do this
want to
super
even out
comeback
the
of doom.
series as Caps tries to dive in, dashes away from the shield bolt. Now it's on the Brov and Hans.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Hans
Hans
Sama!
the Nexus, and although Viper will fall, G2's Nexus will follow him to the grave. 1-1 in the finals.
In a tournament full of 3-0s, we are having an incredible start to the finals here. 1-1, both teams looking so strong. Lounge, what do you think?
Lounge, what do you think? Well, I'm the fucking Lounge, and I think that game was actually pretty banger. And I think G2, if they solve 3 or 4 more minutes, they can flip Elder, and it's actually winnable. Blows that Skumon of all champs. Of all champions to get 1 tap.
Okay, you know what?
How the fuck was it the
slap Broken Blade on some
extremely
tanks
scaled
and,
late
that's
game
how we're gonna
18
deal
kill,
with it. We're just
level
gonna have him
18
on fire. We're
Mundo
just gonna have him
that
kinda,
gets
like, mitigate
CC
loss,
chained?
not
It's like,
play
bro,
to
like
win
that
the
is like
lane.
so
Because in the kind of
unexpected.
champions
Out
that
of
he's
all
going
5
for,
members, I
when
would have
you're
expected
going
him
York, when you're
to
going to Hen,
the lowest
you have
percentage
to get
chance
an advantage. You wanna
of
kinda
dying
scrap
at
a little bit
35
more
minutes and
heavily.
just
I have to wonder
causing
if
the game to
Renekton now
end.
becomes a high priority
But
pick.
yeah, that's exactly what happened. They just had insane percentage HP damage from Gwen at that point. Like, BLG just knows their damage, they know their limits like so well, they know they can just hard engage
Yes.
and CC chain Mundo and kill him.
I mean,
What about
last year,
Trundle? To me, Trundle is just the obvious answer to
yeah,
Zen.
you're right. That makes way more sense on paper, but it depends on whether or not they want to lock in their
Is the
support now,
Jax
'cause they've decided to
tactic
go for the
true or
Sasa.
not?
So as right now.
It's on best top lane.
Get through the
Check Bin's Twitter
And I think
DMs.
it's a
Check
pretty
his
good
Twitter
answer to the
DMs.
Seraphine.
It is, yeah.
He's
So now we've got,
suspiciously
double
way
range,
too
a lot
good
of
at
poke on the
Jax.
bot side of the Rift, a lot of
I don't know.
PR.
Does he play it this
G2
game,
already
guys?
starting to build a
I mean, don't spoil it.
front-to-back
Actually,
style
I'll just
comp.
wait.
I like that
Ash
triple that you
Seraphine
mentioned. I think
is.
that should be a
Why are
heavy
they?
priority.
Why
I think
is
G2 should think about
BLG
maybe get
heavily
rid of the Aatrox if
prioritizing
they're
Ash
worried about it.
Seraphine, and G2 is heavily prioritizing Varus? It should be the opposite way around. Han Sama and Lebrov James. These guys are absolutely cracked at Ash Seraphine. Why would they flip the switch all of a sudden now that they're in the finals? If you remember in the first series against BFX, G2 first picked Seraphine. They first picked Seraphine because they prioritize Ash Seraphine that highly. And now we're in the grand finals and we're switching the priorities? Like, what? How does that make any sense? I feel like G2 farms Varus 24/7. They know how to play against Varus. It's just strange to me. This is exactly the combo that G2 had played. Exactly the combo that G2 had played. Ash Seraphine Xin Zhao. And now they're giving it over so that they can play Varus Karma. But okay, at the very they have Scion though. They have Scion Karma. Scion Karma is a very good combo. Scion Karma is a very, very good combo.
It is quite. We're just waiting for the pick from Caps and Skewmond.
Yeah, one of the things as well I like about the Mel is how little CC there really is on G2's lineup. Like, you have Karma chains, you've got the Chain of Corruption. Like, she has the ability to
It's nice to see a Western team would perform so well at international events, but this fake audience is annoying. Same people with different signs every day.
And I do like it because
is that true?
As you guys have
They're the
rightly
same
mentioned,
people.
it is
Yeah, I
one
mean,
of the
I've actually
common
seen that.
answers,
They have
to
the same
Scion, so it's both a
fans with
takeaway,
different signs.
and
It's
it is
super
a good pick for
jarring.
themselves.
See, it makes the whole thing feel kind of fake.
That is the Anivia that locked here. 4 Caps in the mid lane. Going to be matching up into the Mel from Knight. Camille.
I got excited about the Anivia and then the despair washed
No way
over
you
us.
pick Scion versus Jax, right? Yeah.
Well, there's the other one. I mean, when
Just
we think
a
about...
hover
Or, wait, no way you pick Jax against
When we think
Scion?
about Bin and champions that he is so synonymous
What is
with,
Gigabin gonna
Camille
play
and
against this
Jax
comp?
are
Let's
two
see.
of his most famous.
Dude, this isn't
if he
even
wants
a
Jax,
good
he's very much
Jax
looking
game.
for, all right, I'm
What?
looking to be a scaling threat later.
Dude, this is not even a good Jax game. How in the world is this a good Jax
Into
game,
the
bro?
game. There's little that Scion
I
can
am
do to
so
stop me, and while I might
confused.
not have
He'll
full
just
threat
play it
on
into
this
anything
one,
because he's
I
that
have a
good at
mixed
the champ.
damage portfolio, which means I'm slightly harder to itemize against.
It does not
And
even
also,
matter. Like,
my
bro,
goal
we
is
have
not to
like
kill you, Scion, it's to
non-auto
kill
attack
your
threatening
carries. And so I'm
champs
looking for a
all
scrap
across the
against
board,
Hans Sama
a
and Caps,
shit ton of
and you're not gonna
CC
stop me
to
reaching
kite him
tempo in the
out.
game.
Yeah,
And
the question
like,
to me is, you know, how
I don't
successful
think that
will
Jax
Bin
is
be
in any
getting
universe
the
good
back
against
line, obviously.
Anivia.
Anivia, no dash. Varus, no dash. If they see you and you're trying to fight through the Anivia, it's very, very difficult. You can even interrupt the leap strike, you know, with the wall from the Anivia. You can slow him down in that way. But if he gets on a flank, all of a sudden the battle lines can become very, very difficult. So I think it's going to be a lot about
Dude, did I just pre-watch this whole fucking tournament? Like, how the fuck did I just say the exact, like, it's just weird how,
Ultimately, like what both comps
like
have
me and
done, I
Azael
think that their strengths
think
and
about the
weaknesses
game
to
very
both sides,
similarly.
I think they both work
'Cause, like,
somewhat in similar ways. in
just
terms of
weird,
their
bro.
bow.
It's actually just weird.
For
Like,
me, the
I don't have
thing
any
that I've got
explanation
my
for
eyes
it.
on is Caps on Anivia. This is the champion that hurt him the finals.
It legit has been happening for the last like 2 years as well.
These two
Anivia Mad
individuals.
Life play.
Yeah, exactly. But I think
It's
that
wild
these two
players. It's
champions
fucking
kind
wild
of
players,
give
bro. It's
agency
fucking wild
to standout performers today, and I think that having agency to make that outplay can be the difference in a series between these two teams.
And in comparison to last game,
Fright
I
Train
think
versus
that
Fright?
Caps' champion
Fright?
is going to have
Fright
a lot more
Train
agency
versus
in this
BB
game
gun?
compared to last game. Very difficult game to play LeBlanc in. So much point and click CC, so much chain CC. You can control fights. You don't necessarily have to make those solo outplays. You can just win fights playing this Anivia.
So, question for you, hang on, which I'll get to in a second, is we have to shout out On for his 1,335 international assists, making him the 3rd all-time passing owner at international events.
I do think, though, G2 have got to start paying more attention to these level 1s. That's 3 level 1s that BLG have gone for in a row. The last 2 games, it did net them pretty nice advantages. You have to respect it. People need to start making this adjustment. You can
Oh
do
my
level
god,
1s.
Caps
You just
just
have to
dodged
hard
nice
commit to
first
it.
few.
It's very difficult.
He's already aura
Just your
farming
stacked
all over this Mel.
defenses. against a lot of these plays, and they just use the Ghost early to get that Karma Flash.
Oh, first one trick you hits.
As well as Skumon going to start on
Damn,
the top side,
Hansama's
as we
playing
come to
Poke
expect.
Bears.
But while we watch the jungle action,
poking.
you can also check out the Act 2 Battle Pass bundle. Purchasing unlocks the Prestige Requiem Sona skin and Chroma. So if you're interested, make sure you go check out that stuff as we continue to check out the pathing of these junglers, because BLG seems like that they're going to set their sights towards top side. And again, something you've talked a lot about, Azael, is yesterday when we watched the JDG versus BLG matchup, it was that jungle top what really drove home the victory against JDG.
Damn, that's
Yeah,
double
he can
ward
punch
kills
both
for
players on this
Viper,
side,
bro.
you can get him
He's gonna be
so far
plus.
behind, get bin into a
No,
lead. We've already
he's
seen
literally
what
gonna
he
be
can do
plus.
against
Bro,
G2. Had a
Viper
Vexer
is
1v3
so
outplay in
nuts.
mid a couple of days ago. As,
He's not minus
Broken Blade will just try
0
and keep
on
himself
2
as healthy
waves.
as
He's
possible for
plus
the possibility
2. No,
of
he's
an
actually
early
plus.
gank.
Yeah, he's plus 2.
BLG will
Okay.
know exactly where Skumon has pathed because they had a ward on his blue buff.
Fucking
And it
hell.
actually looks like Shun might look
He's too
for
good.
an invade with his pressure from bot side.
Well, it makes a ton of sense as Shun, I mean, he's looking for the invade here. He has full information with the pressure that he has in the bot lane.
Oh my god, Shun. Oh shit, another invade.
across the
Another
board.
invade. This guy will not stop invading Skumon.
All of the wins, this is like the top teams, from LCS and LEC, how many wins they have against the LPL and the LCK over the last number of years. G2 pretty much has more than everyone else combined.
Yeah.
They have been the hope of the LEC, the hope of really any Western fan to be able to mix it up and take down these LPL and these LCK teams. And again, here at First Stand, able to do that. The best results they've had in many, many, many years. LCK has just been running things in LoL Esports and until G2 showed up this time.
This ward actually really good outside of the bush because then it covers the entire entrance area where Skumon could walk through. Skumon was trying to hug the top side of that wall that has been spotted as he starts off this blue. Shun waiting around the corner in the darkness. Skumon does.
Oh my god,
have
Skumon
smite,
doesn't want to
but
try
Shun
his
and
luck here. He's like
Shun
300.
doesn't think he can
He's
force
like
away
300
a
damage
G2
away
jungle.
from
That will be
actually
Soloq
stealing
on
that with
this
smite.
top side as well for the BLG.
Wow, what an actual bummer that
the main
is
thing
for
is
him.
just the push, right? You have two pushing solo lanes, so as soon as he's there,
Oh my
you
god,
have to run.
Hansama
Cleanses
gets
away
hit by
from the drop.
everything.
That was going to be a stun. Has to flash as well. Viper
Oh
on,
my goodness.
winning out the 2v2 once again.
That's the power of ass
It's scary
surfing,
now
guys.
for
Is like,
Hans.
honestly,
No
even
flash,
if you
no
cleanse the
cleanse, no
abilities,
heal on the Braum,
and
but
bro,
still missing his
I've
flash for a
seen this
while.
before.
Does
I've seen
raise
this
the
so many
possibility
times.
of
Viper
action
has
down
a
on that bot
freeze.
side.
It's
Shun
slow pushing
could
back
take a
towards
look there.
him, and
I mean, this whole early
Hansama
game
is
mega
very,
dominant
very
from
depressed,
BLG. They've
walking
got
back to
3
his lane,
pushing
watching the
lanes.
entire
Shun's
wave
pathing
get
has allowed
devoured.
him to slow
And
Skumon down
he
very
knows
significantly. The root thrown to Caps
that he's going to
force
be
the
in
egg
for a
out
fucking
early.
pounding
At
when
the
he
end
gets
of the
back.
world, of course,
He
he's gonna
knows.
resurrect with his full HP, but the pressure that is being exerted, being put down onto Skumon and onto all of these lanes, means that BLG is already off to a decent early lead.
They really are. I mean, the bot lane is the one that concerns me most from the G2 side. 'Cause when I
Genji
think
need
about
more
Nvidia,
sleep.
think
I don't
about
want to see
Zion.
Chovy
You
yawning
just have to
during draft in
withstand,
another
right?
international.
As long as you don't die,
Dude,
as long
Chovy
as you are getting
sleeps
completely
4 hours a
blasted,
day. Didn't you see his
hit
interview?
6, you're able to just start having a lot of wave clear on the Anivia and post 6 for Sion. Take a bad trade, all back to lane. It's not really the end of the world, which is one of the things that makes it so powerful.
I wonder
But
if
these
Knight
wards,
is going to
man,
go
PS1
proto
is
belt
Skumon
on Mel. I
everywhere.
feel like
BLG
items like
have done
proto
that
belt.
due diligence.
Oh,
So good at tracking where
Whoa.
Skumon is.
That was-
tracking
I
where
have
he can
never
go,
seen
and making
that
sure there's just no
happened
opportunity
before. I have
for
never
what
seen
has been the
a
linchpin
fucking
of
Mel
G2's
reflected
early game.
Aatrox
Skumon finding ganks,
W,
finding
and
ways
it's
in, getting-
blue.
stealing away jungle camps, and because
Normally
of
that
that,
shit is
G2
red.
feels very neutralized through the early game in these last couple of matches.
And now look at his camps. He's got Krugs up and he's got Wolves up. It's just like the worst situation for a jungler to be in because like there's no real optimal path where Shun has just cleared back through.
I think
the
Knight
bot
was
side.
right
He
there
can now look
greeting
towards his top
for,
side. He's got both crabs. Like,
also
there's
the
a huge
ego on
early
Viper
game
to just like
advantage for
walk
Shun,
up and just
and
do that,
Skummon's
right?
largely
He was
just,
greeting
like,
for
wandering
Lost
and
Chapter.
fishing
That's
for
why he was like
opportunities that
staying
don't
with like
materialize
no
into anything.
mana.
I think it's gonna
And
be
now
really
he's really
interesting
trying his
come
best
time
to
for fights, because obviously the ability to start
deny
the fights
Caps
is
here, because
mostly on the
Caps
side of
pretty much is
BLG,
doing the same
right?
thing,
They're
except it's
ones
for
that
Catalyst
have
and not for
all
Lost
of these
Chapter.
engaged tools as Medic reacts very much. So
Caps
to
is
the-
just waiting for the right
They
buy.
pinged the
I don't
red
really know
buff,
if he has
and
it.
then
Oh,
Hawkshot
he
comes
does
up,
have it.
He spots out Skumon on the Krugs.
Nobody's ever done that in the history of Dota.
I don't
Win lane,
think
win game
BLG
meta.
have been unaware of Skumon where
Yeah,
he
to an
is
extent,
for the
yes.
first 5 minutes of this
Yeah.
game. They've perfectly tracked him. It's an
But you
incredible
still need to pick
team effort
combos,
to
right? You
make
still need
sure
to pick
that Skum
combos
just
that are good in
can't
team
have any
fights
impact.
They even pinged
while
him out on
having
stage.
winning enough lanes. You can't have like a dog shit team comp. and winning lanes and still win.
What can you do, man? Just locked there, I guess. Crystallized down from Caps as he tries to trade in with the Frostbite, but Flash Frost doesn't connect onto Knight there, so Knight's still very happy in this lane. Leads across the board for BLG. You look at that sea of blue down towards the bottom side. Only LeBron with a lead for
This
G2
is like
right
probably one of my favorite pro metas of all time because it's
Naturally, the dragon will
you
be
can
a
play
big point of
anything
contention for both
top,
these
you can
teams.
play
It's a
anything mid,
really
you can play like
important
tanks
objective,
or
especially
carries
when we
top,
are going more
you can play
towards the stage
mages
game.
and assassins mid.
Rafali
The thing that I
with
don't
skew
love
on
about
the
this
Aatrox,
meta
you
is
do have that
enchanters.
extra
I think enchanters
damage
kind of
threat
ruin
as
it,
you
and
get
if it
later into
was
the game.
Ali, Rel,
Something that I feel
you
like
know,
we just see so
Braum,
consistently
Leona
for,
meta instead of
LPL
instead of
teams is just
enchanters,
this, like,
it would be
I
perfect.
call them,
It
like,
would be
quad damage
just
threat
chef's
compositions
kiss,
where,
but you know,
even the
that's
jungle, like, we've
probably
seen Sin
just
do
a,
so much damage
the
in
only
fights at
part of
this
it that
tournament
doesn't feel
especially.
good. I don't want to see the best
Seraphine
players in the
healing,
world
she's
play
gonna be able to
Seraphine
provide.
Karma,
It is gonna be
right?
something that
I don't.
G2
I want
will
to see them
struggle
make
to
big
navigate
dick
around.
plays
Just support or
and
combat. Ultimately, they're just
risking
farming
their
gold right
lives
now.
to hit good
I feel like
engages,
these
and
kind of
like
compositions are so
that is
powerful
like way
when
more
you have
exciting to
such
me
good
than
mechanics,
seeing
right? You have
this.
such talented individual players. You're giving all of them agency to create action, to find angles, to really take over a game. And LPL, I think, is uniquely
How do you feel about Mage's
good
bot?
at these comps. with tons
It's
of carries
strong
where
in
you can
solo
create
queue.
kind of
I don't
individual
know if
skirmishes
it's
on the
particularly
side.
good
You
in
have a 1v1 over
competitive
here,
since
a
80
3v3
carries
over
right
there,
now
you
are
know,
actually
2v2s
pretty strong
and so on.
competitive.
And that's something that
Right, I
G2
think
will
that
have
like
to deal
Ashe,
with. Definitely
Varus,
wanna
Jinx,
be kind of
Yunara,
default up, I think, as their
I already
comp.
said Varus. Pretty much
And
that.
really
Ash, Varus,
playing
Jinx,
front
Yunara, and maybe Corki
Something G2 talked about in
are
interviews
very
as well.
strong.
They said
Very,
the
very
difference
strong.
is BLG will take the fight to you at every opportunity. They'll make a few more mistakes, but they are so willing just to take a skirmish. Whereas a team like Gen G,
Oh,
a
shit.
little bit more
Wait, BB's
methodical,
winning.
still incredibly good, of course. Has been flashes away here. Broken Blade's going to flash out of the counter strike. Someone has exchanged on the top side.
I don't think that's a bad trade for Broken Blade, though. He's going to catch this whole wave coming into him. It gives the possibility for a gank in the top side later on, because I'll always argue that
Why
for
is
Sion,
Samira
I mean,
never
we
picked?
have the
Wouldn't she
luxury of
dumpster
casting
Ashe
Mouse
Seraphine?
this split, so
No.
we know that a Sion death
She would
really
absolutely
doesn't
not.
have that significant impact later on into the
You wouldn't be
game.
able to farm for 1
And
millisecond
Where's
against
BB's
Ashe Seraphine.
collective? My question.
Yeah, that's
You
the
could go
real
all in
question.
with like
Also,
Samira
is that
Nautilus, and honestly, you'd probably just get stat checked and still lose the 2v2.
Did he ward?
I mean, of course, he's a little bit behind in this matchup, but kind of where you expect the Sion to be. Meanwhile, Hans, even though he lost his flash early, has been doing very well in the farm department, and they found this really nice window to secure that dragon uncontested as well. Mid got the push, bot got the push, recalls came through.
Thoughts on Lucian? Pretty shit.
Now he's on the top side of the rift, though.
Pretty shit, but you can just play him. Outside of Challenger, he's still totally fine.
One of the things I did like about
Once
Vin
you get to the
trading
highest level,
aggressively there is he was getting really low on mana, and sometimes
really gonna
when
be
you
able to
get low on
progress,
mana, you
but
can get kind of stuck in these awkward lane states.
can probably
where
play him all the way to
frozen
GM.
against him. So part of what he's doing is trading flashes aggressively to just crash the wave and get a good reset. And I think he's so intelligent around playing these kind of timers on Jax, because Jax can struggle. You don't have built-in sustain early on. You can run out of
Why does no
mana
one
in
play
these lanes.
Caitlyn?
You have to know when to really trade your health and mana as a resource just to get a reset. And I think
She's just
Vin is
like
so
really
smart about
susceptible
doing that, not
to
allowing Broken Blade
falling
to get into an
behind,
advantageous
or
lane state.
actually really just like not snowballing too hard enough and then becoming useless. Yeah, I think that Caitlyn is for sure playable. I don't think that she's like, I don't think that she's bad. I just think there are better picks right now. Primarily, I think like Ashe Seraphine. Oh my god, was crazy.
With the ratchet, the amount of poke that she
That
had
was
will
a
be
perfectly
used by
aimed
Hans.
skill
He should
shot
be
on the
safe there.
corner
Getting a
of
little
this
bit low.
wall
But yeah,
here.
mid lane going very favorably for Knight in
So
here again
good,
for him.
man.
One
Oh
just
my
hit
god,
6 though,
Viper
now
is
this
so
what Hans is gonna have
clean,
to watch out
bro.
for, 'cause now
He's
you have no
so
cleanse,
clean.
And the Encore just got leveled, so need to really watch out for that in these next couple minutes while he doesn't have the cleanse.
You can see Hans backing away, not even trying to survive under the tower with the long range.
Man,
that
Hans
Baron
has not been
provides.
able
Instead
to
saying,
lane
"Okay,
against
we shouldn't,
Viper and On.
especially in the area.
These
I'm
like
just gonna
Hans
back
and
away.
LeBron
No
were
reason to
shitting on
risk
Genji's
trying to
bot lane.
have
They were
a
shitting on
flash
Ruler
out,
Enduro.
corruption
They
down.
were shitting on
They would give
Diablo
up a
and Kennen.
huge wave, though,
And then
from
now they're
underneath the
playing
tower.
versus
BLG
Viper and On,
extend
and
their
they're
goal
getting
lead to
twisted.
about 1,000
It's just like,
overall.
man, like,
LeBron
on the
coming back
day,
out on the map, still has about a
one of the
third
best bot lanes in the
his
world.
XP before he gets to that level 6.
Today
But no real
specifically,
neutrals available to either team.
Viper and On are
Crystallized
outperforming
down,
them.
Frost used
Big
late,
time.
so the rebuttal doesn't get it as they look for the damage hit onto Knight. Mandrain and Flame going to come out as well, but Knight still at 150 HP. Looking for the Soulless Nair, doesn't quite land as BLG are able to buff up their mid laner and get him the push out.
Decent damage on tonight. The threat of a kill there was very
Wasn't this
real,
Ashe and
but
Aatrox
ultimately it's
skins
just a
banned
field that
in
was
pro
exploited by
play?
LeBron. He's
I don't
very
remember
close
what
to
skins
level
are
6.
banned.
I imagine he'll want to stick around
If
mid
they're
lane
playing
to
them on
secure
TR, they're
that
not
final
banned.
level.
All banned skins are just
I feel
non-selectable
like
on
merc
TR.
reds are kind of a must for G2 this game when you're looking at how
So,
much CC is there, and it's,
yeah.
it's one of these comps where
They're clearly not,
CC
right?
hits, all of a sudden, you know, there's the snare from Mel, there's the root from Seraphine, there's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, there's the Encore, there's the Counter Strike. You know, it just kind of never ends. So tenacity going to be pretty important. Would love to see a Mikhail's early for LeBron.
Why do they ban
as
skins?
well.
For visual clarity. Some skins are like super bullshit and change the sounds and visual clarity too much. Or some skins actually even have like glitched hitboxes, or like had glitched hitboxes. Like one of the most infamous skins that was like super AIDS to play against was Fnatic Jarvan because the EQ looked really weird.
Because Mel has gone back to base, Caps
Didn't
has
make
the
a
push,
sound.
and Broken Blade has more HP. That this is a favorable play for him, but Caps actually had no mana. There was nothing he could contribute to that skirmish, which meant that Shun says, hey, I mean, this is a free win for me. He takes first blood.
On the bot side, Viper ghosting in, looking for the damage onto LeBron, who uses the inner flame well to keep
Oh my
Viper at
god,
bay.
Viper is just gliding on him,
G2
bro.
will be able to walk away.
Yeah, and they're trying to trade aggressively with the Ghost, knowing that the arrow is back up yet, and there's no cleanse.
Yeah,
There's no cleanse
Elemental
for Hans.
Sucks is
So
on that list.
if they can get Hans
Damn.
low at all, they can look for a potential arrow into Encore, look for that aggressive play, but G2, paying respect to that, is playing pretty defensively.
Skumon, though, with an early blunder could cost G2 a lot. When we think about, I mean, so much of the conversation so far this tournament for G2 has been how excellent Skumon has been. On force to heal.
Flashing in with the inner flame, trying to force on splash out. Caps flashes away, not put into the egg. Glacial Storm for a little bit of a slow in the end. On did have to flash and heal in the bottom lane.
I feel like that was a bit of a bluff from Lebrov, because, I mean, Skumon is just hitting the scuttle, has no ult, no flash. I don't think he really could have got down there, but On does respond.
It was
with the
a
two
bluff.
summoners, so it ends up going pretty well there for Lebrov.
Radiant Volley just short of clipping onto Caps.
Oh!
Unstoppable onslaught,
Bin,
used onto
solo
Bin.
kill.
Strike coming out as well. Broken Blade walks away from it, and Bin
Oh
has to
my
flash first.
god.
The risk of BB
Not a
flashing in with
solo
the
kill.
auto. Bin escaping the clutches of the Scion, but BB winning out on the 1v1.
Dude, put BB on Scion every fucking game that it is open. He's so good at
I
it.
wasn't expecting this matchup.
It's
He's
not often
so
we see Bin
good at
lose
it,
against
Brett,
G2
man.
in any way.
BB Scion is so clean, dude.
We're in the Messi of League of Legends is in our region. How can, we of course have excellent Scion players there. We shouldn't know, looking for a fight.
Encore
Robbing
to
a
LeBron,
flash.
Doesn't have the flash. Caps trying to come across. There's the Enchanted Crystal
Arrow.
Arrow as well for the
He's
follow-up
so
onto LeBron. Into the solar snare, the karma.
Oh my
Viper
god,
just
no.
deserves.
No, they're getting walked
Skumon
down and just
follows
dying. They're just
suit.
losing,
2
man.
more
They're just
kills to
losing,
BLG,
man.
And now a 3K gold lead.
This team just punishes missing resources so well. Lebrov just did this flash trade on bot side. Instantly they collapse on
Yeah,
him. Even with
one
the
bad
Mikhails, it
flash
doesn't
trade
matter.
and
The
it's
CC
just
chain
wraps for
will
Lebrov.
not end. I just think Shun is playing on another
Aatrox jungle
level
is
this
so
series.
useless.
This guy,
I
to
totally
me,
agree.
has
And
been the
also,
jungler
I
of
feel
the
like
tournament,
Seraphine is
and
just
he
completely
is
broken of a
just
champ.
so confidently moving forward. There's the Encore,
so
there's
broken,
the root,
it's
there's
crazy.
the arrow, there's the solar snare. It just never ends.
I mean, I'm shocked that G2 trying to.
I
force
have
this
not
skirmish,
seen
especially
Aatrox
given the
jungle
state
be
of the
useful
bot lane.
one
Varus
singular
was
time
so
in pro
far
play.
away, and
Not
Anivia
once.
offers so little in these early
The
skirmishes.
only time
You
it
need to play
picks
this
up wins
slow
is
game.
by getting hard carry.
Broken Blade trying to keep
again,
the mental
again.
strong, reminding the team to just keep focusing, but this gold deficit is huge. It's the biggest one of the series so far, and as we check out the Coinbase gold grind, you can see a bit of that gold advantage coming through from the top side, but really Shun
First game
and
I've seen
Viper, where all
Skumon be
of this lead is
meaningfully
sitting right
behind
now.
in like the whole tournament.
Such a strong early
Oh my god,
game
no,
as
Lebrov
again
isn't
they
flash.
find Lebrov.
Oh
Into
wow,
the
the
wall.
cinders
In that
picked him
bush
up. Oh
near the
my
walls. He's going to
god.
dodge away from the wind, becomes
Oh
running, but
my
LeBron
god,
just-
there's
he doesn't
ain't
get
no
to control
fucking
any
way
of
that
this
he got
jungle.
the
Skumon is on the top
cinders.
side, so LeBron
And
a
that
little
actually
greedy
saves his
walking
life.
in by himself,
Lovely.
but he's trying
Lovely
to
game
get
we
down
have.
to Hansama because Hansama is now between the towers in the bottom lane with no recourse to actually step up to his turret.
Exactly, and Lebrov is revealed there by Knight in mid lane again, so Hans can't do anything. You're just going to lose the entire wave, you're going to lose more plates, and Viper has this big advantage now. Things starting to get tough for G2. You know, if you can withstand the early storm, sure you can scale, but they're starting to really convert these advantages and get them bigger and bigger leads. And now they're going to have to move the Scion down to the bot side because they know Hans must farm. You cannot just be sitting there doing nothing. So they're going to send Scion down to bot side. They're going to move Hans mid, and Caps is going to have to play in the side lane, which can work. But again, Anivia very gankable. You are very low move speed. You really can block people coming straight at you, but if they get behind you, it can be tough.
You know, I think back to the draft and how G2 prioritized this Varus and banning the Nautilus themselves. Remember that when they played against
All of
the
Varus's
Ashe
kit gets
Seraphine
completely
before,
countered
they
by Seraphine
drafted
pressing
Emmet
W.
ulti, doesn't quite connect,
Oh!
but they drafted expected the misfortune plus
Viper's
Nautilus
so
as an answer.
clean
And by
with
going
the
for coronavirus,
reactions,
they're saying,
man.
we can match in the 2v2, but
God damn, he's so fucking, he's so slick, man. He's so slick. He always egos.
Just trying to fish.
Right,
As the
Viper
first tower of the
always
tower-
egos.
First tower of the game goes
And
the
he
way
just
of
has
BLG. They extend the goal
great
lead to
reactions.
4.3K. And I mean, BLG,
Puts
it
his
feels
character
like this
well.
game is over before it's even really begun.
And I mean,
And it makes the game feel so unplayable
just took the first tower
for
right after
enemy
that. So he is now
team.
1 point
Because it's like, okay, this
2K
guy's
ahead. The top side
clicking
again,
forward,
massive
clicking
advantages
forward,
for this
clicking
game.
forward,
It's the
always
whole
getting
map.
with it, always
And
egoing
is
skill shots, and it
G2
just makes you feel so
really
hopeless.
falling out of it. This does feel like one of these games
That's
when
how you
get
play a
this
really
far down
suffocating
this
style as
early,
AD carry. Like,
kinda
you can't
get
be
one
afraid
good
to
shot,
die.
right? You have to choose your moment.
You just have to
say,
trust
"All
that you're
right,
actually a
we
good
get
player."
They won't have 3 items yet, and we're just going to try to force a fight, right? But the problem becomes, at that moment, BLG can just play through side lanes because Bin is on the jacks. They don't
Oh,
need
here's
to
here,
take the
he
fight.
clicked forward here again.
Cleanse and Mikhails,
Got the
or just
Mikhails.
Mikhails out there on Han Summer. Didn't have to use the cleanse himself. Lavrov in the area to protect him.
Well, just a bit of trading. We've seen this a couple times now between the two AD carries, but it is Viper that holds on to that very healthy lead. Cap's starting to trade back a little bit more favorably against the man.
Oh my god, Knight's actually losing this one mode, isn't he?
He's
Oh,
completed his
never
Rod of
mind.
Ages. Something we often see from Caps is he forgoes the tier build and instead just chooses to go for the single mana item, then into AP. It gives Anivia that earlier spike so that you're not waiting as long before she becomes relevant, which in the current pace of the game and the meta, I think makes a lot of sense.
Exactly, and especially in a game like this, if you're going tier and you're waiting
Courage
for the road,
is the
you're waiting
7th item for
it's
ADC, but
gonna
it can't be the
so
only
late.
item.
You need earlier damage.
That's funny.
Because as I said, you
Sounds
are
like
losing out.
a
You're probably only gonna
fucking
get that
ancient
one
Chinese
big team
proverb
fight.
for
And if
sure.
you win that fight, the game goes on.
Yeah,
you
I
really
mean,
have a good chance there.
AD carry is
later
really about
on.
playing on a knife's edge.
But luckily for G2, one thing working for them, they took.
I remember
the
like
dragon.
that was
So
like
at least you're not
super
gonna be
uncommon
drawn
when I
into
was
a solo
playing. Like I
fight,
felt like a lot of the AD
super
carries I
early
played
on in
against
this
were
game.
just like never willing
So
to
looking to see
take
if they can
risks
catch
and
up
like
in
play on a
this
knife's
bottom
edge.
lane, but the wave not big enough
So it's
really,
just like
even with the
everything they
best
do is
mates
like
coming
so
out of it.
predictable and like they
Hands'
never have
flashes
any
there,
good
Masters
game
might have
impact
enough
unless
tools
like
to
they're
escape
just
the
handed it.
punches of G2 because Skumon is
You
down
can't just
in
wait to
bottom
get
lane.
handed the free
BLG
win. Like
will open up the
you have to
roof
actually
in
do
mid.
stuff.
It's On that's gonna ride it into the tower.
Oh my
They're
god,
gonna get to
Han
the
Sama
half.
is
Jimmy
actually
goes
dizzy
flying
right
away.
now. He just
As
tried to
Skumon
ult
comes
the
in
guy
the low end,
popping
they're
out
trying
of
to kill
Herald.
Viper.
Viper
Caps
is
has a
flash.
position here
Is
as
he dead
well.
anyways?
The
Has
on-call
flash.
comes down,
Has flash.
everyone dodges away from
Oh
the
my
flash, the wall,
goodness,
even
you
with the
gotta be
crystallized
kidding.
BLG now begin to collapse. Decimating smash out from Broken Blade. Bin on the backline. Han Summer has to extricate himself from
You've
the
gotta-
situation, but even with the cleanse
you've
of the
gotta-
flash,
you've gotta be
you
joking
can't
right now.
cleanse Bin.
That
He
Bin
takes
just literally
one.
just oh my
BLG
god.
just absolutely sweep away G2.
Oh my god.
You get one shot.
Oh my
and
god.
you're down well
Oh my
missed.
god.
An absolute
Oh my god.
slaughter in favor of BLG as they punish the aggression from G2.
Zero
Viper doesn't even lose his life.
panic
He's able
from
to
Viper.
flash over the wall to
Absolutely
get to safety.
none.
And what G2 thought was an
Complete nerves of
opportunity
steel.
just resulted in their demise.
Okay, so first
This
Han
impressed
Sama
me
was
so much
salty.
how Viper
That's
played
huge.
this. I
That's
thought he
hugely
was
bad. He should have just R flash Viper.
absolutely
Now Viper's getting
screwed in
flanked.
this position,
He's getting
but he holds his
comboed
flash for so
slightly,
long. It
right?
felt like G2
He gets
were kind of
stunned
waiting
here.
for him to commit to it
Gets
before they
Mikhail's
go in.
flashes
The
over the
Encore buys a
wall.
lot of time. He flashes
Oh my
over the
god.
wall. Even with that
That's
enemy
just
wall coming in
every
behind him, he
every
can
cooldown
rejoin the
enemy
fight.
team has been blown for him,
Bin
and then Bin just
arrives,
TPs in and
Hans
just wipes
has
him.
No chance at
How
all. They proc
useless
the egg. He gets into the
is
back
Poke
line.
Bears,
Viper
boys?
survives.
How
You
useless
said
is this
you really
pick?
get one shot, and this one
Look,
did not
I-
land whatsoever.
I'm not trying to be
BLG
hindsight Harry,
running
but I've not
away
seen Poke
with
Bears
this
be
third
useful
game.
in
Talked about it in draft. You can't count on Knight
months.
being held down
In
in every
months.
single game, and this time Knight has a big advantage for himself as well, and it's the whole map that are just
Meanwhile, Ash
dominating
is
for
just
BLG.
running every game.
Just what
Ash
BLG
Seraphine
do
runs
so well.
every game that it is
Individual
involved in.
brilliance topped off with
Tell
pretty
me
solid
I'm wrong.
team fighting and team coordination.
Tell me I'm wrong that this duo is
7,500
not just
gold
completely
lead.
overpowered.
They're going to secure their second dragon of the game. And you
How
look
do I feel about
across
Ash's
all the
build?
key
I would have
carries,
rather him
1.6,
win
1.8, 1.2,
Hex Optics than
2.3,
Kraken, but I
ahead
understand
right
why
now.
Kraken PD
G2
into BT
If
would
they
be good
manage to
here.
come
I
back
think
from
honestly,
this, it
instead
would
of
be
just going
something
full BT,
pretty darn
I think sitting
miraculous.
on the
Asher not going to quite connect
Bam
onto
Scepter
Han Sama,
is
but absolutely BLG.
preferable.
Encore onto Skumon.
Encore.
Chain of corruption is going to land.
Clicking
Viper
forward.
on the chase.
He's
Skumon
clicking
forced out
forward
his own
still.
jungle as the Brov trades with Knight. Cap's trying to come across. That's TP in by G2. Rebuttal down.
Oh,
Knight has
Knight's
to
gonna
flash
have to
into
fly.
the
Oh
back bit.
my
He's
god,
locked in
what
there,
a- oh
but they
my
can't
god,
really
oh
follow
my
up
god.
Too much, even with the decimating smash in the end. Caps will manage to secure the
God,
kill.
wall
Really
on
nice
the
wall
flash
there, and they
in the
take
pit.
advantage
That
of
was
fact that
so
Bin
nice.
used his TP in the last fight, so Bin is still pushing bot.
Damn,
G2
Caps is
kinda
clean
need
on
to force
Nivea.
more.
Holy
You
shit,
got
he's
that
clean.
one kill, but you can't just give up a full tower bot to Bin and only get that.
Just put him in jail, bro.
They have the numbers advantage. No
Right,
Knight
Chinese
available.
gulag.
I mean, this is their Hail Mary play.
Bin has no
Hail Mary?
TP. He's running, he's
Kind of.
lagging it. He
Bin has
wants
no
to be here for
TP.
the fight.
They just need to burst it. They can't hesitate. They need to burn it. Just keep burning it. Come on, keep burning it. Keep burning it. Keep burning it. Oh, it's over now. They got off. Once you get off and you're fully debuffed, it feels quite bad. Wait. It's winnable. Wait, it's winnable. Holy moly. G2 actually made it work. They got off the Baron. They won the fight anyways. That's three very, very good kills. Huge kills to get. Huge kills. Ansama dies, but it's all good.
And when you need something special, when you need a little magic,
that was G2 magic.
He lands the perfect wall. They kill Knight
that
over
was
the wall,
G2 magic,
and they know,
bro.
Okay, no TP on Bin. He's pushing bot. You
They're
can't
just walking up here, and they just take the fights.
Shun goes in early, but
Shun just fucking clicks forward. Everyone on BLG just clicks forward, and they just don't win.
Playing incredibly well, but the amount of CC they have means
Holy
they knock down
moly.
Shun. Bin is getting kited out. It's not until Knight arrives and lands this solar snare there onto Hans. That bit of damage and the ultimate coming through.
That is actually massive sign-on value.
It could have been so much worse for BLG. But G2, again, they never go
How
down
did
without fight.
how did
I've always
fucking
admired
Romaine
about this
end
team
up
and
with
admired about
this body paint
Cap's
color?
rosters.
It's like so
They're gonna look for the best chance,
so like
even if it's a
bright
slim one.
neon
And now the
green,
good news
like
is
honestly
Cap's
kind of
about to
pukey
take
looking.
over.
I kind of wish he did like
Bad news for
Oh,
LeBron.
little bruv?
He's about to die.
Little bruv?
In a flame coming out won't be enough. With an ammo and a follow-up, Caps getting jumped on by Shun, who uses the Crescent Guard to try and make that Anivia into an omelet, but Shun is a little bit too deep. Counter-strike coming out. Bin headed for the chase. Summer will kill off Shun, but now Skewmon needs to retreat because the on-call finds two. It's a double up for On and a double kill for Bin. A decimating smash out of Broken Blade, trying to save Caps here, who will resurrect, but will he just be brought back to life to immediately die? Glacial Storm, enough of a slow. Viper coming in from the side.
What the fuck is going on? Why is Bin's HP bar going up?
And BLG will call
Huh?
the dogs. They won't look for more.
A semblance of hope is given to G2,
kill
and BLG
him!
quickly take it away. Broken Blade, though, still fishing for more. He wants to get that kill onto On, but he won't find it.
Gotta be
That's a
joking.
flash
He
across
doesn't
the
die
wall
there
to
because
escape
Seraphine's W heals him for 20 billion. He
BLG,
still has
who will be
McHills.
able to take
How
this
is he
tier
so
two in mid.
patient
Actually,
with
with
his
the TP
McHills? He was
out
literally
from
one
Caps,
HP. He didn't use it.
will
I
decide
swear he
that
just forgot he had that
discretion is
item.
the better form of valor. Caps trying to chase in the volley enough to slow him down.
Dude, that
Caps is
Seraphine ulti over the wall was
barely surviving to
ridiculous.
Bin.
It
They
not
didn't have
only
enough
hit
damage. The egg
BB,
is
but it
actually
fucking went
very
through BB and hit
tanky.
Caps,
Couldn't
and that
quite
got
knock
Caps
him down
egged
before the
and
revive
almost
came through.
killed.
Broken Blade did a good job peeling for him, keeping him as safe as he
Jesus
possibly
Christ,
could here.
man.
And
How did
is,
this even
another
start?
fight
It started with a
coming
pick
out.
on the
LeBron
Brav,
getting caught out has been
and it
a
ended with a
pattern
fight
in
in
this
between
series.
tier 2 and inhib turret on bot.
Kicks off once more.
Okay, wait, Shun getting kited. Jesus, Ansama's been whipping every ult.
G2
Okay.
need to mark Bin.
Giga Bin.
Ansama flashes away from
Okay,
the
Giga Bin.
blade on the front line. Stopwatch from
BB's
Bin.
just
Double control wards.
unkillable in the front.
Just
BB's legit 1v4ing in the front.
Again, the counter-strike
Oh
to platform
my
from
god, Viper
Bin
just
is
went forward.
unstoppable.
Viper
And
just
Viper's here to sink in his fangs.
seen this my entire life. How do they have just such full court vision of the fight? What the fuck? Well, BB's taking 4 people, and he's getting fucking like
BLG just slammed the door in
kited
their
in 4
face.
different
And
directions,
Bin
and
just
then
found
all of a
such
sudden
a good
Viper just
angle there. He
flashes
had the
forward
Seekers, he flies
over
into
the
backline.
Scion and
Sure,
just
Hans can
fights the
flash the first
backline by
counter-strike,
himself.
But that's what the Seekers is for. Buys the time for the cooldowns to come back up. He can do
What the
nothing about
hell?
the second.
No other
Hans
AD
is
carry is
food
going to
for
play
the
like that, by the way.
BLG grabs
Only a
the
complete
Baron
psycho is going to flash
and
past
have a
it.
stranglehold in this game.
This is not me.
And a flash
That's not me.
from
That's a
Viper
broadcast.
as
That's a
well in the
broadcast.
midst
That's
of
not me.
that fight. He just says, okay, I'm tired of being zoned away by this Scion. I actually don't care about him at all. I want to get into the thick of the action, and he did just that. BLG reclaimed.
By the way, guys,
lead
is
that they
Jackalove
once
still
had,
playing
but
this year? He is,
themselves in the
right? What
powerful
team is he on?
position that they had earlier on in this
Is
game,
Jackalove still
and
good?
they will start to stifle that hope that G2 had built up here in Game 3.
A monstrous lead now for BLG. 7.7 thousand gold their advantage. 3 items on Viper, almost 3 for Knight. He's just short of the Rabadons, and now
He's
with the
sick,
Drake
I think.
available, LeBron has to flash away from that Enchanted Crystal Arrow. If he'd been caught, once again, we would have seen him going down. BLG just forcing G2 entirely onto the back foot.
He said he would come back in spring.
He has no TP, so I don't think G2
Well, I hope
are
if
really
he has
looking
health
to contest
issues, that
this. Of course,
sucks.
He is going to base and could
Hope he
join
recovers.
potentially with that ult, but I think with
Playing
LeBron
games all
losing
day every
flash,
day
there's
is like
no
a
way
pretty
in.
unhealthy
So just give up that third dragon, hope that you
lifestyle.
can somehow contest at that next one, deny the soul. But BLG
Don't tell
are gonna give you
Sneaky I
time
said
because
that.
they
He
have
might
the
get
Baron
triggered.
buff.
Oh!
They're gonna push through multiple lanes.
Broken Blade going in with the unstoppable onslaught. Now BLG all able to dodge it. Crystalline.
Whoa, that was actually kind of a bad Seraphine ulti. He flashed it and it missed everyone. Okay, just take the death. It's all good. We got Seraphine flash there. And Mel's flash. I mean, that's totally fine, right? That's totally fine. I think BB should be happy that that was the result. 2 flashes, he dies. He's full tank stun, enemy team is 10k gold ahead. Dude, you'll take that trade any day. 2 flashes for 1 death at 10k gold down.
G2 only have 4 members left alive, and they just don't have the wave clear needed to stop this siege from BLG. An inhibitor will fall. The tower protected mid, but for how much longer with this siege coming through from BLG?
Oh my goodness. That wall is... Oh my god, that wall! It was like 1 pixel off of like having
on form, finding
bro.
the support for his team.
Dude, Caps on fucking Anivia, bro, is just too good. He's just too good.
BLG walk away from it after taking the bot lane inhibitor and garnering a 10,000 gold lead.
He has really bad
What G2
tinnitus.
can do is try to get out here, take a scuttle, claim some vision. You need to keep looking for these very difficult
Don't hate on
plays.
Sneaky.
BLG
Yo, I'm not hating, but I
they
think
are
Sneaky
one
gets
fight
like real
away
defensive when you
from
tell him
match
like playing
point here
games all
unless
day,
G2
every day,
can
and
pull
doing
off a
nothing else is
miracle.
actually
But
not
when
a
the
good
luxury items start
lifestyle.
coming through, it's really, really tough. I mean, Ben has been on that Seekers forever, has not based. He's going to have full zone. He's pretty much guaranteed.
Why
when he
does Sneaky
bases.
Chat
I
hate
think
you? They
Warrior
always
Shun is gonna
talking
have
shit
a
when
full
you're
GA when
talking.
he bases.
Dude,
The
I don't
death
know.
cap is done there for a Knight. A Last Whisper is just perched up for Viper. They have so many tools now. And not quite having that GA.
Maybe
so
because
that's
World War
something
Mog
working
has
for G2,
erupted
but
in
BLG
2026.
just playing it out
they're just-
beautifully here. And in full
I'm not even a
control
part
this
of World
game.
War Mog. I'm just saying like they're just upset that World War Mog has erupted.
How many times have they got that second place? So we see the Zhonya's completed for Bin. You look back to Worlds 24, MSI 24, Worlds 23, they got knocked out in the semi-finals. A lot of decorated players on this lineup. Bin, Knight, Viper, all of them have claimed titles in the past, but as an organization, as a roster together, they have never claimed that final prize as Shun. Looking to take them for that one game.
That was
away.
actually kind of a
was
bullshit
the
arrow.
Chaos
Like it didn't
away.
look like it was going to hit.
G2 now trying to fight over this mid prio as Bin keeps Broken Blade honest at least as he goes down to 2/3 HP. Only 1 cannon minion in the mid wave is going to get cleared out. Caps
Holy
flashing
shit,
with the Crystal
Caps
Light.
flash
Being caught
wall.
only onto the Anivia, but that might just
Okay,
be
that was actually
enough.
probably
As
his
Caps
worst
look
play
for
of the
Broken
entire
Blade
game, and
coming
it's
out.
probably going to
Soloq
end the game.
just
Damn
on
it.
the backline and Hans Summer
Well, they're
just
10k gold
doesn't
down.
get
He had to go
a
for
chance
something,
to
but
do
man, flash
anything.
wall was probably not it.
Is taking
You know,
names
go for
and
something, but not the
putting
flash
them right
wall.
in the trash as he wipes away the backline of G2 and BLG are trying to etch their name.
Are we watching what Bin is doing to these guys? Bin is literally making these guys look like it's a solo queue game. He's just like a 5k gold ahead Jax, just walking at enemy backline. Never clicks backwards a single time the whole game.
Victory as BLG will wipe out the confidence of G2.
I mean, the game was over.
Convincing
I understand why he did it.
From start to finish.
I think
Let's hear what the
it's-
desk has to say.
Any play that you make from
It's a bit
10k gold
quiet
down has an
in here.
extremely high likelihood of
Honestly,
looking silly.
yeah, the atmosphere
You either
has
give up the game.
quite a bit. It has been
Oh my
the
god, what is that
LPL's
noise?
game
It's from the fucking broadcast, dude.
About. So I feel like it's tough, you know. Up for a pretty aggressive comp. I do think it gives the opportunity for BLG to try to draft to absorb that. I was a little bit worried for G2 that On could have just gone like Renata here, honestly, or something along those lines, because when you're already showcasing dive in relatively low range, I think that can be a bit scary.
A lot of insecure
I think
Sneaky
for
fans.
BLG, you probably wanna ban
No, I
aggressive
mean, guys,
pairings
it's
for this, 'cause
like
if you
we have
Kai'Sa,
like
you wanna go in
probably
Kai'Sa
like
on. I'm thinking
extremely
about
overlapping
champions
fans.
like Akali rising in priority,
I think
like
it's probably
Sylas
just some
maybe
people
rising in
who
especially because
like
there's
to
the
talk shit.
Alistar,
I
so
mean,
feel
that's
like
the
Sylas
case.
is a
That's the
kind of a
case in
must
literally
ban.
anybody's
And
chat.
then to me, it's a question of do you care about Akali or not? But Maokai so far, I'd be shocked if they leave Sylas up. I feel like Sylas goes so hard.
I think G2 should be worried about Ahri and Syndra once again. I think both of those pair very nicely alongside the Vi, and they're both just mega comfort picks for Knight. Akali, as you also mentioned, is...
But wouldn't you be happy playing Sylas into the Ahri with an Alistar ult?
Yeah,
steal?
Sneaky's a homie.
I feel like that's
I
actually
think
that's about
I
as
don't
good
know.
as you
I
can
was
get.
playing a
Personally, I just
lot
don't
of
like
games
Sylas
off
and
stream with
Desire.
Sneaky.
I think that throwing
Eh,
more melees into
the
a
last
champion
couple
that wants you
months,
to come to her and can punish you so effectively. And
we
right now,
played-
I don't think Sylas has great setup.
Probably like
Rakan
20 or 30 hours of
alone is not
deadlock and
enough. I
like
need to
a
know
few
what
hours
jungler
of
they're
marathon
thinking about.
together.
And the jungle options, I think, are now becoming a lot more limited
Dude,
with
my
Vi taken
fucking
out of
dude,
the
I
pool.
just
So,
cracked my finger. It hurts so
Silas, to me,
bad.
like, I see the value specifically into the
Sneaky chat
the
starts molding
Alistar,
when you
but
talk
I
on
kinda
their
need to see
line.
what
I
else
don't
G2
care.
is cooking in terms of what they would pair up alongside it in the jungle.
I mean, the
Also
chat,
looking like a
I'd
Malphite.
say like
The
in general, the
ability to
chat
jump on
does,
the Zaya,
like
yes, she can ult
reflects
out
the
of
streamer,
your
but not
ult
in that
default
case. Because
every
Sneaky's
game,
never been
right?
anything
Like,
but
so
nice to me.
You have some
And we
options
like
to,
we're
have a
actually
dive
friends.
onto that Zaya, but it is obviously really risky and not something we often see from Skumont.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of just the 80 jungler tier list, right? We can look at things like Neferi at this
Did you like
point.
Marathon?
You can look at things.
I
like
liked it, but
Wukong
I didn't
hasn't
like it
yet
enough
been
to play it
played.
over other
You can
games.
Look at,
It's
Malphite
like
potentially.
these
There's
days
Viego,
games
there's a
are
lot of junglers that
so
are still up and available.
competitive in terms of just like how many good options there are. Right, like if I had infinite time, I'd play WoW, Path of Exile, Slay the Spire 2, Arc Raiders, Marathon, Deadlock. Like I would play like so many games, right? And then obviously I play League like most of the day. But I don't have infinite time, and so it's like I have to be really selective about like what I think is worth the time to play. There's so many great. Even right now, like I want to play Crimson Desert. I've been looking into getting an Nvidia Shield, which is like a way for me to like beam my PC to my TV downstairs. Potentially, by the way, if you guys know anything about that, let me know. I'm thinking about getting Nvidia Shield, and then I'm gonna like get Crimson Desert on Steam and have it beam from my PC to my TV. But I don't know if it'll actually work, and if it'll like still look good, and if it won't be laggy. So I'm gonna like, I just started reading like some reviews and some like technical analysis of it, but yeah, I'm gonna play Crimson Desert, Marathon, but like. I don't know.
Goes in,
there's just not enough time to play all the games that are good.
Bin then says, "Nuh-uh, you're staying right here with me, buddy." So the dive threat from BLG looks really nice right now. G2 taking into consideration their options, and so this is the thing that I was like more mindful of, is that like
it outputs 4K 60 FPS, but it looks decent.
Feel they're limited to largely determines what options Caps has, and it seems that team fighting seems to be the direction that they're going. So this Kaiser is less about diving and more about the self peel. Going to be using the ultimate to try and outplay.
Don't need that. Use Apollo and Moonlight.
Try and outplay.
Never heard that.
Camille,
I'll check it out after this.
Basically, try their best to stay alive.
TF is interesting. You know, if you go TF, you are playing to the sides. I don't really like Cassio. That's a little bit strange. I mean, I think it's compositionally a good answer in the 1v1.
That sounds like it costs $1 million and you'll still have input lag.
You're getting outranged.
That sounds like you've not looked into what the Nvidia Shield is.
Mid-range mages, you're just getting laser poked on cooldown. And
oh, you can't see the team. Oh, yeah, you're right.
The miasma is problematic for a lot of these champions.
Basically all of G2's champions apart from the Victor. And then the fact you're running into the
Camille is just a worse Jarvan. Yeah, but you can't play. You can't play Camille jungle. So
this is a compositional pick. He's saying you are going to be trying to dive in on us. You're going to be trying to
and wait 6 the prime.
4 of these champions, and all of a sudden you have to go through the petrifying gaze, through this combo there from the Alistar, through all the feathers of the Zaya, and really just trying to make it.
Technically, yeah, I guess technically.
It does open the door for Caps to set him up for success in the 1v1. And we saw in Game 1 and Game 2, he was doing very, very well in that 1v1 against Knight, which would be huge.
Once more into the breach, my friends, as BLG are 1 game away from claiming the LPL's first international title since 2023 MSI. For G2, it's do or die. They have to win this. They have to win the next if they're going to put Europe at the top of League of Legends. And it's been a long time since 2019 for G2, for Caps in particular. For BLG, still looking as an organization for that first ever international trophy. Let's make our way onto Summoner's Rift and see who of the LPL and the LEC can fight first in this game.
I mean, BLG, as an organization, they've gone through so many different variations, and last year, I mean, we all remember it, the I don't know, what's the right word? The number of junglers that they went through.
It's Viper with Conquer on Zaya.
They tried so many different iterations.
I wonder if Zaya was like a takeaway pick because it's good against Vi, or if like Zaya Alley is a good combo and it's takeaway from Zyrakan here too.
Like, it's been overused, but it really is true. Like this roster playing with Shun, it feels like
"'Tis beautiful, my lords."
And shouldn't take away is you've done a really good job of highlighting throughout this series how impactful he has been as a player at this
Wow.
tournament. Whether it comes to individual mechanics, his great decision making.
I think fighting Ali on the first wave while the melees are still alive is actually not a good idea.
Which then enables these solo laners to do what they do so well.
Usually in that moment that you fight Ali and he headbutts you away and you do the clash and then you walk away from the clash, it feels okay, right? It never feels bad, but in the grand scheme of things, I think you can get a lot more value by fighting Ali when there's less minions and you're taking less minion damage, and also it just like puts you in a better spot after he headbutts you away.
More of that scaling option. Interesting that Viper is also going to be going for that Conqueror. I feel like Xayah can kind of go a lot of different ways.
Jesus, Knight is playing. I feel like this matchup is not even good for Cassio. Victor is good against Cassio. Caps hits the first laser. That's a big one. Yeah, exactly. Look at what happened bot lane. Look at what happened bot lane. They took a bad trade. Like, okay, it was like a bad trade in the sense that they shouldn't be trading when Ali has so much healing banked up. And now Hansama is getting fucked. And he needs to base, actually, right? Like, when you play Kai'Sa, you need to base after 3 or 4 waves for Cole. Ideally, you get 3 waves into the turn and you base for Cole. So you've like freshly farmed the cannon and crushed the cannon. Kai'Sa is also one of the best Cole users in the game because it puts her at her evolution on Kraken pickaxe, where if you don't get Cole, you don't get your evolution until level 10, which is... Oh my dear lord, Scuman was just standing there, standing still, and he got the smite off, which was super... Oh, look at him go!
Flashes for the kill, trying to heal up with the red buff here, but Knight will be able to take him out with an option blast. BLG will even out the fight 1-1.
Yeah, I just don't think it's worth it at all there for G2. I mean, Skumon was fighting the red buff. They're going to keep going.
Heal from on. Look at that trample stun as well. Not just blast, gives Knight the movement speed. Has double buffs as well as
oh my goodness. You've got to be joking. You've got to be joking. He got his recall cut.
Knight 2-0 to kick us off.
I mean, Skumon is fighting the red buff. Shun is fighting Skumon. You know, he's just hitting the red buff because he has the smite advantage. Shun had no smite, so he just kept hitting him. And it could have been worse. Skumon smote that to 1 HP. It almost went to an E from Shun, which would have made even worse there. But Skumon is back out on the map. Wanted to keep this pressure on, but that was then double buffs donated to Knight. Then the follow-up kill on the Caps. Now you've taken your winning lane for Caps, and you've donated 2 buffs over to Knight, 2 free kills. And just like
Bro's
that,
played these games before.
It's going to be a kind of a free pass out of the...
I mean, how many times do you guys think I've played Xayah Ali versus Kai'Sa Rakan? Like, it's got to be in the hundreds. Right? It's easily got to be in the hundreds. And the matchup doesn't change fundamentally, except unless like new tech is developed, right? So like in probably my first 50 times playing this matchup, Alistar always went Q level 1. And then in the last 50, new tech was developed and Alistar went W level 1. And wow. Wow. I cannot believe that this is actually a kill for... It's because he gets clipped right there, man. That's actually so depressing for Caps. God, I would actually just hate to... He was winning his lane, Cassio TP's back, she gets double buffs, she walks you down, now you don't have flash, you don't have flash against an extremely aggressive team comp that wants to kill you, and it's just like your dynamic went from like winning your 1v1 to fearing for your life for the entire game and having lane versus double buffs Caps, Cassio having no flash against Vi in like 2 minutes. It sucks, it sucks. I think with Victor, having a volatile early game is usually complete dog shit. Oh, he missed the laser as well. Yeah, he was a millimeter away from side stepping Cassio Q. It's sad, man. It's sad.
Another trophy to their cabinet here at First Stand 2026. BLG once again out to this strong early lead. Leads in mid, lead in top. About 1,000 gold, their advantage across the board.
Things looking very favorable for BLG once again in the early game. G2, they're going to have to navigate their way through the fights as Caps ends up losing a cannon minion there as he was trying to interrupt the base from Knight. Knight should have a pretty healthy... Like, I don't think he's actually gone back to base since that skirmish, so he's probably sitting on a decent amount of gold as well. Meanwhile, this bot lane, I mean, it kind of only gets harder as the levels come through. Alistar having a lot more playmaking power. Even though On doesn't have any summoners available to him, he's still threatening very nicely in this bot lane 2v2.
He is, but Viper hasn't bought yet, so they definitely are just looking to get a reset. We'll see if Skumon can get any sort of advantage. That's a very slight goal.
You gotta have a good GPU, home internet, optimization. Oh, okay.
And we'll see if
I'll
he can
check that
find
out
an
after
angle.
this.
They don't want to let Viper get this reset, but it's gonna
Every
be tough
tank
to stop.
matchup, Bin gets a 300 gold lead that carries him through mid game.
Well, LeBron looking for the
I feel like Bin is one of the
entrance.
only
Knockup has
top
to
laners
flash
in the
away
entire world that
from
I
the
would
blades pulled back from Viper.
trust
Would have rooted him up.
to have a
Shen coming
positive
across.
outcome on the
An easy
game
enough
against
kill for
hard
BLG.
tanks.
Shen now getting level 6 as well before
Right,
Skewman
like,
means that the
If I
Drake
was
should be
playing with
pretty
almost,
easy
it's
for
like
BLG
Bin
to
and
secure.
Zeus
Half
are
making room
probably
for
the
Broken
only
Blade
2
onto
top
Bin.
laners where I'm just like,
Trade
yep,
in,
they
Bin
are
avoiding the
allowed
walls.
to play
Could go
whatever they
forward with the
want
all
into
out.
Sion
Hexagon
Cassante
made him still available to
You know,
the
and like
Camille as well.
I
It
am
looks
like
in the end
confident
with
that
the
they are
adaptive
going to have a
defenses coming
higher
up for Camille, it
game
will just
impact
be
than
Broken
the
Blade
Sank.
backing off.
Because
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, this
99% of the time, everyone. Holy shit! No flash. That was so scary.
The advantage
No
that Shen
flash.
has over Skewman
Turbo.
is monstrous.
Ooh.
As On sets the
Wait,
sights
what?
onto mid.
Goes in with the
Wait,
trample.
what?
That's Spitfire engaged as well.
Caps didn't even-
dodge to
oh,
the
he didn't
side
have
of it.
ult.
Didn't get stunned up, even with the exhaust. Is able to walk himself to safety.
Yeah, nicely
Keen?
done there.
No.
Skewman coming to cover. LeBron
Absolutely
there to
not.
cover. That could have been an angle for a kill.
I'm not
But it's
gonna
just so
lie to you
hard now
guys.
because Victor
I don't
plays
watch
this at Pope
LCK
style against
domestically,
Cassio, now
but when I
Cassio
watch
gets 2 early
LCK,
kills,
when I
you get
watch
the 2
Genji play
buffs, then you
internationally,
have an
Keen is a
early
role player.
catalyst, and all of a sudden,
Okay.
you're kind of just
Keen
ignoring
is
the damage
not.
and hitting the wave.
Keen is
And
not
look
a
at how quickly
carry
you're
player.
accelerating that tier as
Let's
well.
just
Ramping
let's
that
just
one up.
like
Honestly,
stop the
so
cope,
much
stop the
work in this early
delusion
game.
for 1
He's just
second.
everywhere right now.
Keen is a
Skewman will get
fucking
the
role
slide on the
player,
red buff.
okay?
Trample coming
He's
out
like
from
an
Mod, knocks him back
extremely
towards Shen. Battle dance away, but there's
like
cease and desist
he's like a
follow-up.
more
And the
advanced
Miasma
version
coming
of
in from Night.
Impact.
LeBron has to try and dance his way away.
I
Skewman
think
trying to
that
get the
they're
red buff.
incredible
Stun,
role
Shen
players,
will fall.
and that's the
LeBron
reason. It's a
will
huge
fall.
reason for their success. But they're not like going to be the X factor that like changes the game. Also, sorry that I missed this. This is three from GQ. Oh my god! Now they're ahead. Now they're going to be ahead. Look!
Big
gotta be
overstep
joking
from
right now.
BLG as On just got a little
lost
bit
the whole
too
game over a red
confident.
invade.
He goes in very deep with Shun. They want to take away
Oh
that
my
red buff.
god,
They
G2
know
just
that
went
they
from
have
being
the level
completely
advantage.
out of the
They
game,
have the gold advantage
1.5k
in mid,
gold
but it's just
down,
too deep.
and they
Exactly. I
just
mean,
lost
and
the whole
Viper still doesn't
game.
even reset a
BLG
single
is
time
just
this
in
game.
their red buff,
And
by the way.
in
In
comes
their
the
fucking
Kai'Sa,
red buff.
in
Oh
comes
my
this
god.
bot
Oh
lane.
my
They could
god.
not finish
Oh
off
my
LeBron
god.
quickly
Oh
enough.
my god.
What the minute
Kai'Sa
is he
has
can't
shown
join,
up to the
Kai'Sa
fight.
shows up, they realize that the fight is an
Kai'Sa,
absolute
80
disaster.
carry, has
BLG
shown up to this fight, dude.
BLG, this is sometimes how they are. They can outplay you, they can create these big advantages, and then they can get overconfident and give it right back.
Me too, bro.
You know, it is the kind of give and take of this roster. They get a little bit wild sometimes, and now G2 going to be the receiving.
You're talking
end
out of your
that.
ass and didn't
Hans
watch
gets 2
90% of
kills out
Keen's
nowhere.
matches?
The
Yeah,
Kai'Sa's
I literally just said that. I
accelerated.
don't
Broken
watch
Blade
his
picks up a
domestic
kill.
games. I
G2 are
only
in the
watch
gold
the
lead.
international games, and he's
BLG
invisible
still doing a lot of
internationally.
things right through this early game.
He is
though.
just
On
a
and Shen
he is
teaming
just
up.
a
Shen's gonna be
tank
able to
role
take
player.
the
He
second
looks good
neutral
when the team
objective
looks
of
good.
the
He
game
looks
in the
useless
form
when
of
the
the
team's
Grubs, and
losing.
G2, although they have a 300 gold lead, Knight still massively ahead of Caps in that mid lane.
If you were to compare that to
The
Zeus,
wave
right?
of
I have seen,
words.
and Bin as
A
well,
wave
right?
of
If you compare it to
momentum
Bin.
has shifted
I have
towards
seen
G2
Zeus
though,
and
which they
Bin
very much needed
run
because
it down
This early game felt like it was rapidly
and
getting out of control.
look
The
like
Dragon
dog
has
shit in
been
wins.
was secured
But
earlier
also,
on by
inversely, I've
BLG,
seen
but
them
now it's
carry
G2.
what
They wanna
seemingly
get a
would be
little
like an
more proactive
unwinnable
on the
game.
map.
Yeah, this is
And
the
that
thing
is
with
like a
having
difference
that
in
momentum, having that
just like
impetus
player
allows
habits,
G2 to
play
do
style,
the whole
mentality,
game.
whatever you
It's
want to
been
call
on
it.
and Shen going into
And
Skewman's jungle
yeah,
saying,
we've seen it a
hey,
million times
you can have
internationally.
your
I don't
wolves, but we're
watch
taking
his
your
domestic
red. You
games
can have
because
your
I
red, but we're taking
just
your red.
literally
You can
don't
have
care.
this, but
Like
we're
the only
taking
thing
this.
that matters
And now
is
it's G2
what
who
happens
can
when you
actually
play
be on that front foot,
internationals.
knowing they have enough tools, enough
He's a lane jobber.
advantages to be able to take a fight if it materializes.
I think G2 clearly came into this game with that plan, right? You know, right from the word go, they're going on this invade. They're trying to put pressure onto Shun. They didn't want to be the ones always on the receiving end. You know, we had talked about
You're right, but in the
how
LCK,
much
it's opposite.
Skewman is being pressured. Of course, it's not just the one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Jungle is about
I
the lanes,
wouldn't
it is
be able to
about
tell
the
you.
team. But Skewman being able to get off on the right foot a little bit more in this game.
It's important that they don't get overconfident because here's the reality. Bin is playing like he has all series long. He's built himself
Keen hard
an
carried the last two
individual
MSIs.
CS advantage. He's still in a good spot on this Camille, continuing to scale up as Broken Blade actually fancies himself a nice bit of a trade. Does have the ultimate back
Don't
off cooldown.
remember
But getting
that being
early
the
armor
case.
obviously
I don't
helped
remember
the
having
game
any
in terms
memorable
of this
performances.
1v1.
I wouldn't be able to tell
I
you
think
like what he
Bin is
played.
a fantastic laner, but to me, the thing that is always really
In my
been
mind,
said
he
about
mostly
Bin
plays
is
like like Renekton and K'Sante,
Because a
and he
lot of
puts
times
up
he plays these
respectable
scaling
performances,
picks,
but not like
and he's
hard
just
carries.
confident. As long as he is getting gold, he is going to find impact in the 5v5s, in the 3v3s. When it comes time to make that big play, this guy has done it time and time and time again. More so than in the lane. I really associate his success with just finding those big plays in the later stages.
I mean, there was that Camille play that he did back in MSI, I want to say 24.
One of the craziest combos.
Yeah, and there were so many
over the Baron
breakdowns.
pit.
Yeah, over
Oh.
the Baron pit. So, like, I mean, he used to be, I want to say it was a Camille one trick back in his solo queue days, back in the day. But like, this is just one of the champions that he became so synonymous with, a champion that many have feared. And I mean, it makes sense that he would pick it into Broken Blade, considering how he must feel.
Dude, Viper is just always playing in the enemy bot lane's face.
Skumond is in the area.
That's a cyclone.
I think.
Whoa! Tries to be used. They'll pull it back with the all out. And G2 will find Bin and cast a cut.
Wow.
He is looking to proxy right now, but Skumond is in the area.
No way.
That's a cyclone.
He actually somehow ended up missing. His E grappled onto this part of the wall and he couldn't make it over the wall.
Doesn't get over the wall though. Now Flash is with the path. Mega Hexagon Ultimatum tries to be used. They'll pull it back with the all out. And G2 will find Bin and cast a curse from Betty. Look, man, I know you want the LEC to win, but that was overkill.
Classic caster bias. Really disgusting when you think about it.
They started glazing Bin.
Angle there, and Skumond just has the right
They started glazing Bin and he just eat on the wrong part of the wall.
He has the 1v1 advantage. Bin isn't even trying to kill that wave. He's just trying to pull the wave so it stacks and pushes towards him so he can get a free base. And unfortunately, Skumond shows up. He gets punished.
He's like 1 millisecond off of hitting stun there.
Die.
Dude, Caps, I feel like this is actually not even a bad game for Caps to try proto build second on Victor. It's actually not bad.
About 300 gold behind, 20 CS down in that bot side.
Yeah, that is definitely a worthy trade, but this is now 2 kills that Broken Blade has been able to pick up. You know, on that earlier roam, he got the kill on tonight. Now
dude, now Bin is actually 500 gold down on BB. Like what the? Oh my god. How many times are we going to see Caps solo kill Knight, bro? This is 3 times, right?
Caps walks out of this one. Skumond trying to come in. Siphon power the shield.
Oh my god, G2 magic, G2 magic, G2 magic. What the fuck?
I mean, that was a massive misplay from Knights. Like, if I could see it from the caster desk, I'm shocked that he didn't see it himself.
Oh
the fact
my
that
god.
He ended up losing in the 1v1. He loses
what
his
the
flash,
fuck? Knight is actually legit getting farmed by Caps. And then he got his jungler fucked as well, trying to save him / get a trade kill, salvage the situation, and now the whole game is ruined.
He's always going to flash follow
no
with
way,
the ultimate
dude.
there to knock you down.
No
so
way,
get a solo
dude.
Kill. Knight had that early skirmish, put him ahead, but the invade was an overstep, and I talked about it. This is a pick that is more about the comp, not about the matchup. It is a very hard matchup to play out.
Yeah, right
what
here,
the
you know
fuck, Knight?
Q, E, and R is a kill. And so Knight, like as you said, the only way that Caps doesn't flash for that is if he misses the E. But the fact that you would get hit by the E and then flash costs you so much. He gets the shield.
I hate the clapping sound in the background.
Just slightly out of range.
Bro hates the Brazilians having fun.
That is so tilting as a Vi as well.
Yeah, that's so bad.
Now is being put in a spot where he is pretty far behind on the Vi. And sometimes these games can become really rough for a Vi when you are getting put down.
No,
like
it sucks to play Vi when you're losing. It sucks. She's not a good champ for making comebacks because the enemy team can just kind of like hold abilities for you, and you kind of lose Vi. You kind of lose Vi value in so many different instances when the enemy carries that flash, when they buy Seekers, when they finish Zonias. Oh my god! Oh my god! BLG's getting farmed. BLG's getting farmed. BLG's getting farmed. Everything Caps is doing. He's Jesus on Earth. He just walks everywhere. He gets solo kills. He walks bot. He gets another kill. Now Viper's boxing on turret and Cassio has to do a defensive ulti. Holy shit.
Shun won't be in range to stop Skumond with an Noxious Blast. Knight can still chase in. Cyclone miasma. Dodges the
oh, double. Oh my god, it's so free for G2. It's so free, bro. It's so...
But that was gorgeous.
That laser would have been huge. Oh, got his flash.
But the outplay there, the backstep on the quickness was
holy
sick.
shit,
And now
Lebrov.
Broken Blade wanted to get involved
Lebrov, MVP of that play right there. Scuman turns around. Lebrov ults, and then he waits a second. He stutters. He does a backstep to dodge Cassio ult. It's all just pixel perfect, dude. It's too easy. It's honestly like Knight. He's just playing like a bot. Like that's just, it is what it is. Knight's just playing like a bot. He's getting red. Here he's like walking down, and he's getting red. Look at this. He's getting red. It's an easy read for Lebrov. It looks so casual, bro.
And before this replay, I said,
And then Viper's
G2
just
don't
like,
really
what the
have a
fuck are my
sizable
dumbass
enough
teammates
gold lead
doing?
for me to have a huge amount of confidence that they really have a foothold in this game. But now it is
Holy.
3,000 gold to their name at 15
Like,
minutes
actually,
in.
holy.
Skewlon, 1.2k the goal lead. He is having
Oh
way
my god,
more
wait, is he
impact
dead?
than he's had in the last
Is
two.
he dead? No, no, it's not a solo. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. I got excited there for a second. I got excited there for a second. I thought that he might actually just get caught and walk down, but no. Just a quick trade. Just a quick trade. It's all good. It's nothing.
They have this skirmish here. He picks up a couple there, and all of a sudden, despite being down 30 CS, it doesn't matter. He's up nearly 1,000 gold on the Kaisa. Really accelerated off of these plays. Right place, right time. His teammates set him up so well, and G2 out to nearly 3,000.
I cannot believe this. That Hansama is down 32 CS, 34 CS, and he's up 800 gold, 4 kills. Wait, Bin. Holy shit, Bin is legit losing his lane to BB. He is losing the 1v1 to BB now. Dude, it looks so good. It looks so good. What the fuck? Wait, he stayed on turret. I think he probably is close to a buy, if I had to guess.
Think back to the last 2 games, BLG were the ones dictating the pace of the game. And it's crazy to think how that one deep invade on the top side jungle has completely swung that momentum G2's way. They are the drivers of this game.
Oh my
they
god.
Are the initiators. They are the one making
Cassio
these
bought
plays.
boots.
And now Dragon, 20 seconds away.
The joke is dead. The joke is dead. Cassio has bought boots.
Game is far from
It's over.
over, but if you're BLG and you lose this game,
Knight
that is
actually
what you were
legit
thinking about. You're
hates
thinking about that failed
one of the
invade.
funniest jokes that the League community has ever made. No miasma. Oh, he does have miasma. Dude, that was just 20 seconds of Skewman not being able to move. It's not fair.
Onto Skewmon, and they skewer him on the end of it. Broken Blade now needs to get away. We'll be able to get Shun underneath the tower with the Pathmaker Q3 for the knockback as well. BLG investing 4 to make sure that Bin can take
Nice.
this
Let's
tower
go play
and
strong
open up
side
the
onto
map.
the Kasante. This is good.
I
I think anytime you go play strong side into a hard tank, they're like laughing in your face, like asking like, what is the enemy team actually doing? I really think Skewman should just respawn to Instigo Drake right here. Just Instigo set up on Drake and play for pick. Like, don't even start the objective. The enemy team like has to face check you with like really sussy face check.
You know what? We're not strong enough to fight for the Dragon.
He's gonna go clear topside camps first. If I was G2 at this level of a gold lead, like obviously it's only 1.5 at this point, but it's enough where you should feel really confident to just go for Drake stacking.
1.5k the swing now, only a 1.5k gold lead for G2, and the Dragon is still on the cards. With that extra gold injection, I wonder if BLG will look to try and contest it.
Yeah, BLG still have a ton of tools in a team fight. You've got the Featherstone from Viper if he's ever jumped on, Hextech Ultimatum from Bin onto the backline with a cease and desist follow-up. Like someone from G2 can immediately be popped in any of these fights.
And if they're the ones going for the engage, we know about the ability of the counter engage here, trying to dive through those feathers, through the miasma, through the petrifying gaze. Very, very difficult. But G2 still in the driver's
G2 still
seat
holding
here,
Herald
already the
too.
one
The
starting
gold
this
lead
up,
is a
and I
little bit
think
fake.
it's likely
1.5
to
is
be
not.
given, but we'll see if BLG
1.5k
wants to
doesn't
get
really
over
tell the entire story
Looks like it is just gonna be given
for
over to
like
G2.
what
They're second of the
the
game.
gold lead really is, because
28 minutes sold
they
for this
basically
event.
have an instant mid-tier
Now,
1
this is
take
where
whenever
I
they
will
get a
say it
timer
stops
to
being fun for
move.
Kasante. Once Camille has lifesteal here, you have the Ravenous Hydra, you're healing up over and over off these waves. It becomes very difficult for Kasante to put them down. BLG overloading bot side.
Oh,
Flashing in with the knockup.
every
Quickness
button is
coming
being
out
used on
with
Rakan
Hextech
here.
Ultimatum follow-up. There's no escape from Lebrov. The
Every
burn
fucking
cage
button
locked
is
up
going on
as
Little
G2
Brav.
wins
Holy
another
shit.
BLG with a great pick.
Did
love the
LeBron
lane
like
gang
message
from
their
Bin,
girlfriends
simply
on
because there's
Twitter
no
or some
cross-track
shit? Like,
option
what was
available
that?
for G2. The wave was pushed in mega
That looked
deep
personal.
towards the top side. Broken Blade only just now getting that anywhere near that top tower, and maybe he will secure
What
it,
BLG
but
seems to
get
be
a tower
very
of
good
their
at
own with a kill
is
as
making
well.
plays on
They did
Bin's
commit a
lane.
lot to it, but
They
even having the
constantly
TP from
show
Knight,
up and
this is just
support
great
him
because Knight
and
then goes up,
allow
defends the
him
tower
to
on
play
the top side.
aggressively,
You
and
get
so
the kill, you get the
every time he
tower.
plays
The
aggressively,
tower makes it
it's
more
almost a
worthwhile
bluff.
to
Right?
me.
He's
If
always
it's
playing
just a
aggressive.
support kill for,
He's
you know,
always
flash
playing
from your support for multiple key
like on a
ultimates
knife's edge.
feels less worthwhile.
And so
but defending the
you
top
start
side
guessing.
tower,
You start
taking
guessing
one
like,
of their
are they
own,
behind him? Because they
really
usually are, but
clawing
maybe
back
this time they're
gold.
not.
BLG making
And
a couple of very good
it's starting to
plays.
like warp the game because, you know, right there LeBron just didn't believe it. Like, he's just like, this guy's always playing like an idiot. I'm gonna go punish him. It's like, oh fuck, this time they're here. Maybe next time they won't be there, and then LeBron will hesitate on the opportunity to go because last time he died. It's like the conditioning could
14
happen.
kills in 20 minutes. One of the slower games that we've had today, which is not something that you always get to say, as G2 with only 1,000 gold lead now has been cut to own a third of what it once was. BLG's done a really good job over these last few moments.
I don't even think. I think BLG
catching
doesn't choke at
G2
Worlds. I think that that T1 just has plot armor. I don't think that when T1 beat BLG at Worlds, that was a choke.
But he is a full level over Hansama. He's done a
I
really
think
good
that
job
Faker
continuing
Galio
to
versus
farm. He
Knight
does have
Ari
that
cannot be
35
considered a
CS
choke. That was
above
just
him.
another,
He's a
yet
force
another
behind the ball
anomaly
because
of a series by
lack of
T1 where they're just
participation.
playing
Once he
so
starts getting
fucking
those
insane that it's like
He's
crazy.
really careful. This is what they keep doing. They see LeBron
But
overstepping
yeah,
immediately. They jump
honestly,
onto him. It's not going to be enough as Broken Blade tries to get him towards the backline. Skewmon going in. LeBron is able to escape even through the poison
BB
ticket.
almost hits Viper there. Dude, Viper's
Walking away as
movement
Broken
is
Blade
just so
headbutts
clean.
it back
It's
to the
so
rest
clean.
of
Look
his team,
at
but
him just
meanwhile, Beam
glide. The
continues
whole
just to
fight,
push
he
to the
doesn't miss a
sideline.
step
BLG
damage-wise, but
distracting
also
G2 from Ben,
dodges
who is
everything
trying to
that
get
can
these
be
points.
dodged.
I mean, G2 tried to group, they tried to make plays happen, but it's Lebrov that keeps getting caught out.
They choked versus Weibo in semis once? Oh yeah, that's true.
And I think the
Forgot
really
about
costly
that.
thing is
I was thinking about the
close
finals in
owners, right?
2023
So
with
that's gonna make it
Zayas.
very difficult at this next Dragon. G2 do have
Or was it
those two
2024?
early
I already
Dragons
forgot.
caps.
Just going to get forced away by Knight. Others will get
Herald's gonna
pulled
get
back
zero
out of
value,
Vital.
yeah.
And the Herald will be killed before it can find
Sometimes,
its
like,
mark.
I forget
2
that
minutes
Viper's
on the
already a
next
world
Drake, still a
champion.
while before that next objective.
Because
But
like
you
it
can see
happened
what
so
BLG
long
is
ago, and it
doing
happened
so
during like the
well.
COVID years.
LeBron tries to step up
Like EDG won Worlds in
Let's go. Let's get
2022.
him down as low as possible.
Yes, they
making
won Worlds
use
in
of quickness
2022.
defensively wherever we can.
And like
Couldn't quite burst
I
him
just
down.
literally
Big spike now for Knight as he gets
it
that Archangel. So now
like
you
is
have
not
that
the
shield. You're about
first
to
thing
take
that
over
comes to
10
mind when
on
I
that
think of
row
Viper
up.
is like,
So
oh,
it's
this is
big
like a
part
former
of the
Worlds
game
winner.
here
It's
for
2021.
Knight.
You're right.
Caps
2021.
has
I'm
gone
sorry.
in
2022
towards-
is you're right.
you
You're
know,
right.
it could be a Zonia's
See,
or
like,
just a pit
okay,
stop for that
like
Seeker,
again,
and then
it's
he
like
doesn't have to
very
pop. He can
forgettable for
obviously
me,
turn that into a death
where
trap or a shadow
I think the
flame or
DRX
whatever
win
else.
and the last
But
3
Cap's still
T1
looking for
wins
that
have been
second
like
complete
super
item.
memorable.
That gold
But,
lead has disappeared.
Yeah,
3K was
I don't
the
know why.
advantage
The
that G2 had
EDG win,
amassed,
like
but
I
after that
don't
pick on
really
the
remember
Skewmon,
that
the
Worlds
top
at all.
plays,
Maybe I
again,
just
Bot
didn't
lane,
watch it
BLG have closed that
as
gap
much
once
as I
again.
watched the other
Now
ones. I
we're
might
at a
have just
very
like
even
skipped some of the
game
games.
state
I don't know.
where itemization is
But like
pretty
that
dead set across
entire
the
world
board. It all comes down
can't
to
really
execution
remember
now
what
as
happened,
BLG's gonna
right?
secure their third
I
out
can
of
only tell you,
tower.
yeah, I guess
That's
EDG
3
won,
towers
but
to 0 right now.
what was that team's playstyle and what happened that Worlds? Don't fucking know.
Unable to pick up any of those standing objectives on the map, any of that standing gold. Yes, they are.
No, I haven't forgot about Showmaker and Damwon clapping everyone. With Nuguri playing hard carry, Klepto champs, no, I will never forget that one. Like, I will never forget like most of the worlds because like the like FPX and IG when they won worlds, that was super crazy. Fucking like Goinby and the Shy. Sorry, Rookie and the Shy. Goinby like fucking being like the solo shot caller on FPX and just like being like Goinby roams and like the way that they played super crazy, super aggressive, like tons of dives, all that stuff. Like it is like very vivid for me.
That often when BLG got on lead in this series,
and there's a lot of moments like
difficult
the Shy
for them to
Aatrox
lose it.
and
G2 getting
like
that
Doinby
comeback
Rise
victory in
and
game
just
one.
like there's just like so many like
Now we're in a
things that
very
come to
even
mind for
game
those
state as we
worlds.
get
But
closer to the Dragon
yeah,
spawning.
I'm gonna stop talking about it because I think I made my point. But
as you said, a little stopgap.
Viper is
with
fucking
the
insane.
Seekers and the needlessly large rod. Drake up in 8 seconds time. Not much vision down there for G2. Knight is hiding in the Baron pit.
Viper
right
is
here.
fucking
Caps is gonna
insane,
spot
bro.
him out. Shun here for the chase as well. Knight able to put the miasma down and force Caps away. That does mean Knight has to take the long route back to join up with the rest of BLG.
Yeah, Knight took about 1,000 damage there from Caps. Will be able to grab some honey fruit.
Hansama. You know what's
Is gonna be
actually
just
kind of
fine,
interesting?
but level 15 for
Recently,
now, you know, just even
I've seen
on
less
levels
and
with
less
Caps
people go
despite
Dusk and
the
Dawn
roll
on
taking
Kai'Sa
over.
because you can't get your W evolved until you finish the item. So that creates a little bit of awkwardness, right?
Going to be committed early. They want to contest for this wave.
It's a little bit awkward.
Prior was much harder when that tower is still alive, but now they will gain access into the river.
When
but
you
Bin doing
finish
a
the
good
Dusk
job
and
of keeping
Dawn,
that
you
bot
get your
wave
W
push.
evolved.
Exactly, and they're actually
But
picking
if he
over
was to go
Baron because remember
Nashers
how
right
fast
here, he
Cassio
would
can
have
do this. They're trying to
Fiendish
throw the
Codex
two-man
Blasting Wand.
with
That would get
Bin
him his
going
W
down
evolved, so he'd be
towards that bot
spiked
side. They're
right
trying to
now at
draw
this
G2
exact
in
moment. But
multiple
instead of having a
directions,
Blasting
and G2
Wand
needs to commit to one
and a
side.
Fiendish
You either
Codex, he
start
has
the
a
dragon, you try to
Sheen
collapse on Bin, you gotta
and
do
a Kindle
something
Gem,
here,
and you're just
because
kind of
Bin is gonna
scratching
have
your
that
head
wave
as an AD
crashing
carry
in.
thinking like,
Also
why the
has the
fuck did I
TP
buy
still,
Sheen
so
and
if
Kindle
the
Gem?
BLG
This looks
start
troll
up
as
the
hell.
Baron, which
It's
is what
really
they're
good
gonna
when you
do.
finish the item,
Bin
right?
can just
But
teleport
all the
back. Shun
every
and
point
Knight able
up
to
till
do
you
the
finish
Baron
the
by
item
themselves.
doesn't
Bin
feel
being
very
collapsed
good.
on
Look at
by
BLG,
Caps
they've
and
started
Broken Blade.
Baron.
Meanwhile, in mid lane,
They've started
Skewmon
Baron.
and Hansama just trying to keep the
Wait,
wave
G2
around.
knows. This is actually a
Being
shit
able to
Baron.
dodge towards the
G2
edge of the
knows.
tower and keep
They're gonna go.
Of G2 distracted. Lebrov, Hans,
They're gonna go.
Skewmon are into the Baron pit right now. Skew trying to get in there. Vision in the back of it.
Holy
for
shit.
G2, Hans Summer opening
What
up
is
the
going
attack
on?
lane. G2 Caps is
Skewmon's gonna pick it up.
Skewmon on the Baron right now, and they can just finish it.
No
Shun
way,
crashes
Vi
in,
gets the
spike
Baron.
signal
Are you
assist as well.
kidding me,
On's gonna
dude?
fall to the Arcane Storm. Shun in the middle of the pit.
What
It's
an
gonna go down
insane
as
blocker
well.
that is.
Finn was
What?
able to escape. G2 will
if
find two,
G2
but
gets the Baron there, the whole game is
will
over.
get
But now
the
it's actually
Baron.
sad as
Shun comes
fuck.
up clutch for BLG once again. He
Oh
needed
my
to
god,
get
I'm
that
sick. I'm
steal
sick.
after
At least get
BLG
the
found
Drake.
themselves
At
in a
least get
very
the Drake. I'm
awkward
sick. I'm
position.
sick.
Once the TP from Caps came through,
That
the
was
poke
actually so
landing from
lucky
G2.
for Shun. I
That
mean,
could
like,
have been
dude.
devastating for BLG.
You could say like,
but Shun
oh, so
is
skillful,
able
dude.
to
That was a
save it.
crazy
That was
50-50 to take.
crazy risky for BLG.
So-
I feel
yeah.
like if Skumon gets that smite,
It's a collapse.
it is such a disaster, but they are looking for a potential collapse here.
I mean, dude, like, just take the Drake. You're chilling. Take the Drake. You're piss chilling.
G2, Knight trying to step forward,
Oh.
Skumon trying to
What's
get
happening?
out. The hookshot wall dive in from Bin. Hexagol made him put onto Skumon, who's invisible for a second. Knight with a noxious blast. TP behind
What?
Skumon
Giga
flashes,
Bin?
dies immediately
Is-
afterwards.
wait, is Bin
LeBron
just
having to
casually
dance his way
walking the
away.
entire
But
enemy
Bin's
team
trying to
down?
get into that backline. Petrifying Gaze gonna
What?
land as well. There's a
Kaisa
headbutt
turned
from
around and got
Rise.
castled?
BLG
What?
punish G2
Did Bin
super
just
risk.
solo
They
carry
take
the
them down
whole
as they look
game?
for the dragon.
It's the
What am I
spellbook
watching?
TP from On into the three-man combo. They're going to look for more than that. They're just going for the
Bin
base right
literally
here.
just-
Right now, it's 30 seconds on Hans. They might just end the game.
There's
So
no
many
way the
times
game's over here.
BLG have come
I'm
up
sick.
just
I'm
short.
sick to my stomach.
Second
I'm
place,
sick to my
second
stomach.
place, second place. But here,
They
in first
flipped
and
a
in
50-50
Sao
Baron and got the
Paulo, they are looking
luckiest
for
smite in the
ultimate
world,
prize.
and then Bin just
BB
walks
trying
on
to
them
be
and
on
just
that
mogs,
front line,
aura
but he
farms,
is dead where he
3
stands.
kills back.
Caps trying to defend. G2 unable to do anything. Second place no longer.
Wow.
Redemption for BLG. Resurrection for the LPL. BLG are your first stand champions.
What?
And it can end that quick.
Dude, okay, like, let me back up 2 minutes. Let me just back up literally 2 minutes from this point.
Keep the rest of G2 distracted.
What
LeBron,
the
Pump,
actual
Summer, and
fuck
Skumon
was
are
that?
into the Baron pit right now. Skew trying to get in there. Vision in the back of it for G2.
The way
Summer
that
opening
just
up with the Academy rate.
immediately
G2
ended the game.
Caps is going to TP in.
Like,
Skumon on the
what
Baron right
the
now, and they can
fuck
just
was
finish
that?
It. Shun flashes in, gets the smite, season assist as well. On's going to fall
2
to the
kills.
One awkward position, BLG, but Shun is able to save it.
That was crazy.
They
Ridder
start
looking for
Baron.
potential
By the
collapse here.
way-
Ridder still has ult.
By the way,
Finish
They
chat,
want the fight.
Bin loves this.
this is a 3v5. This is a 3 versus 5 fight because BB has TP and can join his team. It starts off as a 3 versus 4.
Position against G2.
Okay, so it starts off as a 3 versus 4. Bin has TP'd in and he has the giant TP shield. He goes in. Once again, 3 against 4.
Skumon trying to get
He
out.
goes in.
The shot wall dive in from Bin. Hexagol
Is Bin just Thanos? They can't just kill him here?
put onto Skumon, who's invisible for a second. Knight with a noxious blast. TP behind, Skumon flashes, dies immediately afterwards. LeBron having to dance his way away, but Bin's trying to get onto that backline. Petrifying Gaze gonna land as well. There's a headbutt.
Oh, he doesn't have TP. I'm so stupid. BB TP. Okay, yeah, my bad. I was looking at this one. He doesn't have TP. It's just 3 versus 4, and they have like spellbook TP coming in. I still am just.
They take them down as they look for the
I'm
dragon.
sick. I'm
It's the
sick.
spellbook TP
I'm
from
sick
On
that's how
into
that
the
ended.
three-man combo. They're gonna
What?
look for more than that. They're just going for the base right here.
Like
right
it's just
now,
it just
30
makes it he makes it look so simple and so easy. It's just like, yeah, I'll just TP and enemies on Drake. We're in a 3-on-4. I'll just E on to fucking Wukong here. It's all good, boys. One shot him really fast. Ult the
It's
closest
on.
target,
They might
then we
just
just
end
keep
the game.
chasing.
So
It's easy
many
as that. It's just
times
like the
BLG
way the
have
game
come up
ends.
just short. Second place, second place,
That
second
felt like a
place.
fucking
But
robbery.
here, in first stand in Sao Paulo, they are looking for the ultimate prize. BB
That
trying to
was
be on that
ridiculous,
front line,
man.
But he is dead where he stands. Caps
That
trying to
was
defend.
ridiculous, and
G2 unable to
I feel ill.
Is it like
Reckless wonders if everyone hates playing with him. This is the most upvoted comment. Wait, is this because Crowny didn't? Is it because Crowny flamed him in that Soloq clip? Hold on. Hold on. I want to watch this really fast before we go to the Reddit thread of this game.
like, does all the other players just hate playing with me? Is that the case? Because we had the Crowny clip, and there was like Drutut and Natinat in the past, and some other players as well. No, like, does everyone just hate playing with me? Is that it? Is that where we're at in life? Everyone hates when they get me on their team, and they love getting me on enemy team. Is that it? What the fuck happened? I
Sad.
thought I was like a good player to get on your team for a long time. Is it because I don't get it actually. What do people hate about so much? What do I do wrong? I feel like I'm trying every game to win. Maybe not the game I just played, but like almost every game I play, I try till the very end, no? Maybe I missed something.
It's not that hard to understand. Those guys and everyone who plays solo queue at a high level is tilted. I don't know how this ended up being a highly upvoted clip. It's, you know, I mean, like, the way Reckless is putting it is like, why do they hate me? But they don't. It's literally, I mean, maybe some of those people actually, for some reason, have some sort of personal grudge. But the truth is, most of the time people bitch about people in solo queue, it's because they're extremely tilted from losing. And they're just looking to blame somebody. That is 99% of the criticism that you're going to see in solo queue. Los Ratones equals upvote. Yeah, that's true. Even Inspired even flames his own teammates at first stand. It's true. Man, Bin versus G2 is a canon event. Crazy this dates back to 2020 Worlds and Bin is only 22. That's crazy, man. He was 17 and when he did it with Fiora in the World Finals. Holy shit, man. Thank you, Chinese Spy G2, for eliminating 2 Korean teams just to give China its first international title since 2023. LPL's 3rd seed. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. Getting stomped feels bad, but losing the game when they have a good position is more depressing. That's true. Because the hope is what creates that emotional roller coaster of just like, wow, they could do it. This could go to game 5. G2 could really win it all. And then it's just like, huh? Like, what? They just flipped the Baron and they won the smite off by 1 HP and then like, huh? It was just like, that was some serious like Chinese fucking magic. Bin is him, bro. Because honestly, Knight's not him. Knight is not him. Like, I think that has been established. Internationally, like, Knight's not him. I think Knight's, like, he's clearly one of the greatest mids in the world. But, like, dude, some of the shit that happens to him at internationals is just like, no. Bin is him, though. Viper is now back-to-back first stand champion. Okay, cool. Capsule's playing so well. Capsule is playing out of his fucking mind. It's the hope that kills you. Oh, it is. It is the hope that killed. That like, I was so hopeful for G2 to do something there in game. God, it's so. And you get denied. You get cucked out of a game 5 as well. Like, are you joking? You get cucked out of a game 5 when Caps is playing that fucking well? Man, it's a bummer. Shun heard everyone talking shit and just put skew in his pocket. Did he, though? Did he really? I think that both journalists played very well. There's no shame. Skewman should hold his head high. He played incredibly. I don't think that there's any shame at all in how he played. 0. Diddy was mentioned. Dude, stop. Diddy mentioned Monka. Bin Camille is artistry. He's the only guy in the whole world that I would like, bro. Like, there's a guy earlier in here who's like arguing like Keen's a hard carry player. You define him as a role player. Like, he's actually like a huge carry on Genji. Show me a game where Keen locks in a pick like Camille at an international tournament and does that, right? Like, show me. And I would love to be proven wrong. I would love to learn more about Keen. But from my experience, Keen doesn't do that. Keen doesn't do anything close to what Bin does. He's a role player. Bin's a hard carry. That has just been happening for the last 5 years. I get that Keen's a great player, and I get that he has his place on a top team, and he could easily, like, not even easily, but like, he could win worlds with that style. But I enjoy watching players like Bin run it the fuck down sometimes and make insane plays like that sometimes. It's just a better viewing experience for me. So I'm a way bigger fan of Bin. Yeah, Bin just fucking randomly won the game, dude. Shit was crazy. Jesus. Jesus. Cap says, my passion is still the same. Ever since Faker won in Season 3, my dream of winning Worlds has never changed, and I'm still working towards that dream. Man, Caps is so inspirational, dude. Caps is seriously so fucking inspirational. I mean, he really is Western Faker, right? If I was a betting guy, I would never bet on him to win Worlds. I'm sorry, but if I had to put my life savings on it and you put a gun to my head and says, hey, will Caps ever win Worlds, yes or no? I'm going to have to bet against him. But I will root for Caps every single tournament because he's the underdog. He's a hard worker of like 12 years. He always plays his heart out at his highest level. He's never afraid to look stupid. I've never got the impression that Caps was doing anything but his best all the time. Like, he's just such an inspiration. So yeah, I think he's honestly one of the only players in the West that can ever be even allowed to say that their dream is to win Worlds. If Isles or if what's a better example than Isles? Let me think about this. Maybe from Europe. I'm trying to think. If like, I don't know. I don't want to call anybody out, actually. I think I'm just being a dickhead right now. But basically, if another player was to come out and say, hey, my dream is to win Worlds, and I have a single-minded focus on doing that, everyone would just point and laugh. But for Caps, you're like, well, you know, yeah, you kind of deserve that. Like, I think I'm rooting for you to do that. Yeah, like if Inspired came out and said that, I think people would actually shit on him for real. I actually think people would shit on Inspired if he said that. Even though I think that it's completely valid for any pro player to have a dream of winning Worlds. That should be every pro player's dream. That was my dream. That is almost I'd say 99% of pro players' dream of winning Worlds. It's just like nowadays you're not allowed to say it because, you know, people will just be like, you delusional dog shit Western player, you really think you can beat the Koreans? Yo, what's up? Thank you, dear. Oh, yeah, I'll do it today. For real. K-Corp owner says that. Yeah, I'm sure people clown on him all the time. No one's going to clown on Caps. Jesus. Why are Koreans so much better? I think it's in the kimchi. I don't know. Okay, guys. Fuck, man. That series took it out of me. No, I could do it. I'm about to end stream anyways. Are we in queue? I was going to play, but I think I'm done after that. I'm going to go cry into my Caps body pillow, guys. Oh, nothing. What? Caps has played the craziest series of his life and they still lost.
Wait, is it, I saw a post with girl kissing Caps.
There's a girl kissing Caps?
Yeah,
wait, where? No, I didn't see it.
It's on Twitter.
It's on Twitter? Wait, hold on. I have to go on Twitter, but like on second monitor, so that no crazy political or crazy things. Wait, where is it?
I don't know. Just go to Caps, or maybe check for you.
For you?
Oh, there.
Oh! This is not a very flattering picture of Caps. I am not gonna lie. I will open. Wait, how is this on the top of my For You?
Because it's
Bro.
like viral for League Twitter.
Yeah, I see. That is awesome, and I love him.
But is it real? I don't know.
Is it real? This is probably the worst picture of... Is this... Dude, I am sorry, but this is the worst picture of Caps that you could ever have posted. If I was Caps, I would be upset with my girlfriend. I hope this is his girlfriend, or not just like a random fan, but...
I don't know.
Okay. Dude, is that guy... Guys, I'm happy for him, and it's, you know, I'm happy that he has...
Is it real?
Is it real? Guys, is this real? Chat, is this real? Is this really Caps? There's no way that's him, right? Is it him? Chat, it's fake. Okay, it's fake. It's fake. Okay, it's fake. Oh my god, it's fake. No, it's not him. It was a meme about a guy bald. Okay, holy shit. That is funny. I was about to say, I was like, dude, that is like a crazy photo to post. Show the top of my head. I have a little dot right here. It's over for me, boys. It's the beginning of the end. They got me. They got me. I thought that was caps for real. Holy shit. It's a Oh, they got me. They got me. That is funny. That is actually funny. Holy shit. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in Turkey. I'm out. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'm taking tomorrow off. Doing some business at the business factory. And yeah. Catch you guys tomorrow. Or wait, no. So I'll catch you guys on Tuesday. GG's, boys. A peace.